Welcome to another exciting, explosive edition of the College Nation radio show. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm the College Genesis, the chief host, the chief of the College Nation. Thank you for joining us tonight. If those are going to join in later and listen to the show in the archives, whatever like that, thank you for your support and participation because the show could not be made without you. Now, tonight we're going to do a topic here. Before I get started, I just realized something. There's a lot of black success in states like North Carolina. Black people are finding little enclaves and whatnot, moving in North Carolina, like 7 different areas. Black people moving in, high salary. Hey, this is one of the blessings we have from the Great Migration. A lot of black people are able to make these big salaries in the North. And when they get transferred, nowadays people are transferring to the Frenchie, transferring to the South, unlike before, where when you went to the South, to lure people South, you had to take a pay cut, whatever like that. But you got something going on where somebody could be an account executive in New Jersey making $200,000 a year, and he moves to a small enclave in the rural parts of North Carolina. He's living like a king. Whereas in Jersey, $300,000 a year made me just middle class. So therefore, you starting to see a lot of black people moving to the South, and not just Atlanta, but North Carolina and Virginia, and Maryland, where land and cheaper. There's a lot of cheap land and cheap suburbs and subdivisions and stuff like that that we're moving into, and we're bringing these New York salaries, New York money, the level of money to the South. Well, that's been unheard of. Usually, it's almost like back in the days. You were stuck in New York. You making a good salary in New York. You knew if you moved down South, man, you're gonna be making freaking minimum wage or whatever like that. But that's not the case anymore. As we become more global. Imagine that same case if we was able to have corporations that went overseas and we could live overseas with the same salaries and stuff like that we have in the best areas in America. That'd be great. But it seems that it's like when you go someplace cheaper, it used to be, you got to take a pay cut. You got to live in poverty. When I learned that when we moved down to Virginia, our parents moved down to Virginia. We moved down here. We're like, God damn, that's what y'all want to pay us? That's what y'all want to pay us? Fall's like, man, dude, that's what I made when I first came to New York. When I, washing dishes. And you going back to that, So the South is looking up, The South is definitely looking up, and I got to think, we got to pay attention to that more often. I don't know about the black people who are from the South, who basically are here. They probably have a little hard time. But the black people from the North, are definitely benefiting from the South, And I don't know how this is going to play out because I know there's going to be in the future. It's coming. There's going to be tensions between the influx of black people from the North and New York, particularly to the South. It's going to happen, It happened when I moved down to the South, just people just were not, look, to this day, I have actually no friends here. I'm a New Yorker. I'm always going to be a New Yorker, I'm going to get to the topic, I got an hour monologue, so I get to the topic after, through this hour, Look, so the main thing is, like I said, there will be tensions between the haves and the have-nots in Black America. It's going to grow. It's going to be sharp. But how do we deal with it? How do we deal with the fact that, you got a large number of educated Black people and stuff like that, and they're going to areas where Black people are still oppressed. If you're poor and uneducated in the Southeast, right, and you never had that opportunity, I'm not saying that the poor are getting opportunities now because, they're working jobs and everything like that, but the opportunity to make those big salaries and that live that life or not of dream life, there's always going to be working class Black people and everything, but let me tell you something. And I actually go out there and I listen to what people have to say. People who work in the shipyard is like a coveted job here. It's an entry level job, working class, starting in the 50s. Black people, black man, the shipyard. When I, yeah, you didn't have much education, but it gave you a decent way of life. And at one time, you could buy a house and whatever like that. But the next generation did not want to work as a welder in the shipyard. The next generation does not want to work as a mail carrier. The next generation does not want to work. And they say, well, and this, I'm gonna tie this into why we're having like problems with immigrants and stuff like that. The next generation want to do better than their parents did. You understand? So if you're gonna have people that's stagnant, right? They're saying, well, you know something, if I can't have this, I ain't gonna do that. I watch my aunties, my uncles work themselves to death and they ain't got nothing. I ain't doing that. So you sit around, you get into trouble, you get in the streets, you hang out in the corner, and you don't do anything. Rather take it out. Now, along comes a Haitian immigrant. Along comes an African immigrant. Along comes a Caribbean, Jamaican immigrant, right? They're not going by 3-4 generations doing that shitty ass job. This is a golden opportunity for them. So they come in, they say they took the jobs, and the Haitians always bragging about the job. This is because you haven't had 3 or 4 generations in here with those shitty jobs. Now you let some of these black immigrants here for a few generations, and the kids find they're doing the same shitty job you did. You're gonna have the same problems that the black Americans have. They're gonna get tired of that. They're gonna want more. They want a piece of the action. You understand? So we look at that, and so we have to stop this nonsense that, oh, black America is lazy. No, it's just like people have peaked off and they're stagnant. How do you get the black youth involved in the workforce again? You got to basically woo them into something better. I don't know. Or it could be just like, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Well, you see in the white areas, they're doing all kinds of jobs. They're bringing the most advanced jobs and everything. You got these young areas. You want the real jobs and everything like that, you got to go to the white areas, really. There's in the black areas, with predominantly black area, whatnot, they're not putting the Silicon Valleys and all this stuff like that, the tech jobs of the future and stuff like that, in predominantly black area. You got to go and move into the white area. So therefore, if you have black immigrants, they're moving into the white area, and they're also moving into low-income black areas and taking those jobs that black people don't want to do. So on the whole, it looks like black America does not want to work. It looks like black America is lazy. It looks like this it's a flex to be an immigrant, because the bottom line is the socialization of black America. Socialization of black America is off. There's not that upward mobility. Nobody has invested in the black American community. And like I said on Dynasty Show today, the job belongs to the employer. An employer has not any obligation to hire a black American because he's an American. So therefore there's no obligation to hire you, whatever like that. So what does that do? Right now you have a whole generation of young black kids who refuse to work, refuse to get summer jobs, want to hang out on street corners. And also now what you got is not just black kids, but white kids too. They're using social media to earn a living. And I just figured this shit out. I'm like, wait a minute here. People are on social media all day and all night, right? I was like, when did they got a chance to work? Then somebody told me, said, no, they're not working. So whatever the revenue stream, whatever like that, they're making enough money that they don't have to go punch a clock at McDonald's. So the more outrageous, the more stupid content people put out, the more drama you put out, the more of these AI videos you put out, the more money you can make, and the more you stay away from actual engaging the workforce and being productive. That's what you have. Now, getting to the topic of the show tonight is, why is it that the black organizations keep failing, right? One of the things I've noticed is that, you know, when you have black organizations, right? What's going on, Rico? You know, when you have black organizations, there's always this idea that, you know, there's nothing long term. It's like emotionalism. People always come to you with emotionalism. We're organized for what? Now the latest thing is we're organizing because we want police reform. Okay, but long term, okay, why am I joining an organization for police? What are you trying to say? Why am I joining an organization for abortion rights? Why am I joining an organization for open borders? Why do I care about people get mass deportations? What do a black organization absolutely serve? Could someone tell me a black agenda? I've been waiting for years for someone to tell me what the black agenda is. If someone tell me, I'll pay you $100 if someone could tell me what a fucking black agenda is. I've been in the movement all these years and I still don't know what a black agenda is. What the hell is it? You know, our agenda is, we got to fight the power. Well, that's vague and abstract. So when you join an organization, I do tell you this. A lot of us join organizations just for fellowship. You know, that's what it is. We join organizations because we like being around each other, fellowship. Who knows? You might meet your next wife, whatever like that. But so we keep the organization have an excuse to keep the organization going, knowing damn well the organization is not going to do anything, but it's just a way of us keeping to legitimize us being together because we have nothing else. And I'm going to say some things that's going to shock some people tonight. I'm going to piss some people off. We have absolutely no reason to be together in any organized capacity. Does that shock you? That make you mad? But it's the truth. We organize just for the sake of organize out of our own vanity. There's no end game. We're not like the Jews that have a state of Israel or geopolitical interests in anywhere. We don't collectively own large numbers of businesses and stuff like that. What stake do we have together that we like this? Well, we got organized for education. Okay, if you organize for education, what does education serve? A falling community, a falling apart community. Oh, we got to fall like this. What about they say, well, we got to preserve the black family. Oh, really? Oh, really? Then tell me why that there is no commitment between black men and black women in the black America. I am seeing so many mixed couples in America right now. It's like a new thing now when you hear black people talk and whatnot. Well, love has no color and whatnot. So if love has no color, right? And that means we don't really exist. And we're not trying to produce black and everything like that. What are we coming together for? So you can stay in my business and tell me what I can't fucking do? If you don't want to build a black family, a black community with black men and black people at the time, don't tell me about, are you serious, about a black organization. You know, I am sick and tired of the friggin' BS. You know, let's build a black organization. For what? We're not together. You don't believe in a black family. You don't believe in black authority. You don't believe in black excellence. You don't believe in black togetherness. You don't believe in buying black. You don't believe in all these things that make a people a people. So what the hell we organize around? You know? Well, I don't know about that. I have no evidence about a boule. That is a boule. People get together. Let me tell you something about the boule. I would say this. There are pockets of black elite that they get together, and the whole thing about the boule is we're not like the rest of them. Those are the masses of ignorant niggas, and we're on top, And those people like this. Carla, wait until Carla hears the American Indian movement on TikTok. Oh yeah, I know all about that. These stupid pretending fools. I know all about them. You got half the people now talk about their Native Americans and the Indians, and they didn't come from Africa. If you don't have a common story, it used to be clear. We're African Americans. We're descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Came here in the 1600s to the 1800s. We went through slavery, Jim Crow, and everything, and segregation, the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, and here we are, the hip hop generation, whatever like that. Now people are these niggas are coming from outer space. We were already here. No, we came from Mars. We came from outer space. I'm a indigenous copper colored Negro, So if you don't even have a common identity, how you gonna have a fucking how you gonna have a friggin' an agenda? If you don't have a common identity and you're not a people, what is an organization for? What the hell is an organization for if you don't even believe that you're one people? See, I give you the facts. I give you the facts. I tell it like it is. I don't. Some people come and they take a little knife and they peel apples. I come with a double-bladed axe to tear down that tree of wickedness and iniquity in Black America, because I want to see Black America win. I want to see us unified. I want to see us holy. I want to see us dignified again. I want to see our sisters and our brothers working together. I want us to be proud of who we are. For better, for worse, or not. When you look in the mirror, you should say, that's who I am, and be proud of who you are. If you ain't proud of who you are, you can't go no place. I know they're not going to like this. I know people ain't going to like this. I'm saying I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be popular. One thing, when people listen to me, they're going to hear the truth. And I don't give a damn if 10 people listen. I don't give a damn if 100,000 people listen. But you will know for coming out of my mouth that this is one place you're going to hear the truth. That's it. That's all I can give you is the truth. I tell you like it is. I don't mince words. Yeah, they want reparations for slavery, but they deny that slavery even happened. I mean, make it make sense. And I had no idea Black America was this week. I always thought civil rights movement, the images they showed us, the African American Museum, civil rights movement, yeah. Brown versus Board of Education, yeah. Rosa Parks, yeah, man. We're Black Power movement and whatnot, Huey Newton and whatnot, yeah. How did we go from all that to fucking talk about we're Choctaw Indians? This is insane, And you wonder, why do we have no Black organization? What the hell are we organizing around? I'll be honest with you, I am not going to sit there and join some organization and then somebody gets up there and say, us Native Americans. No. There will be a riot in there. If everyone can't be on the same page about who the hell we are, what the hell are we organizing for? And you got people in Black organizations talking about their pretendians. They were already, some of us already. Tariq, stop that, still knowing the nonsense. Talking to the FBA movement, talk about some of us already here. There's no evidence that some Black people were in America, but they keep spewing this nonsense. Because why? Because there's nobody basically saying, no, this is who we are. If you don't believe that, then this is not the organization for you. Here we got, I guess we got an FBA person here, Royal, whatever his name is, right? More Black American hate. Fool, we're Black Americans. I'm just telling you like it is. And we don't like the Black Americans that are fools, making us look bad. That's why we can't organize. We can't organize because we got a disease in Black America, the disease of self-hate. Self-hate is a terminal disease. If you can't admit what you are, if you can't admit that your ancestors came here through the transatlantic slave trade and whatnot, all of us, then there's nothing less to talk about. Yeah, we got pseudo intellectuals out there. That's why I said, I said today, you know, to some colleagues of mine, I don't want to hear another book. I don't want to read another book. I think I read everything I'm going to read, whatever like that. That means if the fact that we got so many people walking around talking about their pretending and everything, that means all our leaders, whether it's Amos Wilson, John Harriet Clark, Dr. Ben, they all failed. He said it again. They all failed. They did not reach the masses. We have nothing to say, proof that, which we'll call that any of their teachings have any effect. What's the hell sense of writing books if you can't affect the minds and change people's way of thinking and what they are? All our leaders failed. The civil rights movement failed. Harriet Tubman was a myth, right? Created by white supremacists. Scroll right up. Because your social media is so freaking toxic. People make AI videos, social media of history that don't exist. They think that by making AI videos and making memes and stuff like that they can rewrite history and stuff like that, and people go along with it. Nobody wants to pick up a book. No one wants to pick it like this, and they always want to discredit science, which is DNA, and they want to discredit real history. And the fact of the matter is, when I saw Professor Smalls getting pinned down by these FBA people, I just said all hope is lost. You're supposed to be an esteemed scholar, and you get bodied by some fucking pseudo FBA people, Professor Smalls. Come the fuck on. I am losing respect for all these people, So it just really it is sad situation in Black America. So you say, "Whoa, are we ever going to have a Black organization? How can we have an organization? We don't know who we are. You can't have a motherfucker that's talking half the motherfuckers talking about they're really the ancient Asiatic Chinese. You got another faction talking about they're Indians that copper colored. Be black as the ace of spades talking about they're copper colored. We're copper. Copper what? You looking like Dan Wesley. Motherfuckers be looking like Wesley Snipes with a feather in the head talking about they're copper colored. You can't have motherfuckers walk around talking about they were already here. And what you call it, motherfuckers look like they just came from the Sudan talking about, I ain't from Africa. Nigga, if somebody dropped you off in Ghana, you fit right in. If you don't know who you are, we can't all agree on who and what we are. And we're based on truth and whatnot, and logic and truth. Like I said, I believe in LARP. You know what LARP is, right? LARP is what's logical, achievable, reasonable, and practical. So if you're not a LARPist, right, and you're just somebody saying this, we can't build anything together. I'm not going to build anything together. One thing in the BAO we always did when you first joined the BAO, first thing we asked is, are you of Black African, are you African American? Second, are you of Black African descent? I had this one guy come in the BAO, try to join the social network. Well, nope. He tried to say he's a Moor, whatever the hell. He was trying to say, I'm a spiritual, blah, 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 blah. Man, get the fuck out of here. You can't join. He's like, Colin, why don't you prove my membership? Look, you couldn't answer the simple question. Are you of Black African descent? Yeah, somebody says that foundational Black America is saying that their ancestors did not come from Africa, Broody, whatever it is, these African scholars, whatever like that, they failed. They failed. Whatever their messages didn't is not getting across to the people. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not here defending these black scholars no more. These scholars no more. I'm not doing it. I'm not defending these scholars no more. I'm not doing it. Till we get to the point where, and the only way I believe that the African centered or the Pan African world is going to win is you have to basically uh, uh, we have to build something outside of America. We got to let America go. Royal, whatever your name is, says y'all up here talk about FBA all day. What is a fucking FBA? It's the stupidest fucking thing. It's a billion Africans that want to be African. Why not focus on that? Yo, look, the bottom line is this. Whatever the FBA is, y'all a small group. You don't represent me. You don't represent me. I don't represent FBA. I don't believe in it. I think it's stupid. It's retarded. It's redundant. And so the bottom line is this, lotteries and everything. We can't come together because we don't know who we are. We can't even agree on who the hell we are. That's why we like this. We don't have an identity. You guys came in with your FBA self-hate and took our identity. We said we're African Americans, descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Now you guys are coming in with some, let's join the black. No, we can't organize. The hell we organizing around? When people come together, Italians, whatever like that, they all have agreement. When Italian Americans, they all come from their mother country, the old country called Italy. That's the base of what they have in common, a land. If you cannot admit that you're from Africa, then we have nothing in common. We have nothing to be together with. If you can't admit that the commonality is that we came here via the Ma'afa, the transatlantic slave trade. That's how we arrived here. That's what makes us a people. The trials and tribulations of the 400-year. It ain't lack of money. We have millions of dollars. Look at fucking Reverend Ike. Got fucking millions of dollars trying to buy a fucking jet, a private jet. We got money in Black America, but we don't know who the hell we are. Our ancestors came here during the transatlantic slave trade. All of them. Our ancestors were degraded. Our language and land was taken from us and whatnot. Our names, everything like that was taken from us in the horrible transatlantic slave trade. That's who we are. That's our identity, right? And we have to pull from that. No other people have that history. Well, it doesn't like you said. It doesn't matter if he was Caribbean or not. He's in the black community now. I don't believe in that Caribbean so like that. If you come to America and you're living in America among Black America, as far as I'm concerned, you are Black American. If you're in the black church and you're around black people and the congregating of black people and you're participating in the black culture, you're Black American. As simple as that. I don't care where you were born. You got Creflo Dollar, Reverend Knight, you got Creflo Dollar, $60 million jet. He was throwing the money on the thing, TD Jakes, Afro Theory, TD Jakes Caribbean, no. Jamal Bryant, all these people got huge followings and making money. Money is not a damn issue in Black America. How much millions of dollars Farrakhan now took in over the years? Come on. The Million Man March, look, in the time, they didn't distinguish between the black immigrants. Black was black. The same black immigrants lived in the same black communities, ghettos, as Black America did. Everybody was like, they didn't say black. There was no identity on any census form about black immigrants. So you came here, you just checked off black as your identity. This whole Caribbean and black thing is something recent. This is something recent. When you got a lot of Caribbeans coming here and they're moving into white areas, suburbs and whatnot. Yeah, there's a distinction. But back in the days, Caribbeans came, they moved into the hood, the ghetto, like a lot of poor black people did. They moved into Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, right alongside of black people. So it wasn't no real difference. My neighborhood in South Jamaica, Queens, we had Jamaicans on the block. We had we had Jamaicans on the block. We had everybody from all over. Most of the people from the South, but we had Jamaicans, we had Haitians, we had people from the islands, whatever like that, and they all went to the same school and everything like that. Everybody was black. So all this stupid nonsense and whatnot. Well, the question is, why do black organizations keep failing? Because we don't have an identity. We do not have an identity. You don't have a strong. You cannot organize based around poverty, racism, and stuff like that. That's only gonna hold people together for a certain amount of time. That's all fine until the time they go do something. See, other people are organized, the Koreans, around their culture. They don't have to wait to a police incident to organize or be reactionary. They have their culture to build around. That's why they have these organizations that are friggin' effective. We don't have a culture to build around. How do you have a culture to build around when and I know, even when you're sitting in a black crowd, everybody's thinking about something else. Nobody wants to be black. Everybody secretly want to be white. Everybody's thinking how they are not black, how less black they are than the other people. If people do not want to be black, and they're just together just to be together, how you think that's gonna? How are you gonna organize and build anything if you don't love yourself? Well, if Africans come over here and they keep their culture the way they're doing, like in New York, and they keep organizing among themselves, and they keep among themselves when they will surpass Black America. I know that. If Africans keep doing what they're doing, and immigrants keep doing what they're doing, and just basically, like Liberia, got their own holidays, everything like that. Now, 1776 is complaining, saying he wants all these Liberians out of America because Liberians, man, for Independence Day on the 26th, the whole country was lit. Liberians are having festivals all over the country. They're keeping their Liberian identity in America. Senegalese are keeping their Senegalese identity. Ghanaians are keeping their Ghanaian identity. Haitians are keeping their Haitian identity. They're basically doing all that. Well, Black America is losing their identity. They don't have anything to identify with, Don't listen to Michael Owale, Michael Owale is a Nigerian FBA. He's a Yoruba FBA. Yeah, so all these other groups are organized around their culture. The Ghanaians, and I would argue that a lot of these African groups have more political influence than Black America do. They know how to lobby. They know how to get with different senators and whatnot. But But I don't know how it's going to turn out because the United States just basically restricted 30 African countries from coming to America, man. That's wow. Thank God Liberia wasn't made it. Liberia didn't make that list. But 30 African countries. I know Liberia is in America's favor right now because of us. You know, they don't want to piss us off by fucking with Liberia. That's what it is, you know. How am I lying, Rico Miller? 30 African countries. That means they said you got to spend $20,000 to get a visa to come in America. And then they made it hard for you because they shut down visa application processing in several African countries. If you want a visa from Ivory Coast or Sierra Leone, you got to travel to Liberia to get it, you know? And then you got to pay $20,000, man. That's basically saying they don't want you here, you know? Wow, I said. But for the Africans that are here right now, that's going to severely restrict African immigrants to America. So that, if you're asking about that, the African immigration to America is done, you know? African immigration in America, they restricted Nigeria, Botswana. I don't know what Botswana do to anybody. A guy said, "Oh, I'm shocked at Botswana." Yeah, Botswana. What the hell Botswana ever do to anybody? You know, it's like, goddamn, Trump. Do you even know what you're doing? You know, but that's the whole thing. So, with that being said, I do think that the African communities in America, if they don't assimilate, if they stop acting like they're hood and keep to their culture, but they're so, you know, the lure of being African American is so great. You see them wearing their hoodies and listening to different beats and everything like that, hip hop and running the streets and whatnot. So I don't know how long that's going to last, you know, because the bottom line, because ultimately, it's a really ultimate test. America turns you into the N-word over time. No matter what you say, you're going to be a model Negro from this country right here. You're going to keep with your culture. You end up being niggerized in America. That's just what it is, you know? But that being said, bro, whatever your name is, you know, if the Africans stay organized in their culture and language and their foods and traditions and don't join the mainstream and organize among themselves, yeah, they'll do all right. They'll do all right. But, you know, I don't think they're what you call it. African countries can never beg America in the first place take their citizens. The United States came to us. Well, they're not coming to you now, man. You know, they're not coming to you now, Mike. They're getting rid of people. You know, they're saying get the hell get. They're telling you to get. You know, they're telling you go and get. Go and get. Get. Yeah, Africans, they're only a small percentage in this country, so they're not any real threat. Hispanics are a real numerical threat, and these Arabs and all these other Muslims and whatnot are a threat. Africans pose no threat to America because there's too small of a number. But yeah, so folks, you know, why do black organizations keep failing? How are you gonna have an organization if you don't have an identity? I would love for somebody to come up there and tell me that, you know. How the fuck you gonna have an organization and you can't even agree what the hell we are? And I'm gonna say something now, right? That's gonna make a lot of our sisters angry. Look, I've been looking at a lot of sisters with the natural hair. I'm really feeling this natural hair stuff, you know. How you gonna call yourself a black woman, right? And they have an argument. I was like so flipped on this one chick on TikTok, right? Talk about we gotta take control of the tracks in industry. Why the fuck are you wearing somebody else's fucking hair on top of your head? You know, we're not real. Our women are not real. They wear fake hair. What's real about us? I want to love and cherish a real black woman. I can't love you if you got somebody else's hair on your head. That's another thing. You can't come up to me and tell me you building something with me and you're trying to look like another race of woman. You got another race of woman on top of your head. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. We got to start loving ourselves. We got to start being true to ourselves. Once we understand and love who we are, the way God made us, we'll come together. We'll organize. We'll build families. We'll build Black America again. But you can't come up there with your tracks on your head and whatnot, and your weave in your head and whatnot, somebody else's hair on top of your head. You can't do it. You got these black people talk, we're going to take over the tracks industry. This is embarrassing. And white people are having a field day. Saying, yeah. And the Chinese, they're saying, the Chinese are going, there's one Chinese lady said, well, okay, boycott our thing. You'll be walking around with your bald head. You know how embarrassing that the fuck is? When they're mocking, they're telling our women that they're not beautiful. Work with me, sisters. Work with me. I don't ask for a lot. Work with me. Well, I don't need a hair transplant. I got a good set of hair. Work with me, and like I said, I'm the only person who calls out this weave shit on my show. Everybody else, they be having these long conversations. And I would say when I have which we call like this chick that was on Dynasty Show today, whatever her name is, some old battle axe FBA chick, or not some stupid old. Says she's an educator, she's an FBA. It's embarrassing, Bottom line is this: first thing I would ask you, do you got a weave on your head? Is your hair so short you can smell your brain and whatnot, A dab will do you, Sometimes if you ain't got no hair, man, rock that shit. If you got no hair on your head and whatnot, take what God gave you, It's all right. You're right to walk around bald and whatnot, at least it's yours. But everybody wants to be little Megan in suburbia with a blonde hair flowing down her back and whatnot, I remember years ago I had this one chick, one old black woman, like she was 70 years old. She had a Miley Cyrus wig on, or Hannah Montana wig on. And somebody said, you look like Hannah Montana. A 70-year-old black woman with a Hannah Montana wig on. I was like, look, Lord, deliver me. There's no hope. There is no hope. There's no hope whatsoever. I can't say much, because the bottom line, if I say this in public, I'll get jumped. These black women will knock you upside the head if you even mention this. When I go to my car, I'm looking over both shoulders and whatnot, because these women will put a hit out on you when I talk about their fucking head, talk about their freaking stuff on their head. Well, that's true, though. That's how you organizing and build a movement, a family, and you can't even get we can't even agree on what the hell our natural beauty looks like, Other people love themselves, That's why they organize. Their organizations and everything they do is natural because they actually love themselves. We don't love ourselves. So how can you organize and build an organization with people who don't love themselves? So we have to do better. We have to love ourselves, Kyle, so your hair is a very freaking integral part of it, You can't have a meeting, a political meeting, rally and whatnot, and you got women with blonde hair on their head and whatnot. Black women's hair grow up to the sun. Our women's hair stands up. When you start pulling your hair down, that's why your hair falls out. You try to look like a white woman. Black woman's hair grows up. It can grow as much as that if you let your hair grow up and out. We want to teach our women how to love themselves, and then we can love them better when they love themselves. But no one's going to talk like that. No one's going to give you the truth. Only the college genesis is going to give you the truth like that. It actually accomplishes anything. But just a place of showing off, showing off. Like, I've been around, folks. I ain't just somebody, just a spring chicken. I've been around so many black organizations, everything. It's the same thing. It's all vanity. It's vain. Nobody's serious. Nobody's for real. Hey, you got some for real people out there, but very few. What? It is what it is. Why do black organizations fail? I just gave you the synopsis of it. A lot of it has to do with our hypocrisy. You ask yourself this question: were we really, after all these lectures, all these master teachers and everything like that, were we actually really sitting there learning anything? How do I had people that I know that used to be Pan-Africanists, Black Power and everything like that, now have become pretendians and fucking FBA pretendians. So what were you really doing all those years when you were preaching Black Power and all shit like that? It was all a facade. Everything we do is a facade. It's fake. Bruce says, your rumor respond to, no, our women got to get the white man out of them. They love the white man. They don't care about our love. Our love's not good enough for them, Broody. See, I know my people. When black women basically decide that she's going to be natural in her state and that the black man is what she belongs with, our world, she'll come around. You know, right now the black woman the white man has gotten the black woman. The white man has had a lot of power over the black woman in America. He's got her convinced through these TV commercials. Every time you see a TV commercial, you always see a black woman in the arms of a white man. You never see a white man, a white woman, and a black man. It's always a black woman and a white man. They know that's what sells to black women. They're not interested in black men, Brody. They want to breed us out altogether and destroy us as black men. No, I think Brody's not correct about it. Until black women start loving themselves and loving us, it ain't gonna happen. No, the topic's not black hair, but the bottom line is this. And we're trying to build an organization, Mr. Smith. We've got to come out of your head. That we've got to go. It got to go, got to go. You can't be having, Peruvian hair on your top of your head talking about we're building an organization and whatnot. We're trying to organize to build something. Shut up, Mike Olawale. You but a simple simpleton, Mike Olawale. So, folks, why do black organizations fail? It's a good time. No, I'm saying, look, he says, Kyle, you said the answer about reciprocal black love was wrong, but your women Afro theorist said my answer is right. Yeah, how can you have reciprocal if it's only one way? Black men have always said we love black women. 85% of us marry black women, right? It's was put out there in the media, right? It's like black. I get the impression a lot of black women feel like they're settling for black men when all else fails, whatever like that. They settle for black men, but their real object is white men. I see it all the time. White men. Trying to attract white men. Whatever white men thinks you're beautiful, and white men know how this. They know black women have low self-esteem. They know that. They know it. But I'm gonna put the thing. Link is in the chat room. You want to topic? It's like, why do black organizations keep failing? Whatever you want to talk about, but that's a topic tonight. Why do black organizations keep failing? How are we gonna be organized if we ain't fucking one people? If we ain't one people, we're not one people. We're not a homogeneous population that we know who we are. It's like, damn, you go to a black organization meeting, like, I don't know who these people are. I was like, shit. You got sisters out there looking like fucking Megan and Becky and whatnot. Are you Becky or are you LaQuisha or whatever? What the hell's going on? Why you got that blonde wig on your head? Is it all about showing off your wealth, showing off your money, showing off your what you got? How you anything is all about materialism. Dark Migo, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Kyla? How are you?
Was I bringing the fire tonight?
Nah, most definitely. You already know. I already know when she say this stuff about the weaves, it's gonna get out of hand. I already know. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
was gonna say to your topic though, you were saying like, why so many organizations fail. Well, it's because like the whole entire the whole like from the ground up it's all flawed. You know what I'm saying? Like usually the black people that are in the organizations, you already know they sexual deviants. So
That's
you know what
all
I'm
that
saying?
stuff goes on. Sexual
You know what I'm
materialism
saying? Yeah, it's just a bunch of sexual deviants like that control it, and like just
and
people that's mature.
egomaniacal people,
Yeah,
manipulative predators.
and you know what also it is. I've noticed with black people is like they don't have some of them don't have the ability to like say, you know what, this guy can do it better than me. I'm gonna move over and allow him to, you know what I'm saying, step up
Exactly. Everybody
and
got
do
their
it.
ego when that
Yeah, a lot of
ego.
black people can't do that. I've noticed. Yeah,
It's all ego and me, I and whatnot, browbeating people, whatnot, manipulating people and stuff like that. You know what? The one thing I noticed years ago when the Michael Brown situation happened, right? And we had the BAO social network, right? And then we had this. You remember that Ferguson thing happened?
yeah, I
Well, there was
remember
this
that.
one guy, a couple of people I knew that went to Ferguson to be activists and whatnot, And then me and this guy Sean Quali of the New Black Panther Party was button heads at the time, right? Well, this one guy came along, right, and he was like gonna like, oh, he's a scholar, the next best thing, and scholarship. And everybody's like, who the fuck is he, right? So anyway, he started reaching out to me and all these other people trying to get us together, whatnot. And then it dawned on me, right, because he started having chicks call and inbox me. Oh yeah, why y'all doing it? You got, I said, okay, he got his fangirls out there to recruit. I said, I don't want to be under his friggin' whatever you trying to build. He's building an organization. I said, what the hell I need to be? Like, I got my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. They're doing on me back then that these organizations is nothing but a power ego thing.
Uh, and I just want to say, like, I'm so glad you said that you can see it because, like, think about it, Kyla. You said that, like they kind of wanted to join his organization because he had female fans. It's kind of the same with these fraternity organizations. People that usually join them, right? They join them because, you can get access to women. So it just
And that's all. And we
continues.
also, even the church, a good
You know what I'm saying?
pastor,
Yep.
are very good if you join the Nation of Islam. So what, you got to be out there passing out papers and do all this stuff like selling incense, whatever like that. You're gonna be rewarded with a white. When the minister says, "Give you his blessings" and whatnot, and the other sister of the head of the female group, it says, "Oh yeah, they're good. They like each other, whatever like that." They're gonna encourage her to marry you. You're gonna get married. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
So
it all just leans towards that. I've noticed it's just like you know, the black people only move unless the woman is around or the woman says something. Honestly,
And also, women, they join organizations when they see men. Sometimes they see men with money and things. When I'm gonna get me a husband, you know, they go in these. Or that's why I don't being bothered doing these things, because I don't like that. I like, if I'm gonna join an organization, I'm going. What are we here for? What's the political agenda? How are we organizing? And it becomes like a social club. You're going in there, and females are checking you out, and you're like this, and I'm like, I've been there, done that. It's like everybody's going there, seeing, showing off their rings, showing off their jewelry, their new threads and whatnot, their shoes and whatnot, their car and whatnot, talking about their degrees or what their kids are going to school at and whatnot. Everything is
yeah,
vanity.
yeah, and that's honestly why it's kind of hard for us to come together or work together. And like you said in your last show, like majority of black people only respect money. Like you could have the best intelligence, you could have the greatest plan, but if you don't got $6 billion liquid, nobody want to listen to you.
Yeah, if you ain't got the money, nobody want to hear what the hell you got to say.
Yeah.
That's
So
just
it's
the
just
truth.
it's hard to work with people like that.
You got money or not, people listen to what you gotta say. If you ain't got money, nobody want to hear what you gotta say. You're like, hey, that's nice and everything, but shit, show me the money. That's how particularly black people are. They don't want to hear nothing you gotta say unless you go show them the money. They can make more money. I can put money in their pocket and make their life better in the immediate. If you can't do that, they don't want to hear what you gotta say.
Yeah, and the sad part is like you can still show them how to do it, and if it's a little too complicated, they're not gonna do it. So
Yeah, they're like,
you
oh, that's
still
too much
lose.
work. That's too much work.
Yeah, yeah,
We have
that's
so
really the
many
words they
people that
say.
came into black organization with good intentions. We're gonna show you how to flip houses. We're gonna show you how to get your CDO. We're gonna show you how to do this or whatnot. We're gonna do these workshops or whatnot. And the bottom line is this: when you every time you do shows or stuff like that, positive, whatever, people don't want to be involved with it. But if you want to talk a bunch of hoopla stuff and nonsense, people are like, okay, I'll listen to that. They'll listen to all the foolishness. What it comes down to friggin' when you want to talk about sex and relationship, people listen. When you start talking about this is how we gotta spend our money, this is what we gotta do, this is how you got to get your education, this is what's out there for it. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like a lot of black people, just have a lot of things that don't, really matter on the forefront. Like I've noticed, like yeah, like you said, relationships and stuff like that is like the biggest thing in the black community right now. Like just talking about shit
You
like
ever
that.
notice that
I'm
every
like, come
time,
on.
check this out, when you hear black podcasts, right? What did 90% of them talk about? Relationships, right?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, is everybody single? Is everybody got these problems? Now, when you listen to the white podcast, they be talking about all kinds of stuff, business, finance, politics, whatever like that. Black people are stuck in relationship mode. How we're a black woman versus black woman, and this that thing. I was like, dude, you people, they be people in their 40s
Yeah, exactly.
about
That's
dating.
the part. Yeah.
So you notice
The-
that, Dark Migo, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, because I know you said you be on TikTok, so I know you've been seeing a lot of the bad
Oh yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah. They
it's
be in their 40s still talking about what you do on a date and whatnot. Like, god
yeah,
damn, man.
yeah.
You're in your
It's
40s and
sad, man.
shit.
I'm like, come on, man. Like I'm like, this is embarrassing. Like, what are our elders doing, yo?
And so,
Like,
but you notice me. You ever hear me talk about dating or anything like that? No.
nah, yeah, because you got a wife and you did
Yeah.
all that, you know?
I've been there, done that. There's a time and place like that. I'm past that stage of my life. You got
Exactly. That's
people
why I
my age
respect
and
and
they're
I
still
follow
out
you.
there trying to holler at females and whatnot, online. I mean, dude, man, and they only come to organizations to hook up.
Exactly, yeah. Like I was like, life isn't always about that. And I was just like,
Everybody
like
wants to damn
how
hook up. Be shocking me, right? When I be hearing people, somebody you think that's respectable, whatever like that, respectable person, and you think he's a respectable elder, and all of a sudden, when he puts the mic down, and go outside, you see him out there trying to holler at a young girl. I'm like, damn,
yeah, I'm like, come on,
you just
yeah, it's not
disappointed the
yeah,
fuck out of me, nigga.
yeah.
You just gave his nice speech and everything, and then you see him around the corner and whatnot with a prostitute or trying to do some dirt and whatnot.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of embarrassing, you know what I mean? Like, especially when you see that amongst the older black men, because it's like, come on, dude, like you
When
can't
I see
be
older black men acting like that, man, it just something goes through me, man. I said, that'll never be me when I'm in my 60s or whatever like that. I'll never be like that.
yeah, and it shows you that, chasing women always comes in a bad end because like, you'll end up just being like 60, doing the same thing you was doing when you was
Motherfuckers
20.
be 60
And
and
then
70 years
years.
old. They got to be still running around chasing women, trying to act cool. And then while the white man, when he's 70, he got his family, he's taking trips, he's doing investments and doing things. He's in his community, building shit. Whatnot. The black man's out playing.
Kind of like you notice like when black men like you like grow out of it and you stop hanging out with that kind of dude, maybe you become better educated. He's gonna start calling you a sellout,
I don't nobody call me a sellout, man. I don't
Nah,
hang around.
or
I don't.
maybe
I don't hang. I don't hang. I don't hang.
maybe an
Mike, I don't
African
hang
come
in that
in.
crowd. Mike,
No,
I
I'm
don't.
just saying like you didn't hear my point. I'm saying like if you stop hanging with that kind of dude, he's not gonna understand that the reason you stop hanging with him is because of what he's doing. Like you don't
Well,
want to.
first of all,
I
I
mean,
don't hang around dudes like that.
I didn't say you, man. Ah, damn! Don't try to complicate a simple point, man. I'm saying like let's say you like no guy like that, right? And then you see how he's moving, like still doing that kind of stuff, and then you stop like, okay, I can't be rolling with this guy. He's not gonna take me nowhere. He's gonna take offense to it, like you're not fucking with him because you're sellouts. Or let's say if you happen to be non-black American, maybe you're from Africa or something or Caribbean, it's gonna be like you don't want to hang with him because you don't like black people. They're gonna that's how they would take it.
Me personally, I'm like this. I know people, and the bottom line is this. I like people on my maturity level. And
Exactly. That's the whole point.
if
And that's the
somebody,
point I'm trying to. That's the point a lot of people make with some of these guys. Like some of them will say, "Oh, this African guy come over here. You don't fuck with us and things." When dude come here, he's determined to go do something, and he comes, he see what you're doing. Like, yo, I can't be doing that with you. So he just, focus on other things. He'd be like, rather
a
then you
real
take it
man will
wrong. You'd be like,
understand.
oh, you don't fuck with me because I'm black. Because I'm
Everybody understands one thing, right? Was when people kick you to the curb, whether there's a good reason. Sometimes people grow apart, right? Sometimes
exactly.
people grow apart. When you're past your 30s, that's natural for men to grow apart. Like, hey, look, my priorities are a little different than yours. I got a wife, family. I got to focus on that. You're still in the streets. You're still doing that. And that's
You
they
see,
don't get upset. They understand. Yeah, we were cool one time, but now he got a family now. He's he got a career, whatever like that. That's different.
like in Nigerian culture, in my culture, right? Like after a certain age, they expect you to stop doing certain things and expect you to mature to a certain level. Like they rank people. That's why they give you title as you get older. So there's some things, that's how it is in my culture. So there's some things like they expect you not to
It's
keep
like
doing.
that in our culture too, but we don't pronounce it. That we let people get away with that nonsense, in our culture.
Yeah, so a lot of older Nigerian men when they come to America and they meet like some people their age and they're still doing some things that in this country they expect them to stop doing that after a certain age. You can't keep fucking with you. You can be like, oh, these guys here, they still doing this kind of stuff, man. This is what I stopped doing that. Or you still talking about this kind of stuff. So that's why some immigrant, maybe that's the reason why they tend to not angry with some people. And then some people don't know that. They just assume that, oh, he think he's better than me, or he's he don't like me. Sometimes people just don't hang with you for a particular reason that you may not be aware of. So that's the point I'm trying to make. A lot. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of particularly Nigerian, when they come here, man, they not just they see American people as people that don't grow old, man. They don't grow up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just even white people. Some white men behave very childish, man. The white people are even worse. Some white men still act like kids, man. Like they even worse than yeah, usually black Americans want to mature to so they want to. But white men sometimes, man, they just act like kids, man. Like you see this guy still playing video game with this little boy. I'm like, I got white friends. I always tell them, I'm like, dude, you still acting like a kid, man. So you know, it's an American thing. People don't, they're not reason to want to grow up,
Now you said earlier. I was saying earlier that the guy asked me, well, "What about how you think black or Africans will fare?" I think Africans who don't assimilate into American culture, and like Liberians, they have their Independence Day all over America, right?
Mhm,
July 26th. So they got a culture, right?
mhm.
They're organized around being Liberian. They got social network groups. They're organized. They got all kinds of help groups, support groups, and everything like that. Stuff that Black America don't have, because they're organized around their cult, their identity, which is Liberia. You know, same thing with the Senegalese and all these other African
What do you
groups.
mean? Oh, you have it though. You guys have it.
No, no, no. Oh, like I said, our organizations do not like this. We get together and because of we're trying to be Democrats. You know
No, I do think you guys do have your things. You usually
what?
go to
Like what?
you have your culture. You have in the Black American get together. I mean, you have your hip
We
hop
get
things.
together.
You have
Hold on,
your
yeah. We
culture.
got,
You
hold
talk
on,
about your. I mean, you have your identity and your community. Everybody
hold on,
recognize
hold on,
that.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Right now, if you go online or not, you got people coming and saying they're not black, they're not from Africa. What is our
But
identity?
they're not lying about that. I mean, I'm not saying
Hold on,
like,
Mike. Mike, that's stupid. That's stupid.
hold on, Carla, I think you guys
Hold on,
just
Mike.
overstretched.
What is
Okay,
history? What is historically? How did black people in America get here?
okay, Carla. Okay, can I explain it?
Go ahead.
What those people are saying, I don't know why you guys just stress the argument. What they're saying is they're not saying they're not descendants. They're not. That's not what they're saying. They're saying
That's exactly
today.
what they're
Hold on,
saying.
Carla. What most of this, what they're saying is, look, I am an American citizen. I'm an American.
There's no such
So
thing.
which
There's no such
okay,
thing.
Carla. Okay, today's well, contest matters, Carla. Contest matters. That's what.
There's no freaking such thing.
Oh, Carla, let's not make this blind argument. Let's put context to what we are saying so that we don't.
There's no such freaking
Can you
thing.
calm down? Is there such thing as citizenship?
So hold up.
If
If
that's
I'm
the
in America,
context which I'm talking about.
hold up. Look at the topic, Mike. I said,
Oh,
why do
well, we're
black?
not talking about the topic right now. We
Hold up.
trying to.
I said, why do black organizations fail? I
But
didn't
Carla,
say
you're
why.
shifting it now. Stick.
Hold up.
That's a whole different.
Hold up. If you're an American citizen, that means you go and join an American citizen group and organize around that, right? Me personally, I'm a member of different civic leagues and everything that are multiracial. That's not black, right?
But what does that have to
I'm
do with the
saying,
people that are
I'm
telling you
saying,
that they are
I'm
not
saying,
African, they're Americans?
hold on. I'm saying, why do organizations that's supposed to be for the interest of black people fail? And it
Okay,
fails because you do not have an identity that's strong enough to hold a group of people together. That's my point.
I don't. Okay, first of all, before you can define failure, you have to first define the
Okay,
purpose. Hold on, wait, Carla, just wait, man. Just trying to be open-minded. I'm going somewhere. Before you can define failure, you have to first define purpose. Now, what do I mean? Like the person that put the organization together, He's the one. The purpose he has in mind may be different from what you are anticipating that the purpose was all about. So the person that organized to put the organization together, maybe his purpose was to go there and just milk or make quick money. But then the people that are rallying around him are thinking, "Oh, we're putting this together because we're trying to get somewhere to these points." But the guy that put it, for example, Tyreek created an organization called FBA. Like he said, the end goal is reparation. The end goal is this. Well, his followers are thinking, "Oh, the end goal is going to be reparation." By the end of the day, when they don't get the reparation, they're going to think, "Oh, the organization failed." But Tyreek's purpose was not reparation. To him, the organization succeeded because the purpose of him putting the organization together was to make money. So after he makes the money, when the whole thing collapsed, people like you would say, "Oh, FB organization failed." It didn't fail. The
No,
guy, the
it was
person that
never.
put
It
it
was
together, to him,
look,
it didn't fail. He made the money. That's the
hold
purpose.
up. The FBA, the FBA
I'm
movement.
just giving an example. The same thing with many people that a lot of black people that put this organization together. Their purpose is to go exploit the people. It wasn't really about any movement or any to succeed anything. It's a part of hustle. It's a capitalist world we live in.
So
People
my point I'm trying to make tonight is that why shouldn't people should not feel guilty about not joining any black so-called organization because they're all fake and they're not really about
the,
anything.
in America, to me, I don't think if you want to success as an individual, you have to go find an organization. That's a wrong move.
Well, hold up. Let me ask you a question. See, it's very easy for black immigrants, right? You know why? Because they got home countries, right? They got issues, things
Easy
like
for in terms of for what? Easy
hold on.
what?
Listen what I'm saying, Mike. You didn't want me interrupting you, so don't interrupt me.
Okay, great. I'm trying to understand you. That's why I'm
All right,
asking
hold on.
to.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Then you can
Yeah,
come in.
yeah.
Right? Now, when you are tethered to your home country, you got a set of problems that, like I said, I study Liberians closely, right? There's like 20 different Liberian social network groups on do live shows and stuff like that. They're very, very vested in the country of Liberia and the Liberian American community, right? So therefore,
Mm-hmm,
they got to focus, right? They want things for Liberia. For example, the United States is Liberia is one of the countries the United States did not restrict visa to, right? That was a
mm-hmm.
work of the Liberian community in America, right?
I don't think so.
Right. So hold up.
Mhm,
Temporary protective status. Donald Trump extended temporary protective status for Liberians a couple of years ago, right? They have
okay.
something collectively they're working for, right? Trade policy. Interested in lower rates on Western Union taxation, tariffs, whatever like that, whatever it is, and also the AGOA and all these things that will help their country grow. So they're basically the Liberian American community has a purpose, an agenda in helping themselves and helping their homeland, right?
Okay. Let me see if I understand you.
So you
Okay.
can organize around that,
Mm-hmm,
because you have an end goal, right?
mm-hmm,
And you can see yourself benefiting. If you say that there's programs for the Liberian Americans here and whatnot, and stuff like that that people are
mm-hmm,
concerned about, you could tap into, right?
mm-hmm.
Black America do not have an end goal. What do we have an end goal? What's our end goal?
Gala, let me make sure I understand you. You're saying for individuals to succeed in America, or you're saying the reason why individual
No, I
Liberians
said, I
succeed?
look. Hold
Hold
up,
on, I'm
Mike.
trying to understand. Hold on, just give me a second. Just give me a second. For the individual to succeed, he has to have the community or national or
No,
group
I'm
organization.
saying just the opposite.
Okay, so what
I'm
what
saying,
pro?
I'm saying, hold on. Black people in America, right? Be honest with you, we've always been our rugged individualism, right? We're rugged individualists, right? What I do not like is, right, when it comes down to voting and everything like that,
Gala,
the
it's like
powers.
you
Hold
shift
on,
your
listen what
goalpost. I
I'm
don't
saying,
know
Mike.
which point you're making,
Listen
man.
what I'm saying. There's powers that be that
Well, you
properly.
constantly shift your point. Like I don't even know which
Oh,
point
hold
you're
on.
like.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, right? Now I know, and I've been explaining how these organizations are fake. I know what goes on during them. It's all vanity, people like this. But the media will come and say, "Oh wow, look at this! Such and such had a meeting here." Because know why? Because somebody at that meeting will do a speech and say what the media or the political parties in power want to hear, and we go along. So they'll legitimize this so-called organization. I know, and Dark Migo know this organization ain't shit. You know,
But it's all over the world. It's, if you go to Nigeria too, we have people that create different organizations, those exploiting people. Just it's all over the world. People do things
but
like
what
that. It's
I'm
not
saying
just
is
in Black
no
America.
more
Even
of
the
these
so-called hold
organizations.
on, but Kala, even the so-called Nigerian community, everybody you're talking about, the guys that's putting those organizations, those organizations don't do anything for individuals. These is just guys trying to get together and just. There's so many African Americans that do organizations too, so many movements. So it's everybody. It's the same thing. There's no difference. You just trying to assume that it's just something about you that everybody else don't have. Sorry, something about everybody that you don't
Oh
have.
no,
There's
no,
no
no,
difference,
I get that in Nigeria, right?
and there's no organization that's
Hold
helping
on,
individuals succeed. Your
in your
success
home
depends
country,
on
and I
how
give you
you
truth.
move as an individual.
Hold on, in your home
Organization
country,
never get anybody anyway.
hold on, in your home country, that's true. But in America,
In
you
America,
know, in
yes.
America, I have yet to see any sort of, or except for the civil rights movement that got legislation passed in the '60s, right? You know, I get that, but that was because these organizations worked together, white organizations, Jewish organizations, to get it across the finish line. That was it. That was it. But I've never seen a black organization by itself accomplish anything.
Okay, what is the accomplishment that you're targeting? Give me one
Oh
example.
no, no, no! Look. Now, which one? We have all these organizations say they doing this. When why do I gotta listen to them? They don't accomplish
But so
anything.
you have to define the accomplishment.
I
What
look,
is
hold on.
what
Don't
accomplishment
tell
means?
me. A lot of these organizations exist for themselves. The NAACP, the
Of
National
course,
Association of Advancement of Colored
and
People.
we are
That
saying
we
the same thing. People create these things just for their own. It's like pastors create
so the
churches.
bottom line is this: you got the Urban League, the NAACP, you got all these organizations, but the bottom
But
the
the question I have for you, Carla, is why do
yeah,
you
the
why do you believe
national.
organization matters for people
Hold on, I
to?
don't believe they matter. I don't believe they matter. You
So why are
know,
you talking about them then?
no. What I'm saying is the question is why do they don't do anything? You know, so I want
And
to
so
set.
you think they matter then? Because if you're asking why don't they do anything, you think
I'm
they
trying to
matter.
set my people free by
So
not
you're so
depending
and
on
that's
these
what. So why do you think
organizations.
organization matter if you're trying to
I'm
set your
saying
people
no.
free?
I'm saying these organizations don't matter.
Okay, so what do
That's
you
my
think will
whole
set your
point of
people free?
tonight's
Well, you
show.
should talk about what you set your people free, not organization.
Yeah, they'll say so.
I think your
Therefore,
people are free if you ask me.
hold on, therefore, we don't have to listen to Ben Crump. We don't have to listen to Al Sharpton.
Exactly, exactly.
We
Just
don't have
don't
to
listen
listen
to
to none
them.
of these clowns anymore. We're not because these organizations do absolutely nothing.
But,
My
but,
point
but
is,
people like you make them relevant because you talk about them.
yeah. So I made my point tonight that these organizations are failure, and they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing. You
They don't
know.
matter. You shouldn't. They shouldn't even be talked about.
So well, we got to talk about them because they're out there. You know, I
No,
said
I'm saying if you want to like direct your people or anybody that wants to
I
get
want to.
somewhere.
The reason why I also did the show is because there's some people who have the idea that they're going to start some new organization. They think they're going to do the same thing and whatnot. And I'm telling you right now, I just see all black organizations, even the ones that's not even created yet, that's coming up. It's about failure.
So what's the best advice you can give people then?
Do your own thing,
Okay.
and be the best person you can be because ain't nothing going to happen with any organization because it'll be the same thing. Somebody with an ego up
But,
on
but
top.
but what about those that don't know things to do? Like, can you give them like direction?
Well, the bottom line is this: if you don't know what you say, better yourself. I always say better yourself.
Exactly. You deliver believe in yourself, create your own dream, and
Yeah,
follow it.
I did it
Forget
myself.
this.
I didn't. It was no organization that helped me get where I am.
Exactly. So that's what you should be telling people, man. Like, hey, if you want to become something in life,
Ain't no organization got me anything when I did it because I took some hard
some
work.
people, you know why some people are failing? Because they believe that there's some kind of group or some kind of bag somewhere for a group that they got to go take or some benefits. That's why you always hear all these guys saying, oh, you Africans come here to take benefits. The mentality is that the only way you can make it in life is to go somewhere, there's a bag somewhere you go take from. They see someone that's they succeed. They think, oh, he went to collect benefits. And that's a bad mentality. They believe some organization somewhere is giving benefit. That's the only way to make it. And that's a very bad mentality. You don't make it from benefit. You make it from you creating something, your own creativity. That's how you make it. That's how everybody that makes it in America are making it.
Well,
Immigrants who
Afro theory says Congressional Black Caucus, but yeah, Congressional Black Caucus is coming to an end. They for 50 years did absolutely nothing. There's no reason for it to be around anymore because they absolutely have no power. They don't do anything. They're organized to do what? Nothing.
yeah, Kala, you made a point earlier. And I think someone made that same point on the show you guys was on earlier. You guys were earlier today saying that the difference between you guys, Black Americans, and the other community, Black communities, that you guys cannot be deported and we can be deported. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. A Nigerian American cannot be deported either, or Asian American cannot be deported.
I don't know
So
about.
they're Americans.
I don't know about
The-
that. Yeah, I don't know anything about.
we can't be deported. The only people, the only part of what they can be deported are the ones that came here either illegally or the ones that haven't acquired their citizenship. But
Right.
majority of Nigerian American, Asian Americans, Caribbean American, and the Africans that are here, they've become citizens. They're citizens. Either that
Like I
their
said, that
children, either their children were born here. The ones that came here migrated became citizens. So how can they deport them? So this idea of going online saying Trump is going to deport you, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, y'all gonna be deported. We ain't gonna be deported. No, they're not deporting nobody. They're not deporting no citizens. The percentage of Africans.
Rico
Yeah.
asked me about the BAIO. Look, the thing about the BAO, same thing that happened. See, the BAO is a social network. It's not an organization. I want to build it into an organization, right? But it started and it still is a social network, right? And it's trying to be an organization. I got a chapter, people on the ground in Liberia. I would like to have a chapter here in Virginia, and stuff like that. But the thing is, we have to have a clear end goal. The BAO is an idea, you know. It's a social network and an idea. It's not an organization. One day it will become an organization. And so I never really like organizations. You know what I like? I like secret societies. You know, you meet up and with different cells and different things, and people get together and do things like covert and whatever like that. But having an organization, with structure and dues and rigid stuff like that, I don't know if they work anymore, particularly with black people. Social networks work. Secret societies work. That's what the BAO is, a secret society. It's not an organization. Organization means we're organized, we're doing a charter, we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. The BAO has a set of principles that we all act on, and we get together. There's no real leadership. There's no real anything. Just that some people have different domains, and do different things. That's what the BAO is. Brewery says, ask about the path of purpose, Ubuntu models, and Bill's conduit with collar interface networking. Okay. Like I said, Brody's telling me something. The bottom line is this: when you get together, Brody, it's the same thing when you got black people together. People are gonna get together in your so-called Ubuntu thing, and it's gonna be the same thing: materialism, vanity, ego, all those things gonna play itself out one night, and then people are gonna lose interest. They're gonna lose focus. If you don't have a focus, an end goal, and what are you doing? You don't build teamwork and networks just to build network and basically just to be positive. You got to have something real and tangible. People have to see the light at the end of the rainbow. They got to say, okay, you do this in 3 years, we're going to be here. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to be in a different position. But if all you can offer them is just getting together, talking about the same thing, networking and whatnot, it ain't going to go no place. I'm trying to tell you. Like I said, the EAO end goal is nation building. We want to build whole Black American communities all over the world, build communities here in America. We want to build banks. We want to, like this, the $2 trillion Black America earns. We want to circulate that money back into our communities to build infrastructure and stuff like that. That's the goal. Now, if we do that, then we're happy. We got an end goal. But until I see an organization that can do something like that, for example, I would love to see somebody put together an organization, right, of 2 million Black Americans, right? And we all commit. If you can get 2 million Black people in America organized, right? I don't care if it's online, whatever like that, in your local area, 2 million Black people organized. Think about it. Not easy, not hard to do. 1 million black people organized, right? And then you say to those people, we're going to create an investment fund, $1,000, right? Now you say, well, I don't have $1,000, but you could put together $100 a month over 12 months, and then next thing you know, we got like what $670 billion. Hey, dude, man, sorry, this is a black show. You got to get the hell out of here. We don't let white people up on my show.
I love man. Come on, you scared of white man? Let the man come on,
No,
man.
I don't
God
want no
damn.
fucking. I don't want. I don't want
You,
no
you
white.
don't even know. You don't
I don't
even
want no.
know.
I don't want no white devil on my show. Ain't
Kala,
nothing we need
Kala,
to.
Kala. Okay, just
Look,
one night. Let's
there's
at least hear
nothing we
what
need
the
to
man has
talk
to say.
about. Hold up. There's nothing we need to talk about. There's nothing we need to talk about. What do we need to talk
Kala,
about?
even United States talk to Russia, they're worst enemies. Even
Fuck
United
them.
States was sitting
You know,
there
fuck
talking to
them. Let them
Iran
talk to Russia.
in the middle of a war.
I don't. I look.
So
If you ain't,
sometimes you learn from your enemy,
look,
Kala. Let me
fuck
give you
that, you
game.
know, if you
There's a
if you
reason
ain't
why
got
they say,
nothing, if you ain't
Kala,
got
let me give you
nothing to
game.
add to
Listen,
that,
listen, listen.
if you ain't got
Kala,
nothing to add to what thing, but just talking about your stupid shit, I don't want to hear what the fuck you guys say.
Kala, let me give you a game, man. There's a saying. If you read this book, they say keep your enemy close, right?
Yeah, fuck them. They can go to hell.
If you think is your enemy, let it come on. You can
No,
learn
no, no,
something.
no, no, no. I like the bottom line is this. I got TikTok. If I do a TikTok,
Kala, you know one of the biggest weakness of Black Americans?
yeah,
Racism.
yeah, well,
Racism.
maybe But no, look,
Listen,
look, no, look.
if you
I
wanna
made a point.
practice racism, you need to
I
have
made a
power.
point. I made a point. I did not want white devils on my show.
You being racist, Kala.
Yeah, sorry, man. I can't do it, man. Look at Afro Good
Racism is not
job.
gonna pay you, man. It's not gonna
That's
lead you
it.
anywhere.
You're Nigerian. You don't understand.
I
You know.
understand. Trust me. Strategically, racism. If you want to be like, if you practice
Look,
racism in a all black country,
not on
yeah, you
this show.
got
Look,
power then.
look. The bottom line is this: I could basically have people over, and I could probably go out with this guy and have a beer. But on this show,
On the
no.
beer, you can go have beer, but you can have them
Or not on
discuss.
this show. Not on this show.
So you only want to have conversation with a white man when he's drunk.
No, I'm saying, hey, look,
How can
what
you
the hell?
learn anything?
When we talk about black nationalist stuff, there's no fucking reason why any white person should be in our business. This is black business right now.
Black
That's the whole
business.
thing. We gotta keep them out of our fucking business.
That's a big problem, man.
It's a problem. It's the truth.
You know what I learned. You know what I discovered. Like a lot of times, to be honest with you, like someone. Luckily, I'm a kind of person where I'm very open. I can sit down with anybody and chat.
That's good.
After let me tell you something. After having a lot of conversation with Black American, having a lot of conversation with White American, what I find out a lot of things you guys perception you guys have of each other is a lot of misconception. A lot. And white people have the same problem. They don't want to talk to blacks. They don't want, and then they see black person. They assume you're just what they've been told about you.
They're
What they see on
stupid enough to
TV.
believe everything they
It's
see.
the same thing with black person. You just see every white person as, oh, you think I'm racist?
No, I
He's a
don't. No, I don't
racist.
care. White
That's
person.
because you guys don't know each
I
other.
don't.
That's the
I don't
problem.
judge
You don't
people.
in Iraq. America is the only country where neighbors, people of different races want to talk, particularly black and white.
I
They
don't talk.
don't.
Look, I don't look.
You
I
know,
don't.
you say,
Look,
you
bottom
gotta,
line is this.
you don't have to like someone to talk to them.
Look,
Just know
I'm
their
like this.
mind.
I'm like this. I got my audience will fucking abandon me. They'll be like, yo, Colin, man, what the fuck are you doing? I'll be yes. I'll be committing suicide, man.
What kind of audience you have in there with thinking like that? If those are your audience, and you don't
Oh,
have
there's an
a
audience of a bunch of
high
black
IQ audience.
and we're a bunch of black nationalists. I'm a black bastard. We're black nationalists, you know. And we got
Even your mentors, the Malcolm X's and them, they sat down with white people and had conversation.
Malcolm was a good guy. He did that. Even Farrakhan, all these other people, they're good guys.
Yeah, they
I'm
sit
not.
down with white people and chat and express their
I'm not.
feelings and let the
I'm
white
not.
people give their own
I'm not.
perspective.
Like I said, I only talk to white people when we have our own land, our own nation, and stuff like that. Then we could talk. Until
Kala,
then,
I'll be honest, man. I think these kind of things that you guys pass to these young ones in 2026, I don't think young black people practicing racism will help them. I'm sorry. I
I know.
understand your
That's
time
natural.
when it was Jim Crow and things like that. You have every reason to just you not want to hey, talk to any white man and things like that. But this generation, you gotta work with people, man, to achieve success,
I
man.
don't think so.
Like you gotta. I'm telling you, like I talk to a lot of young African American. I'm like, look. You have to talk to people, even if you don't like them. In this world, you have to network to get somewhere. The
All right,
person that might have
yo,
the key to,
this guy could talk in the chat room. You know, he could talk. He ain't gonna be on my
yeah,
show.
this thing you're teaching the young ones you giving them a recipe for failure in life. Because if I begin to look at where I am today, I've had to walk through all kinds of people to get all kinds of knowledge to get to where I am. I've met Asians,
I met.
Hispanics,
Oh, yo, same thing with me. You know, what's that got to do?
where I had to sit down with them. It's not because I like anybody, just
Hold on. Now,
just to rub
if I
minds and
was
network.
hold up, Mike. If I was in doing business, right, and then somebody came up here and this is a business show, and somebody had some idea about crypto, whatever like that, you know, I said, hey, come on up with that. But this show right here, we talk about black nationalist politics. Nobody gonna be up here unless you black. Simple as that.
Uh,
You know, if you got something to offer to me, and we're talking about business and trading and stuff like that, and that's a topic. Hey, I'll let you up here.
but Carla, you if it's about black conversation, then why you don't bring white people's name up?
Well, the bottom line is, look, if somebody white and I put my email up there, and I said like this, I say if a white person wants to come on my show, let them email me and I'll send them the link. That means I got his email address, right?
Oh, so you don't mind with him coming up? You just gotta email you first.
Oh yeah, he has to email me first. You know,
So
simple as
what's the
that.
difference between him emailing you first or
Because I
touching
could
the?
track you with your email. I could have your IP address and I could track you.
Okay,
That's why.
so the issue is you want to know you don't want a guy that will come up and show some nude and stuff like that. That's why
Yeah, I had that happen before.
so it's not really about the person being white. It's more about you don't trust who's coming up or he might do.
Right. So that's why he dropped off. He ain't gonna show his email. You know, I don't know
Well,
what
you
he.
didn't say that. You just say you don't want. Carla, you say you don't want anybody white on your show.
Yeah, but white people know when I say white, you got to give me an email. If you send me an
White
email,
people know.
if you send me an email, and they refuse to do it because they don't want me to know who they are. They want to be anonymous.
So it's only white people that can harm you. Blacks are, they all love you.
Well, I can deal with black people. You know, I can deal with black.
Some people make that mistake, man. That's how they end up in the grave. They believe the only
I
person
can
that can
deal with
harm them
black
is
people. You
white,
know, I can
and
deal with black people.
they
You know.
trust their blacky brothers, and the black man don't put them in the grave.
Yeah, well, I'll take my chances. You know, that the best of me.
Ah,
One of this should use.
anybody can harm you, man. I don't
No,
believe
no.
it's only
My
some.
thing is, one thing is on these shows right here. I don't want to hear what no white person has to say.
Okay,
You know,
this is official like
we have
Kala Nation
nothing,
racist show.
we have nothing to talk about. We have nothing to discuss. You know,
Kala, I won't lie to you, man. If you want to practice, if you want to be racist, make sure you have power, man. Be,
well,
be,
that's
being
power. I have power. I
being
have power.
powerless. No, I'm
I
just
have
saying, like
power.
one big mistake. A
I
lot
have
of
power on this platform. I let whoever I want up here.
I know, I get that. Yeah, if you think this is power, well, but what I'm saying is in
What little
society,
power I got. You know, I ain't let no other
if
up
any
here.
young African Americans listening to me, racism will not help you because you don't have power. It's like
Well,
a
the bottom
midget.
line
It's
is
like a midget trying to box a heavyweight boxer in a
that's
boxing
our
ring.
goal, Mike. Our goal is to have black power. You know,
Yeah, you can. Of course, everybody want power. There's nothing wrong with power. Yeah,
and
you
that's
get
what we're
power.
seeking. We're seeking power. You know, and the bottom
Tyler,
line is, if
you don't get my points. That's what
you're in
everybody
our
should
way,
aspire.
you're in our way. We're not. See, you're talking like a bootlicker, Mike. You know,
You see, that's the problem. If you're not racist, you're a bootlicker.
yeah, but you sound like a bootlicker right now. You
Because
know,
I'm not racist.
I'm not saying you got to be a racist. You know,
Well,
Mike, you got to
the
understand,
moment I say don't be
You got to
racist, you say I sound like a bootlicker.
Mike, you got to understand something. You come from Nigeria.
It doesn't matter.
You're a Nigerian.
Kala, I can be, I'm more racist than you. You know that, right?
Now, look, Mike. I am black, African American,
But
right?
the thing is, I'm not going to practice racism in a place where it's not going
I
to
don't think
favor
I'm
me.
practicing racism.
Kala, come on, man. You are what's the word? Hardcore racist, man.
I am
I
not a,
mean, listen
I am not a
to
racist. You know, I would
everybody's
like,
racist,
I would like to
but
for somebody to come up here
Kala,
and explain
everybody's
to me how.
racist. Every human being is racist. Do you know what the definition of racism? Racism is having preference for your race over another race.
Oh, I'm
Everyone
a
is racist.
nationalist.
But when you expressing it in a bigotry manner towards people, or you're not in a powerful position, you setting yourself up for failure.
Well, I'm pretty successful in life right now, so I must be
Man,
doing
for you, yeah, good for you. But I'm saying like for someone else, that's not many people are entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, black person, and
something.
yeah,
You know something? The bottom
you
line.
you don't have to deal with anybody, and you're
Well, let
racist.
me
Yeah,
say
that's
something,
good.
Mike. Let me say something, Mike. Black people, particularly here in Virginia on the East Coast of America, we know on one hand we have what we call dual consciousness. You don't understand that, right? On one hand, we know how to be around different races, whites, Filipinos, everything like that. Get what we got and whatnot, even hang out with them, whatnot, like this. But when we take that mask off among ourselves, like motherfucking devils, crackers, fucking yellow bastards, whatnot, the wet
But
bag.
kinda back then, before internet came out, most white people, I know that, again you're talking about. When I'm your generation, yeah, when I see white people, they smile and everything, but behind the back, you're like, "Oh, they're fucking man." Come on, I wasn't in the neighborhood, man. I know all that stuff, man.
So the bottom
But
line,
but but
we
today, but today, everybody put their stuff online, so you can't really hide it. Everybody put their shit
I
online.
know that, but I know that you can't hide it on. But the bottom
Even this one with the diaspora, he was always around, but the people he was never no one. People didn't know about it, but the people that are doing that came online to show everybody. So if you go, even some white people are telling me that damn, they didn't know black, it is racist. The people, everybody saying calling black Americans racist. They said they didn't know before.
well,
This,
so they didn't know we
you've
was
always
calling
felt
whatever we
like
did.
that, but you kept it among yourself. But now you have these people, you just put it online.
Oh no, the bottom line, I don't think I'm being racist. I think I'm just being a black man.
I'm like you just say you don't want a white devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, you
So
call my
if
oh,
your white man said, I don't
let
want
me
no
ask you a
black
question.
nigga on my show, you be like, and then he came back, and then after that he tell you, I'm not racist. Like, come on, man.
No, look, I would first of all, if I see a white devil show, I would not try to get on there. I ain't nothing we got to talk about.
No, if your white guys say, oh, I don't want a black nigga on my show, and come
And
on,
that's
and
his.
he said, I'm not racist.
That is his priority. That's his prerogative. He don't want no black people
But I'm
niggas
not
on.
gonna lie to you, man. I think uh, everything you do in life, strategy matters, man. For example, I talk to a lot of Asians, right? Some of them they don't like white people. Well, they will tell me that the reason why we don't openly we don't do it in form of verbal. We do it in a different way. We organize ourselves. We put build Chinatown. We do things, and then we battle them in the area of business and things and discriminating directly. So that's how they do their own strategically. You have to use strategy. Like we Nigerians, for example, when we came here, we know why people hate us and people that don't like us. We know, and we strategically move in a different way where we win, we get what we want, and things like that. And then we once we get it, we show, and then we show our racism by letting them know that look, we get around there, we speak our language, so they don't know what we're talking about, and we do things in a way where we they can fucking do nothing because they can see our strategy. But if we begin to use their own strategy, which is more advantageous to them, which is expressively pushing us, to saying something nasty to us, so we
Hey Mike,
can,
hey Mike,
you know,
Mike. Let me tell you something, right?
everything is strategy.
Look,
But the point I'm trying to make is that your
we
strategy should be
black
different.
people. Oh, we black people deal with white people every day in business, whatever like that. But I'm saying these platforms right here are our safe space. You understand?
Safe
Safe space. Yes, this
in
was
what
safe.
sense? Safe
You
to
know,
what? Safe to just talk trash. That's all. It's
no,
not
no,
really
no.
safe
A
for
safe
anything else.
space where we could talk among ourselves.
So you couldn't do it in anywhere else.
No, this is where we do have our safe space where we could come together.
So
And
everywhere else is not safe. Is that what you're saying?
no, what I'm saying, this is where I can say what I want to say among my own people.
Well,
You
you can
know.
say it anywhere. It's America. You have freedom of
Yeah,
speech.
I know that, but the whole thing is, I'm not going to go on a mainstream podcast and say what I want to say, but I would say it on this podcast.
You know, Carla, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want your platform to only be for blacks and things, there are ways where you just bring black people on. But to a white person show up in the background, you could have just not bring him on. But instead of you to now express that, I don't bring a white devil here. No white. Like you put it out. Like, there's probably 1 million white people
Well,
watching,
I should know. I maybe I was out of line doing that.
and that's what a lot of
My
young black
first,
Americans are doing online.
my first instinct when I see a white person come on the show that he's trying to fucking troll. He's trying to do some stupid underhanded shit.
You know what you did just
You let the
now.
white
Like,
person up and first he said, "Fuck you, nigger," and then go. I'm not gonna give them motherfucking satisfaction. Ain't no
Carla,
white people serious
would you
about
would you agree with me? Would you agree with me that in the world as we all interact, there are blacks, white people that run into each other where they give each other a hand, help. Or you can't.
Yeah. Every
You
day
agree that they're white, they're white person,
no,
they're black people that
a
help
white
white people,
person
and they're white
walks
people that help black people.
at
Okay.
the store and whatnot. White
No, no,
people
even in business and everything. I'm telling you.
a normal life and whatnot. I get along with everybody, but on this
Exactly.
platform
Like
right
me
here,
for example, I've had a white guy that actually helped. There was a part of things I could, a part of business I needed help, and it was a white guy that helped me when I was out of his way to help me, right? So I've had Hispanic help me. I've had people all walks of life. So now what I'm trying to say is that if that guy the night before, right, he experienced what you just said, and he just hit him like he just like black people. He just get
uh,
angry. Oh no, no, he get angry at black people, and the next day you see me, and you just that thing was still pissing him off, and he refused to help me. So you don't know how many white person heard you, and then the next day they were supposed to help a black American person, and because of what you just said, they changed their mind. You know, so
well,
that's why we got to be careful. That's why I said Nigerians. It's not strategic for us to come to America and be racist because I don't know how many Nigerians need help from somebody and things
y'all
like that.
y'all on a different wavelength. We don't
I
give a
get
shit.
nothing from being racist. If I don't like people, I don't like them. I don't have to go out and be taking microphone and be spilling
Let
big
me
or
get
shit.
Mike.
That
Mike. Okay, I gave you a long time. Let me get Dark Migo
yeah, we
going.
gotta get back to the topic at hand. Yeah, he was going crazy.
Now,
But
what do you think, Dark Migo?
about what? What you guys were just talking about?
Yeah, and that, do you think I was wrong for not letting this white guy up here?
Oh no, that's what this is a black platform, right? That was been the rules since forever. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the rules, you know.
Yeah, but that's fine. But he didn't have to call him man, white devil and all that crap, you know.
Well, he used to that. We always called him that, for like years. But yeah, I
So,
don't see the problem with because last time they came up here trolling, you gave them the chance and they
yeah,
got naked up here.
fucking,
So yeah, we're not doing that again.
and I had to delete the fucking.
Yeah, the videos. Yeah, I feel like that's why you didn't get monetized, bro. Like they came around like at the crucial moment when you was about to get monetized. Remember, it was like
Yeah,
900,
yeah.
and they did that weird stuff. I was like, oh man. But that's what I was coming up here to tell you. Man, you got to give me your Zelle, Collar, so I could like send you some stuff, man.
Yeah, okay. My Zell, I guess, is my phone number.
Here's your phone number. Yeah, you gotta give me because I Zelle Hustle Smart before. I
Yeah,
gave
my
him
Zell is my
some.
phone number. I'll give it to you. I trust you. You know.
Yeah, I got you, Collie. I ain't about to do no crazy shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, I don't trust everybody. So
Yeah, I could just ask Hustle Smart for it. If you don't want to put it on here,
I'll put
I
it
could
in the
just
back chat.
yeah, I'll just send it because I'm like, yeah, man, I've been trying to send you some stuff for a minute now. I only got Zelle. I don't got Cash App.
All right, and my phone number is in back chat.
I gotcha.
But like I said, I want to start. I would, like I said, I would love to, raise the money to build what I'm trying to build in Liberia, man. I just want to. That'd be a dream come true or not.
What are you trying to build, man?
I want to basically. I got like several buildings, and I've got warehouses when they're all fucking fucked up. And if I can ever get the money to renovate these places,
What's the
I can
purpose of building it? Is it for organization, for
for
business,
organization and business. I got like a whole bunch of
non-profit, or
there.
for
I need a
profit or non-profit?
I need a place of business, right? I'm sick of when I go to Liberia using somebody else's office and doing shit. I want my own office. I want
So
everything
you
like
want to raise money for your own personal business?
with everything. It's gonna be several businesses. I'm gonna release it out to other Liberians who got small businesses. I'm gonna help them get started in business, not just me.
Well,
So
business doesn't work like that, man. No one gives anyone money for
the
business. They
bottom line,
they loan you money for business.
I'm gonna have a big enough business. If somebody wants to open their little operation, they got computer access, they got all that.
Then you got to create non-profits. You got to be non-profit then.
That's exactly what it's gonna be.
But you say nah. You say it's just a for-profit. That's why I ask you:
A
is it for-profit or
non-profit,
non-profit?
Mike, don't ask me a stupid questions. Sorts of questions.
I say a stupid
You're not
question.
asking. Hold on, Mike. You're not asking me questions in good faith. So don't just not go there. So I'll drop you.
Well, you can drop me. I mean, shit.
You're not asking me questions in good faith.
In what sense?
I said I'm gonna friggin' open up a building. It's gonna be a non-profit. I got
You
several
didn't
other
say that,
projects
man.
I want to do. I want to help several Liberians get their business started in the country. It's gonna take money, and I need a place of business to make it happen. That's all. What
This
goes from
guy,
there?
man.
That's how much money I raise. That's it. Simple as
Ah,
that.
Allah.
I'm
Man,
already
this
in the
guy,
country.
man.
I'm in the country already. I'm already on the ground. I'm in the country.
All right, so you just post your non-profit organization, and then we can. Because if I donate to non-profit, I can write.
Look,
It can
I
be
don't
a
need
tax
anybody
write-off.
donating anything.
No, I put money into
If you're
non-profit,
not
so
really
I can
serious
write it as a
about
tax
this,
write-off. That's
you
why I'm
don't,
asking.
you're not really serious about this. I don't want to hear what you guys say. You know,
What do you mean I'm not
Man,
serious?
because the bottom line is this: you and a lot of these other goofy ass Africans
No, no,
that
no,
ain't
no, no.
serious about
If it's non-profit, I
Yeah,
don't
but
see me. It's
Mike,
not you that I'm giving
Mike,
money to. I'm giving money to the organization,
I have
and it's
yet to meet any African in America that's serious about anything.
Kala. You know what they call tax write-off?
Yeah, but you guys don't do shit, man. Come on, Mike, just
I'm
stop.
just asking a simple question. Do you know what they call tax
Okay, you
write-off?
guys don't say it. Now, Dark Migo right here, I know this guy's gonna come through with money. I'll talk to him. Hustle
Kala,
smart,
Kala,
talk with money.
I put money to non-profit organization all the time
I'll say okay,
because it's a tax write-off for me.
whatever. What the
And that's
hell?
why I'm telling you that if it's a non-profit, I'll put money.
Whatever, Mike. Nah, just keep your money, bro.
But if it's a for-profit, nah, I'm not doing. I'm not
Keep
giving
your
my
money,
money.
bro.
Of course, I'll keep my money now. Yeah.
And so, bottom line is this: I only want real supporters with me. I don't want people begrudgingly like they did me a favor. You know.
Nah, you didn't listen to me. If it's a non-profit, I'm not doing you a favor. I'm doing the organization a favor because it's a
No,
non-profit. I
hold on.
can't.
I asked Afro Theory. Look, it's not. Look, this is what I'm trying to do. Right. I am not interested in making any profit in Liberia. You know. I'm not. Look, I make plenty of money in America. You know. I have one of the top insurance agencies in IT companies in
In the
Virginia.
U.S.,
You know. I make my money here. I don't need to go to Africa to make money. What I
why not?
want to
There's
do,
no
what
money
I
in
want to
Africa,
do,
Kala.
what I want to do is the people that I know on the ground that got ideas, right? I need a place of business, right? I need an office space in town, and I need a warehouse to keep equipment and all the kind of stuff that I want to stockpile. You know,
So you want
tractors,
to import and exports?
but
You want to import and exports
Mike,
business?
Mike, I don't want to talk business to you, bro. Right? Leave it alone. You know, I don't want to talk business to you.
Ah.
No, I'm not gonna discuss anything with you, bro.
All right, let's talk racism. Let's talk racism.
Okay,
Let's
so
get back to racism.
bottom line is this: when I get there, there's a whole bunch of ideas I have in Liberia that I want to do. But it takes money. You guys could donate to Tariq Nasheed, raise $1 million for him and that bullshit ass fucking school, that museum, and Umar Johnson's raggedy ass school. Somebody's gonna come up with some money to help me do what the fuck I'm doing in there. Like you got free
Those are
range.
successful organizations, by the way.
You got Free Ray Dread right here. You had ideas and whatnot. I would like to be able to position and say, hey, you had an idea. Come over here and we can help you out because I'm more set up on the ground. And I can help him get established in Liberia if he wanted to come over and do some business. What's up, Free Ray Dread?
Man, what's going on, Cal? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, man. One thing I noticed, but when y'all Africans and when y'all get on these platforms, all y'all do is play, joke,
Yeah,
laugh, and
play and joke
kiki.
and joke
That's
around.
all
The other
you
thing, nothing
do.
serious.
Nobody take you serious when you do
What?
that.
Give
And
me an
then the bitch
example
get
of the joke that we joke there.
then the bitch get on here, and ask dumb questions and kiki snicker and laugh.
No,
Come
give me an
on,
example
man.
of the
God
dumb question and the
dang.
joke now. Give me an example.
Everything you were saying, man.
All
Yeah,
Let
these
tax
Kala,
write
let him
the
off
man speak
shit
for
whole
with
the
the
himself,
whole
man.
nonprofit.
the whole last
That
20, the whole
nonprofit
last
shit, yeah.
down there 30 minutes, you've been doing is playing and laughing.
Okay, give one example of
That was the reason I just gave you
That
the
nonprofit shit you
whole
just
30
said.
minutes. The whole
the
last 30
non-profit
minutes
is
you've
a
been talking.
joke.
Well, you was saying some bullshit about
No,
like tax write off and
hold
all
on.
that shit you was gonna
Do you know the
donate.
meaning of that?
That's not the
Hold on.
point. I'm saying like
Hold,
the shit that you said was no point of you saying that.
What do you
That
mean
was
there's no
some
yeah,
point?
bullshit.
Okay. Explain
Because
why it's no
because
point.
because I'm telling
hold
you
on.
right now, you
He
just said
playing
that
dumb.
you just
He
said
Well,
that
playing
explain
Khaled,
it,
dumb.
man.
you gonna
You can't
donate.
just
You
use
just said
words, but you can't even explain yourself. You
well,
can't
shut the
articulate
fuck up.
yourself.
I'm about to tell
See, that's
you.
the only thing they know how to do. Insult.
I'm
That's
like,
it.
well, you keep talking while I'm talking. How the fuck I'm gonna tell you, right? Right?
No, it's the other guy, not you.
Right?
The other
I
one is.
okay, all right, okay. Well, like I
You,
said, you
you,
was saying
well,
some
you get
shit
on and
about
play dumb.
I'm gonna say you was
That's
saying some
really
shit
what I'm
about you was
saying.
gonna like donate the college shit and you was gonna tax write it off. Like we don't need your money, brother. Keep that African shit. You know what I mean? You can keep that
So,
money.
so, so tax write-off is an African shit.
That wasn't the point. The fact
What do you
that
mean
you
Hold
it's
on.
not
just
the
said,
point?
Oh my
Hold on,
goodness. Do you not
hold on. Let me.
understand that you
Hold on.
jokingly
Did
said
he
that?
say
Like it
that?
No,
wasn't
I didn't jokingly
genuine.
say. Do you understand what I said? First of all,
All right,
do you
all
know
right.
the difference? Let me ask. Do you know the difference between non-profit and profit organization?
That's not the point. I know the
It
difference. It's
is
the
a
fact
point.
that you didn't need to say that shit. You could
I
have kept
needed.
that
I
shit to
needed. Do you know why I
yourself.
needed to? Do you know why I needed to?
Why? Why'd you need to
Do
say
you know
that?
why I needed
Why?
to? If
Why'd you
somebody
need to
asks me,
say?
if somebody asks me to donate, I want to know if I donate, I'll
He
be
didn't
able to.
ask you to donate. What do you mean?
He asks for every. He saying his donation,
Nah,
right?
you just decided to say some shit like you always do.
I
That's the
decided to say.
point.
So what's the joke about?
Right. That's
No,
what
what
I'm
is the
gathering
joke
is because
about what I
you
say?
just be saying shit.
No,
Exactly.
I just don't be saying shit. You think I just be saying shit,
You
but I just
did
don't be
because he
saying
didn't
shit.
ask
No,
you. I'm just saying he didn't ask you.
we're having conversation here, right?
Yeah, but he didn't ask you to donate though, my nigga. That's the whole point.
Whether he asks me or not, it's okay to ask. Is it non-profit or profit? Well, you just don't know the meaning. Because you guys don't
Nah,
know,
I
no,
know
you
the
don't understand
meaning.
those
You
things.
just caught, bro. It's okay. It's all
You
right.
didn't catch
Like
nothing.
it's
The problem
okay.
is you people always think you're more intelligent than you are.
We nah, come on, bro. We are more intelligent than you,
No,
bro.
you're
We gotta
not.
keep it 100, man. We
You're
kind
not. The only
of
thing you guys
we,
very intelligent in insulting, throwing insult. You guys throw very intelligent insults. That's it.
no,
And
that's the
getting
ones that you guys pick
you're
up on the
very good
most.
in being
That's what
angry
hurts you
and being
guys' feelings
emotional.
the most.
But
I've
when it comes to
noticed.
logic, no, sorry.
Man, you just pulled some BS logic out here just now. What do you mean?
Okay, explain it. When I ask you to explain it, you
I
won't be
just
able to.
did. I just
You did
did.
not. You did not. You
If you
said
didn't
nothing. You
grasp
can't
it,
even do.
I
Okay,
did.
define
I
it.
just
Okay, oh, let
told
me ask
you.
you this. Okay,
Okay,
let
ask
me see
me.
if you do. Okay, define a
Okay,
non-profit
ask me what.
organization. Define a
What
non-profit.
do I have to define a nonprofit
Okay, so you don't know
organization
what
to?
you're talking about.
It's an organization. Hold on, dumbass. It says it in the fucking name. An
Okay.
organization that doesn't get profit, obviously, right? They don't get profit from people, right? Everything's free. The
No,
fuck?
no, no. You didn't define
Would
it.
you just learn that shit in
No, no, you
African
did. You
school?
didn't define it. You didn't
I
define
did.
it.
I definitely did. So what is it then? What is it then? What is it?
The organization can profit, but the individuals does not credit for profits.
Exactly. That's what I
For
just
your own
said.
profits. That's not
That's
what
what
you
I just
said. You
said.
don't. You
It's
didn't know. You didn't
non-profit.
know.
They don't get
You
any
say it's
profit.
the name. No, no,
It's in the name. Exactly. Non-profit organization. It's in the name. Exactly.
no, no, no,
What
no,
the
no.
fuck? yo,
No,
yo,
you
you
didn't give
gotta go
it.
back.
No,
Yo,
no.
what
You
grade
didn't give a
did you
literal
drop out in? What grade did you
definition of
drop
it.
out in? What grade did
Oh,
you
here we
drop out in,
go.
sir?
Who sound like the drop?
That's
I
what
guarantee you.
you. What do you mean? You trying to keep asking me what a non-profit organization is
The,
when
the,
it's in the
the, the way
fucking name? What the fuck?
the way you spoke. You know what?
This dude is crazy. Yo, you gotta stop, African man, please. You're in America, okay? We went to school, all
Okay,
right?
okay. I'm in America,
All
so
right. It's something called context clues. We learn context clues. Vowels and shit. You know about that?
oh
What's the
wow.
A? Name a vowel. Name two vowels, brother. What's two
Oh
vowels?
wow. Oh
Exactly.
wow.
Got him.
Me no English.
You don't know any vowels, nigga? Name one vowel? Name a vowel.
Let me ask you this, man.
No. Just name a vowel. Why you can't name one
Le-
vowle?
You want to take me back to? Let me
Do
ask
you
you
not
this.
know what a
Let me ask
vowel
you
is,
this.
sir? Are
I
you
don't
kidding me?
listen. I don't
Sir,
have time for
sir,
this.
no. You name a vowel. Why you can't name no vowels, sir?
Me
Are you
no
kidding me?
English.
So
Do
you
you
don't know any
speak? How many
vowels?
languages do you
That's
speak? Let me just ask you
crazy.
that
That's
first.
Yo, now
Let
you're
me ask
done,
you a
brother.
question.
You're
How many
done.
languages do you speak?
I speak one. American, that's it.
And
English. English.
I can guarantee you, I speak English
Uh-huh.
way better than
But
you.
you don't know any
Hold on.
vowels though, so it doesn't
And I
matter. You
speak.
just say you don't know any vowels,
Oh no, I
man.
don't know. Thank you. I don't know.
I
I
know you don't.
guarantee
So name
you.
one
Oh no, we about to
vowel.
start
Come
with the
on. Are
English
you
language.
kidding me?
Hold on. We gonna get started with the English language.
Nah,
I
you don't want to do
guarantee
that. You
you.
don't want to do that. You don't want to do English with somebody from America. Are you kidding me? You're gonna look stupid. That's a bad idea for you. I promise you should hang that up.
I can guarantee
You
you.
should hang that up.
Hold on. I can guarantee you
You
that
can't name a vowel, Mike.
English is my third language, and I
Name a
speak it way
vowel. So
better than
name
you.
a vowel, Mike. Name one vowel,
You
please.
asking me?
Like this is sad right now. You're older than me, sir. You're like 40, right? You don't know your vowels, nigga. Come on, nigga. Babies can answer that.
Yeah, you're a moron, man.
For your information, it's A. A is one
A
of
E
them.
I O U. Are you
It's
okay
too
now?
late now. Don't say it now. I
I
already
just
gave
finished
you
it
the
for you, you
answer.
dummy.
You can't. I already
A
said
E
A. I
I
already
O
said
U.
A.
Hold on. Now I say you want to get started with
Don't
the
say
English
it after
language.
I said it now. Don't
You
say it
said
after
A.
I
You said
said it
A. I said more
now.
than that. You said A. Oh, okay, let's get into the language. Let's get into the language. Let's get into the language.
No. You're caught. You're done.
Okay, I'm
You
dumb. I don't
started
know no
saying,
English.
hold on,
Me no
hold
no no
on, hold
English.
on, hold no. You started saying it after I said it. You're done. It took you
No. I
40
just want
minutes
to
to
make sure
come
you
up with
finish it,
that
so you know
shit.
they already knew it.
You
No,
could have
now I want to make
this
sure you finish it, so you
entire
already know I
time
knew
you
it.
could have been looking it up.
You
So we
didn't
don't give
say.
a fuck what you're saying now. You should have been knew your vowels
Okay,
off
Mister
top.
Mister
Like what the fuck?
English, Mister
This is
English.
sad. This is sad,
I
man.
quickly
Oh
answered you
man.
before you said
And
it, so
then you
you.
got
So,
the nerve to be coming up here and asking college shit and you don't know your vowels, nigga?
oh
Kala,
wow,
please understand what's happening right now. This is sad. Grown ass
FBA.
man asking you shit and he don't know his fucking vowels, Kala. Get the fuck out of here, Mike. Come on. This is sad. You gotta stop, man. Don't ever come up here popping shit,
Okay,
man.
you win,
Please.
you
Hold on,
win, you win, you win. You
All right,
said the first
next
part, I said
person,
the
Mike.
rest.
Next person, Mike.
let me
Next
get
Okay,
back
person.
to
you
my
win, you
boy
win.
Dread. Let me get
Let's
back
Yeah,
to
get
my
what's
to
up,
boy
the
Dread?
Dread.
Yeah,
let's
what's
get
up,
to the rest
Dread?
of the
Let me get back
topic.
to my boy Dread. Dread, what's on your mind, brother?
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Why do black organizations keep failing? You know,
Um, the same thing what I just heard the last 30 minutes. Nobody really serious. Of course, you got people who got ulterior motives, of course, but nobody takes it serious, and no, and the end goal gets skewed sometimes. A lot of times.
yeah. And I was trying to make the point that when you do have like foreigners, that's the reason why they're in such a good position. Is they do have an end goal because they got a pipeline to their home country. They be doing lucrative deals, cutting deals with politicians and whatnot. We're completely cut off from the American mainstream and whatnot. We don't have any friggin' industries and stuff like that we control from a mother country or some diplomatic thing that we gotta like let's say in America, United States is gonna need like several African countries to vote on something in the UN. They don't gotta go to Black America because we have no representation in the UN. We got no representation in the World Bank or the World Trade Organization or anything like that. So therefore, immigrant communities are way more useful to America than we are, you know? And we do try to organize. We don't even have an end goal. What's the freaking end goal? How do we get to the end goal? You know, what are we gonna get an end goal?
But
We
Carla,
don't.
but nobody has end goal though, man. Everybody else don't have end goal. I don't know
No,
you
no,
this
no.
end
You
goal.
guys have an end goal to bring more of
Okay,
your
what is my
people over
end
here.
goal, Carla?
Your end goal is to bring more Nigerians over here and take over. That's what it
Me?
is. You know?
My end goal?
No, oh, I said your community.
But my community, we don't come together to create
Aren't
the
you
end
guys?
goal.
Aren't you bragging about you guys running Houston? Isn't that what y'all
No,
saying?
individuals doing his own thing. So many
No,
individuals are
no.
just
You guys
successful.
said, Dark Beagle. Didn't
We
you hear
didn't
these?
come together to decide to
Hold
run
on, Mike.
anything.
Dark Beagle. Didn't you hear these people many times say they're running Houston?
But they didn't come together to
Yeah,
decide they
they
want to run
always
it.
say that shit.
They always say that shit. You
But they
know.
didn't come together to decide they're going to run
Also,
anything.
so it just randomly happened like that. They weren't organized to the highest level.
Individuals are just doing great. That's all.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, right. Really. They're
Individuals are
organized to the
just doing
highest
great.
level. You guys are organized to the highest level to
Carla,
get what you guys get. Don't
we
tell me
didn't
that
come
crap.
we didn't come together to decide to be all productive. It's just our culture. It's just
No,
how
no,
we're
no, no. It's
raised.
not that. No, it's not that. You're organized. You're using the
That's a lie.
political
The
process.
reason why individual Nigeria succeeds is not because his
Hold on.
community
You're
is
using the
organized.
political, and
That's not true.
you're helping each other out.
No,
God
we are
forbid a
not. No,
Black
we are
American
not.
does that.
No, we are not.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with that.
Carla,
You
we
understand
don't get
how we
together
do.
to help each
You
other
know,
do things. That's a lie.
hold on. You know what our greatest organization is, Mike? You
Carla,
guys,
you people
Mike,
mislead your youth, man. You mislead
Mike.
your young ones.
Hold on.
Because you telling the young black American that he can't do
No, I'm
anything
not saying that. Mike,
until
let me say
everybody
this.
organize.
Oh, let me say this, Mike. Let me say this. The most powerful black organization, Congressional Black Caucus. You know what their agenda is? Bringing more illegal immigrants here. How the fuck does that help me?
Carla, do you know that, first of all, do you know that United States, I'm agreeing with you with the illegal parts and all that stuff, but the immigration part, you know the United States is actually an immigrant country? And this
No, it's not.
the whole idea of
No,
America
it's
is to.
not. No,
How?
it's not. No,
How?
it's
It
not.
No,
is.
I want to know how.
Do you know that? Do you know that from the inception of United States, the whole
They were those
goal.
were settlers. Those were
Kala,
settlers. They were
Kala,
immigrants.
the
No,
settler.
no.
Just
Those were
wait. Just
settlers. They
I
were
want to know. I
immigrants.
want to know
he wants
how.
to know,
Just
Kala. Let me explain to him,
how.
and that's why it's very important you guys understand.
No, don't explain it to me. Just give your answer because you can't explain
Every
nothing to
every
me.
every American were brought in as
But
immigrants
those were
and made
settlers who
citizens.
built the country.
No,
They weren't
Kala, Kala,
immigrants.
Kala, Kala,
Immigrants
Kala.
is when you come to something already established.
Kala, 99% of white Americans today, they will tell you my grandfather migrated from Germany. Poland, different part of Europe. The settlers were the ones that
Majority
came
Hey,
from
of
so
white
what?
people are
You
Anglo
not getting it
Scala.
Saxons.
now,
They
They
nigga.
came as immigrants and they went through the naturalization
Yo, you
process.
want to be a white people so bad, yo. So what they did?
Same,
You not
same.
doing it
I'm
now.
just trying
So
to
what?
tell you. I'm
I'm
trying to
just saying.
explain to
So
you.
what? So what? So what?
No,
So what, bro? So what?
I didn't say me. It's me. It means that America is a migrant country.
No, it's not.
How?
I just explained it, and you said so what?
No, 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 no.
America started
You said
let me explain to you. Okay, let me explain better. When the country hold on, wait. The people came, those early guys that came, the settlers that came from England, they wipe out the Native Americans. And then when they realized they conquered the land, they're like, okay, we have to repopulate the land. They started the immigration program and they started
No,
going
they
to
had to
Europe.
build the country from sea to
Ghana,
shining sea.
Ghana. They
They
brought
had to build
Exactly. Yeah.
cities. They had to.
they had to
You know
what? You
what
said
it
they
took
had
to
to what?
build this country, man? They
Kala, the
ain't
country
just
is still under
start building
construction,
nowhere.
Kala. Kala, do you know that when the U.S. government came to Nigeria, right, to approach our government that they want to start bringing Nigerian, giving Nigerian visas to come in? Do you know what they wrote in the document? They said they want us to join in the building of America. That's what they told us.
They say that to everybody.
And so they came to us to tell us come and join the continued building of the nation. So we come here to help you to continue to build. So we build in America. The country is
Nah,
under
okay.
you got
construction.
All right.
bamboozled, brother.
Let me. But I want
If
to
you
ask.
travel to the south,
I want
you
to
guys
ask.
have southern accent. Most
No,
cities in the
no,
south are
no,
still
no.
jungles.
I
They're still
want to
building.
ask. No,
Construction is still going
no,
on.
no. I want to ask a question. So what timber field did y'all clear?
You know, building is
What
only
canal?
timber field.
What railways? Hey,
What
Mike, what
canals did
railways
y'all
did y'all
dig?
build?
What
So you don't know that they
railways
still
did
build.
y'all
You don't know
build?
that in America today
Hold
they still
on,
building
Mike.
canals and
Hold
Man,
on,
timber
hold,
Mike.
field.
man, hold on,
Hey,
Railroad.
hold
Mike.
on,
Oh,
man.
Mike. You go to
Can I get a
Baltimore.
straight? Can I
Hold on,
get a
you go to
straightforward
Baltimore
answer?
in the
You want
shipbuilding
me to give you an
industry.
answer?
I
Virginia
said
right now. Where are you guys
straightforward
at?
answer.
Huh?
Straightforward answer.
Say it again.
I said I want a straightforward answer.
And
I
that's what
said
I'm
what
telling you.
canals? What canals did you dig?
They're building canals right now all over the place,
No, I said what canals
particularly in the
did
south.
no what I'm establishing right now is that it was already something here. And when I say something here, it was already a full civilization going on.
No. It's a process. Construction
Is
is still
that a
going
lie?
on.
Is that a lie? Was that a lie?
No, it's not complete. America's under construction. Do you see buildings still
America's
being
not under
constructed?
construction.
Oh
Hold on.
man,
America's built,
It's not.
man.
Is Nigeria? Is Nigeria under
come on,
construction? Do they
yo.
got construction sites
Yeah,
in
Nigeria is still
Nigeria
going.
right
Yeah,
now?
every country in the world is under construction. Yeah, projects is
Okay,
still going on.
okay. So let me
Do you
ask
know
you a
why they do
question.
projects?
So
They're
so let me
developing the
so let me
country.
so let me ask you another question. So right now, is it safe to say that the Europeans that's in Nigeria, they part of the builders, and the other ethnic groups they're part of the builders? I'm talking about non-African. I'm talking about the Asian community, Lebanese, all them types.
Yeah,
Are they the
if they're
same
there to
thing?
join, if
So
they're there
so is
to,
Nigeria immigrant country too?
if you migrate over there as an immigrant, you join
I'm asking the
the
question:
program.
is Nigeria an immigrant country?
The Nigerian system is not immigrant system. They have indigents. It's an indigenous country. It's a country of the indigents.
I said, is a Nigeria an immigrant country? Yes or no?
It's
That's
not.
all.
It's a country of indigents, indigenous people.
Is America an immigrant country?
Yes,
How?
America, because the indigents are wiped out. So the people that are repopulating are immigrants,
So people that's
immigrants and slaves.
repopulating is immigrants,
Yeah, immigrants and
immigrants,
slaves and descendants of slaves. Yeah,
immigrants and slaves.
yeah.
Okay, so all right, now I'm gonna go with your logic. Okay, so
It's the
when
fact.
you hit when you hit I'm gonna walk with your logic. So when
Hmm.
you hit right.
Hmm.
You say we have to use different strategies, and when we tell people, or when we tell younger kids about racism, or racism is hurting them and harming them, that's your way of going about it, correct?
I don't understand you, man. Can you repeat it?
All right. When you was quote unquote lambasting Kala about being racist, right? That's your approach, right?
You sound lambasting or being. I don't. Can you? You got to be specific. You got to be clear what you're saying. You got to be clear because
He
you
don't know
can't
what that
just.
word mean. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. Me no know English. You sound
No.
lambasting him. I mean, you got to make your sentence really clear so I understand it. I can get the proper context. You know?
Okay. So let me ask you this. Let me rephrase the question. What's your approach in navigating America?
Me personally,
Yeah.
okay, my approach is be a good citizen, be law abiding, and pick a dream, work hard, and achieve your goal. That's to me. That's the easy way to be an American. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna take your
Just
answer. I'm not
respect
gonna go back and
your
forth with
neighbor,
you.
respect the law. You know,
Right. Who make the law?
the government,
Who people the government?
individuals elected to be in a position.
From what communities?
Well, whoever run, anybody can run. Whoever is qualified to run can run. And
What from what
community, I'm
communities?
from American communities.
Which American communities?
There's only one America, right?
The government body is people by who?
The citizen communities.
Right. So which body is populated by who? The most,
So you
by
say
and large.
the most populated
I'm asking.
people in okay, the people that has the most
Yes.
population. Okay,
Yes.
by ethnicity or by race or by what?
Put them all
Okay, let
together.
me. Okay, I can tell you that the
But
most populated people in the government are Anglo Saxons, just by
right.
looking by going by their names, you know. But then the number
It-
one,
does that
the
qualify?
president, for example, the president, for example, is a German. It's from the German community.
Does that qualify as an immigrant country because they have German ancestry?
Yeah, he's part of the immigrant. He's a part of immigrant creation. What's his name? Donald Trump is a part of. He's an immigrant. He's a product of immigration. He's an immigrant. He's a product of immigration. He's an immigrant.
Okay.
I mean, I won't say he's an immigrant. He's a
What about
child
the
of
black?
immigrant. Just like
Right.
me. Just like my
What's
kids.
right? Okay.
You're
Cool.
trying to
What
compare
about
yourself to a white
who's the
assimilated
biggest?
Anglo-Saxon assimilated a German who's like to you an African. You're not even assimilated
Kala.
to the
Donald
black
Trump is
community.
not. He's not. He's not an Anglo-Saxon. He's not a
Hold on,
settler.
hold on. I
His
know, but
father,
he's
his
white. He's
grandfather
white.
migrated as immigrants from
Hold on.
Germany.
Germans and Irish in this country became white. You know, they're part of the white majority, the melting pot. You know, you're not part of any
Okay,
melting pot, Mike.
I'm not part of melting pot. What do you mean? Define melting pot,
Okay, a
Kala.
melting pot means is a term that means you bring all these people from Europe and put them into one thing where the person's Italian, Polish, Irish, everything, and they become American.
They become Americans. Yeah.
That's American. They become one
Okay,
race.
so the same thing they went to Nigeria to bring us here to become Americans, right?
No, they didn't. Now they brought you here to
What do
be
you
able to
mean? What
work.
did they bring me here to do?
Hold
To
on. You're
become what?
not going to
Slave?
ever be American because you're not white. You
Kala,
live
I'm
on the
American. I'm
margins
an
of
American
American
citizen.
society.
Kala, I'm an American citizen.
You look. I'm a U.S.
So
citizen, but that don't make
that don't
me
mean
a
what?
full-fledged American. I'm an
What makes
African
me
American. You
Kala?
know,
Kala, what makes me American? Please,
you're not an American.
Kala,
You
I'm an
know,
American citizen.
you're a U.S. citizen, U.S. national.
That
You're
means
not
I'm
an
an
American.
American.
You're
Kala,
not an
Kala.
American.
Okay,
American
Kala,
is an
define
Anglo.
Kala, please. Kala, define an
American is an
American.
Anglo-Saxon. American is a European who
Oh, okay.
settled into
Americans
the
and
world.
Anglo-Saxon. Okay, so Americans and Anglo-Saxon.
American
Oh,
is an Anglo-Saxon,
so
and
Donald Trump is not an American?
people who assimilated into the Anglo-Saxon race. You
Kala,
know,
Kala. Donald Trump is not.
yeah, he
Is
is
not.
now
He
an
assimilated
American.
into
You know,
Anglo-Saxon
because
race.
look, they say a pluribus unum. You know what that means? Out of many, we are one. The Anglo-Saxon extended its identity as Americans to the
Kala.
Irish, to all the other
There
people.
is.
You know,
Kala, if you go, I hang with a lot of Italian Americans and Irish, Scottish Americans, Greeks
What did you learn?
American.
What
they're
did
Hold
you
all
on,
what
white.
did you
They're
German
learn?
white.
American. Hold on, wait. Let
All
me
you
just
need to
land.
know is they're white, bro.
Can you just let me talk, man? Because you're so racist, you don't hang around them. And if you go call an Italian American guy or even Trump an Anglo-Saxon, he's gonna punch you in the face. Or Marco Rubio. If you go call Marco Rubio Anglo-Saxon, he's gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, look,
They're
the
not
bottom line,
Anglo-Saxon.
those guys
They're
assimilated
proud
into
of
the
these.
white. Those
Marco
guys are
Rubio is
those
proud of
part
his
of the white
Spanish
majority.
ancestry. Marco Rubio is proud of his Spanish ancestry. Trump is
Yeah, and the
proud of his German
Spanish
ancestry.
people are white.
I know Italian. Go to Brooklyn. Go to meet those Italians and go call
And
them
the
freaking
bottom line,
Anglo-Saxon.
those people
Yeah, they
are
are white, but
white.
they still understand their ancestry and they know
Yeah,
they're
yeah, they
Americans.
ancestors, but
But
they're
they,
still white. They part of the white
yeah, well,
majority.
nobody's telling me that they're not white. But you
You know,
telling
so
me
that's
that,
what that.
but Carla, what you said is that the only,
You don't understand something, Mike. Race trumps everything in America.
according to you, but not everybody.
No, it's
That's
the
your
truth.
reality. No, that's
So
your reality
how is it
because
that
you live
Mike?
in a bubble.
Check this out. How is that Mike gonna come here
Kala,
and change all
that's
the
the
rules that we've known for hundreds of
because
years?
you know rubbish. That's
When
why
I,
you're not going anywhere. That's why you're so
you're gonna tell
confused.
me that you're gonna change the rule. Oh, race doesn't matter.
Kala,
Race is a defining thing in
that's
this.
your own illusion.
Race is a defining thing in this country. What are you talking
Kala,
about?
that's your illusion.
There ain't no illusion. That's
In
reality,
what sense?
bro.
Explain to me. Explain to me.
That's right. You living in a fucking delusion. Race
The,
is
the,
everything.
the, race is not everything. That's to you.
Race
That's
is
why you
in
guys are always
America
shouting
and
race,
Western
race, race all
civilization.
the time.
Race is America. Race is everything in this
Race is not
civilization.
everything. Race is not everything.
All right, let me get Elvis on. Elvis, tell your fellow African something, bro.
What's up, Carla? What's up, panel? Carla, I hope you're having a
Word
beautiful
up.
afternoon, man. I hope you're having a
Well, it's
good
the
day
evening time here.
or nighttime. Look, Mike is right. Everything Mike is saying is correct, right?
About
For
what?
let me articulate. When the United States went to other African countries to bring people in this country, you think they were bringing them here for their benefit or for the people's benefit that were coming to this country? The United States
No.
is great, not because it's a white country purely. It's because they brought a lot of immigrants in. They brought some of the best people in.
And that was hold on, and that
Oh
was
boy,
during
Carl,
the
I can't even speak.
Kala, let
1964
the man talk, man.
Immigration Act. You know
Kala,
that was
it's in our documents when they came to our country to approach our government,
1964
approach us.
Immigration Act. They did that. You know they're trying to, and people like Stephen Miller is saying that needs to be repealed.
I
They
mean,
said we
I
made a
can't
mistake.
even speak, Kyla.
Okay.
Kala, just let the man talk, man. Damn.
So when they did that, they knew that they could siphon off the best brains from these different countries, bring them to the United States. That's why you see a lot of Asians, a lot of African, Nigerians, and Caribbean. A lot of them are contributing to the science and the advancement of this country. Like Mike was saying, development or or building a nation is not only in its physical infrastructure. Building a nation is through its scientific advancement,
Right.
social
Show me the
advancement.
scientific
A
advancement.
lot of Black Africans and
Okay.
Nigerians,
Show me. Okay.
they've
Give me an
made a lot of
example.
contributions
Okay.
towards
Give me.
scientific
Give me.
advancement of this country.
Give me a contribution, Elvis.
Kala, I've contributed a lot. I've worked in so many
No, no. Give me a
projects.
contribution. Give.
Yeah, hold on.
Has
I'll
there
give you.
been? Oh,
Let me
has there
give you
been?
one, Carla. Let me give
Hold
you
on. Has
one.
an African ever invented anything in this
Let
country?
me let me give you one contribution, right?
Well, give me a contribution.
All right,
Kala,
relax.
we work as engineers. We build
So
Well,
structures every
everybody's
so
an
day.
engineer. You know,
Carla,
engineer.
We're
can I
doctors.
make
We're
a
in the
You don't
hospitals.
need to be an
Everybody.
education a lot of time
can
to
I
get to
give
be an
you one,
engineer.
Carla? Can I give you
Everybody's
one?
a damn engineer, but they can't tell me where they work.
Oh boy.
This nigga couldn't name
Carla,
the
if you
vowels,
were
but
if
all
you
right,
were if
Elvis.
you yourself was an engineer, you would see a lot of engineers with no engineering.
Hold on. Where the engineers at?
Where do
What
you think
field?
they find what do you go to
Hold
find
on.
engineers?
What field? What field? What field?
That's what I'm saying. You don't
Nah,
work
Kala,
with
you
name that
find us in
engineers.
every
inventor.
field.
Name that
And what
It's
inventor,
field?
because
What
you
field?
Elvis.
don't spend time around places like that.
Everybody's a
That's why.
damn engineer and whatnot, but I never
Carla, if
see him.
you work for Hewlett Packard or
Hold on.
3M, you'll meet a lot of engineers.
I never seen him. I
Because
go down to the
you're
Kala,
not in the
you
same
never seen
social
Nigerian engineer.
circles.
Hold on. I go down
Name
to the
that.
shipyard. I go
I
down to
want
the
to tell
shipyard
Carla, but
all
you
the
won't let me
time.
speak,
Look,
so
I
I
go
can.
down to the
You know
Newport
what the
News
problem is? The only thing they believe
shipyard
exists is
whatnot.
what
I
they're
don't
saying.
see no African engineers.
And that
All right,
doesn't mean
Carla,
they don't
let
exist
me
because you don't
speak.
know them.
So you remember that movie that Will Smith did with the Nigerian doctor
What about it?
who found a new way of diagnosing CTE?
Yeah, this African doctor.
No,
See,
no,
I know that.
don't move the
Elvis, Kala is a
goalposts.
typical black American. Whatever they've never seen, they don't believe
That
it
was
exists.
an advancement that he made through his own ingenious to find out new ways of diagnosing it in the early stages. So he got a movie
Okay,
made about him.
okay, he's a
That's a
doctor.
scientific advancement to the
What's that got
development
to
of this
do?
country.
Hold up. That's a doctor. What does that got to do with engineering?
I'm telling you that he's a
Kala,
doctor
we are
and
engineers. I'm an engineer, Kala.
he contributed
Okay.
to
You're
the
engineer where,
scientific
Mike?
advancement of this
I've done
country.
so many
And
projects.
many other Africans has done
Kala,
similar things.
I've built more
Mike, let
structure
me look.
than
Okay, you're engineer, Mike. What's the name of your company?
Kala. I've built more structure
Hold on,
than
Mike. What's the name? Yo, Mike.
your
What's the
entire
name?
generation has built in America. Trust me.
Hold on, Mike. What's the name of your company?
I know.
What's the name?
I don't need to give my personal stuff.
I'm saying like this. I'm watching, and where I live at right now, you got a whole
I'm
construction
not here
crew.
to tell you to believe whether
Oh,
I'm an
we got
engineer or
whole
not.
construction crews rebuilding the Hampton Bridge tunnel and whatnot. I
I've
don't see no
designed more
Africans out
projects
there. I
and I've
see
participated
Black
in more
Americans
projects
and white Americans out there.
than your entire lineage going back to living the shore of Africa. Trust me.
Nigga, you mix cement. You lying.
I've contributed to America way more
No, you
than
ain't contributing to America nothing,
the
man. You
amount
gotta
of
go talk
taxes
to
I've paid, the
contribute
amount of
to
I
America.
mean,
Yo, all right, yo,
literally,
hold
I have
on.
mayors.
A freeway.
Carla,
You're
I have
hard.
mayors
Hold on,
coming to
you're
give me
hard. Yo,
awards, shake my
hold on.
hands, helping to build their
Let's
communities.
ask somebody who knows.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
ask somebody who
All right,
knows.
what's the mayor's name?
Freeway. Hold up.
Carla, I have
Freeway.
mayors.
You're on the
Give
road all the
me,
time. Hold on. You're on
Of
the
what
road all
city?
the
What
time.
city?
Hold on. You're pulling up the ports and everything like that. How many Africans do you see?
Carla, Nigerians are doing a lot in America, man.
Yo, how
That's
many
the,
Um,
that's the
Nigerians do
reason
you
why
know?
the U.S. government keep coming to our country to take us,
Okay.
man.
Hold up.
They
when I
keep
go
coming
to
to
the
our
port,
country to take us.
I'm gonna shut you up right now. I'm gonna let Freeway talk. Shut up,
when I
Mike.
go when I go to the ports, it's mixed. It's mixed, but it depends on what region you in, depend which port. When I'm in the south, I don't see many immigrants at all. When I'm kind of like up north and northeast somewhere, then you'll see somewhat of a mix. But it's a lot of black people, on the ports.
Yeah, here where I live at. You ever go to Newport News?
Yeah,
And
I've been over in the Norfolk area
Norfolk area.
at the ports. Yeah, at the
Everybody,
ports.
90% of all
Oh,
the
over there. Oh yeah,
engineers,
over there.
90% of the engineers have been in those jobs right there for they retire. Because I deal with a lot of retirees there. You know, they come to me for retirement benefits. They've been working that thing for 50 years with
Yeah,
African American men.
Carla, I
true,
personally know two
true.
mechanical engineers and one civil engineer.
Yeah, but out of you come
We
down
know
here.
engineers who are
Hold on,
Africans.
hey, we got
It's
hold on.
civic
Here we got
it's civic
thousands of
engineers,
engineers. We got thousands of engineers on the
bro.
shipyard here.
But
My
Carla,
brother,
what's the point here?
my
What's the
brother's an
point?
engineer. My brother's an engineer. Like
We
that's
got
very
thousands of
easy.
So
engineers
why
all
why
over
is
the place.
Carla
Yeah,
making it seem like
you guys act
Africans are
like we're
not
doing
engineers? You
something,
just
man.
don't know them,
Carla,
Carla.
what do you
But we
think
You
know
we're
a
guys act
lot
like
of
headed to in
we're doing
engineers.
America?
something, man. We got literally tens of thousands of engineers running
Yeah,
around.
and
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a lot of
fine.
African
And we're all
engineers. So
contributing.
why are you denying it?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot because I'm going by what I
Because you
see
don't
right
know
But
now.
because you
them.
don't know doesn't mean
Hold
Nah,
up,
that's
y'all
ignorance.
be getting the fake
check this out.
degrees.
Yo,
no, no,
look, a
no.
lot of look. I deal with a lot of people who are retiring from the shipyard and whatnot. Over the 20 years I've been doing this, I have yet to hear one African come and say, "Hey, I'm retiring tomorrow. What my benefits are?" Not one.
Cause they be doing fraud. They be having those fraud
Carla, your belief
degrees.
is that the reality is only the one you know.
Well, I'm just going by what I see. You know,
So you,
I don't see enough Africans doing shit. You know, to
I'm telling you, they be
be honest
having
with you,
fake
man.
degrees,
you're on
man.
ships. So the only place
Yo, the
engineers.
shipyard right here. I work right here with most of
Yeah,
our
a lot of
clients
Africans work
work
in
in
tech
shipyards.
We're
You
not
know,
engineering,
telling
they
you that
work
we're
in
the
civil
majority engineers in
engineering, they work in
America.
mechanical engineering. They're not working
oh
in shipyards, Carla.
where,
But Carla, okay,
You don't know
let's not.
them.
where these
Elvis,
non-African
there's no even
Africans? You
point of
know,
stressing this. Well, Carla, okay, so you're white. What do you think we're here to do in America? We the
well,
Africa. What
I
do you
have no
think?
idea scamming.
Okay,
You
so we're
know,
telling you then. So you're not
scamming.
you telling me, Carla, you telling me that United States government would go all the way to Nigeria, build an embassy there,
I have
approach
no
people.
idea.
Wait,
You know, a
that's why
lot of
we're
that
trying to
was just
educate you. That's why we're trying to educate you, but you don't
so-called
listen.
African Americans who got y'all over here in the
Carla,
'60s.
but we're trying to explain to you that United States government flew all the way to Nigeria, extra
That was all
building.
liberal white people in the
But
'60s.
let us
You
talk though,
know?
man. Come on.
Yeah,
They
cause
have
we
to
gotta
build
help
it.
y'all niggas.
They have to build an embassy over there. Have to
And
approach
also,
our governments.
a lot of it too was
They
you
have
guys.
to do a
There was a lot of
bilateral
people starving.
agreement.
A lot of
They
people
have to do
starving
bilateral.
during the
Kala, do you
Biafra
remember
War. A lot of people were
your
starving
favorite
during the
Nigerian
Biafra
president?
War.
Kala, you know your favorite Nigerian president, Sani Abacha, right?
So my point I'm trying to make, Mike, is this,
Kala, you
right?
remember Sani Abacha, right? I'm
Mike,
trying
Mike,
to remind you
Mike,
something.
Mike. Let me say this, right? So because you're so fucking annoying, right? All I know is you come here, right? Do what you gotta do. Make all the money you want. I don't care about you guys, you know. Make all your
You
money.
don't?
Just shut the fuck up about us and what you're doing and whatever, because we've already done what you've done a million times over.
Well, that's
You
good,
know,
man.
very like this. We have 50,000 black inventors in this country that contribute to the civilization. You know,
Kala, when you guys say
we
when
made
you
the
start
mark
talking
while we
about
were
you,
building, we were creating inventors. You weren't doing nothing, man.
I'm not even talking about you. I'm just talking
You
about
know.
myself. You the one that were talking about us.
So bottom line is, you don't try to compare yourself with us, man. It's not gonna
I'm not
do you any.
comparing myself. Kala, which part of the conversation here did I compare myself with you?
Yeah, you always like, oh, we did it, we did. Look, all
I'm
my
telling you what
point,
I did. That's not comparing
my
with
point I'm
you.
trying to make,
Kala, 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 Kala,
I was giving you guys praise because
Kala,
you guys
Kala.
come over here as an immigrant group. You guys are organized because you guys are organized on a high level because you guys don't want to friggin' you got something to hold on to because you don't want to lose your citizenship. You want to do all stuff
No,
like
we
that?
can't lose our
Sure, do
citizenship.
that.
We're
No,
born
no.
here. If our children are born here.
Oh, no, no,
Kala, Kala, I can
I
guarantee
wouldn't
you
count,
something. I swear to God.
I
Kala, I
would not,
promise you
I
something.
would not count on that with Trump, man. Dude, man,
No, my kids cannot be
don't bet on
deported. They're
that,
born
bro.
here. My kids are born here. They can't be
It
deported.
doesn't matter, man. Trump
Kala, I
doesn't
can
work.
promise you something.
You better tell that to Stephen
Nigerians
Miller,
in
man.
America,
You
Kala,
motherfuckers don't give
Kala,
a
the
shit.
Nigerians in America, they don't compare themselves with Black America. We like to try to compare ourselves with the Indians and uh, the Indians
Let me ask you
and
a
usually
question. Let me ask you
the
a question.
French community. Those are the
Let me
people
ask you a
we're
question. Hold up.
competing with.
Let me ask you a question.
They
Has
don't
there
talk about
any,
Black
hold up.
Americans at all. The Nigerians.
Has any Indian or Nigerian reached the level of David Stewart in far as
Dude,
power?
Kala, you talking about individuals? Well,
Oh no. I'm saying
Dangote is way
you
more
like
than
to
him,
compare
man.
yourself. Hold up. Does any Nigerian ever reach the level of Robert Smith in America?
Way past him.
Hold up. In America.
We're not. This is not our country. This is not we're tiny minority yet.
So what are you talking about? You ain't doing shit in America.
No, we're talking about population wise,
Okay, all right.
community wise.
Let me ask you a question. How
Cannot
many
like take one individual's
Mike,
glory and trying to attribute it to everybody.
how many institutions have you guys built?
Well, go to Nigeria, you find a bunch of them.
So you do that in Nigeria, you ain't doing shit
Because
here.
that's our base. This is your base.
Okay, so you guys, that's what I'm trying to say, man. You
Okay,
guys,
we'll lift this our base down. Then how you gonna try to tell us how to navigate on our base then, if that's
But
the
I'm not telling
case?
you how to navigate. What did I tell you how to navigate?
When you were speaking on the racism earlier, that's kind of
No,
what
no.
I'm speaking from.
I said racism, in my opinion, is not strategic for me.
No, yeah, right. But you also said, well, when you speak to the younger Black Americans or the younger African Americans, that's where y'all
Yeah, the
going
ones that I
wrong at by
mentor.
telling them. You saying that's where you. Well, no. You know what you said is, Carla. When y'all teach them that, y'all messing them up. That's what you said.
In my opinion, if you teach any kid to be racist, you're messing them up. You're publicly racist. You're
But
messing
the
them up.
thing
Is
is,
that wrong? Is that wrong?
white people teach their kids to be racist.
Yeah, they're messing them
the
up.
thing is, but this one I'm finna answer your question. But
Especially if
this
you
is
don't
the
have
thing.
power.
But no, but this is okay. Well, if you don't have power, then it don't qualify as racism. Like a prejudice or a prejudice or a preference. Hold on, because you're laughing, right? But a prejudice and a preference, not the same thing. Race is not the same thing. It's similar. Do they have similarities? Of course they have similarities, but is it the same thing? No, and we're not doing semantics right now neither. What I'm saying is prejudice and preference is not the same thing as racism. Because you got prejudices right now. You have preferences right now.
You know,
Do you
you know,
not?
you know when you say, you know, I want to agree with you a little bit, but not 100%. Like when you say when you're racist without power, it's not really racism. It's like saying when you a dog without tooth, you're not really dangerous. Yeah, the dog is not dangerous, but it's still a dog. You know, when you practicing racism without power, you're still racist, but your racism just can't do much. You can't really affect the person that you're being racist towards. You being racist towards white person, the worst you can do is just piss him off. He's not afraid of you that you can take his job or do anything to him or bring his industry down or anything. But you black, when you racist to white, he wants to retaliate. He's slightly going to call his uncle the high black people and fire all of them, or the guy that's in a position or political position can make rules, or just they got so much power where they retaliate. They can retaliate with action, but the worst you can do is retaliate with your words. So you're like a dog with no tooth. Why? He's a dog with a bunch of tooth. So you saying you being racist without power, you're really not racist. No, you still racist, but you just don't have power. Your racism, you just
It's
don't have
it's
power
not
behind it.
it's not racism.
If I just said somebody,
So
if
black racism is a dog without tooth. That's
hold
why
on,
I'm telling you that. That's why I advise young African
It
American. Don't be like these old ones,
if
man.
somebody
it
Don't be
don't
a dog without
exist.
tooth.
It don't exist. You should keep saying that be racist, or you keep saying calories or anything. It don't. That's not accurate. That's not true. It don't exist.
That's what you think. But if you approach Asian and white people, they call you
on.
racist. They say black Americans are racist. They say
Hold up. Why we keep changing the definition of racism? Like I don't understand that when they say black people can't be racist. Like we're changing the definition. Like there's a literal definition of the word racism, and anybody can fit that definition. So
no,
I
it
don't. I
doesn't.
mean,
Well, this is
Racism means you
Anybody
have
can say it, Steve. You have
everybody
to
has.
have the
In order
power.
for you to be
that
racist, you have to
I'm
have
looking at the
systemic
You
definition
have to
right
have
now.
the
I
power
don't
to
see nothing about
implement
that.
you have to have the power to
your
implement
prejudice.
over somebody else's life.
Okay.
Systemic
that
power.
mean it got to be real deal consequences behind it. Other than that, is it like a preference or a prejudice?
Yeah, you have bigotry
You could
and
be
you have
prejudiced.
prejudice.
You can
Yeah,
I
only
mean,
be
I'm looking at it.
And
I'm looking
race
at that.
racism is
power.
an ism. So it usually means that you have the power to systematically, oppress another group of people based on race and keep your race at the top because you feel you're superior to them.
Where do y'all get y'all definition of it from?
That's an academic definition of racism, bro.
Academic, made by like who
No, it's
came up
not
with that?
academia. You know what academia means? It means peer review, agreed upon terminology. That's how we do. That's what education is about. You can't just pull shit out of your ass and say, I'm not gonna go with it. I go by academia. You know,
Okay.
prejudice plus power is the definition of racism. You can't change that. Prejudice plus power. You have to have systematic power to be racist. Only white people could do that. White people could uphold systems that oppress black people. White people say when they see a black person get killed by the police, they're not gonna do nothing about it because they uphold the system that oppresses black people. That's power. You know, black people do not have that power to take a job away from a white person, to discriminate, to brutalize and get away with it through the court system or not. White people have that power through their silence and their acquiescence, and their participation in a system that they know that gives them unfair advantage because they're white. That's racism. Prejudice plus power.
I mean, but the thing about it is, modern day academia as well also says it does more than two genders.
No, academia doesn't say that. That's pseudoscience saying that.
Okay. I'm just saying, hey, I
Academia
mean,
does not say that. That's
okay,
pseudoscience.
okay, sure.
Ah, okay, Kala, is there a difference between racist and bigotry? Racism and bigotry?
Anybody could be a bigot. I
he
could be a
he
bigot,
just explained it.
Okay,
I could be a prejudice. I could be a bigot and whatnot, prejudiced person. But for me to be racist, that means that I'm upholding a system that exists that marginal that if
okay.
I
I think you're defining already. I heard you. But now let me ask you this. Is there
My brother,
different? What's the difference between, hold on, let me, what's the difference between racist, tribalist, nationalist? What's the difference?
well the bottom line the tribe you could be tribalist, right? If your tribe is in power. You know, if
Okay,
your tribe
so,
is in power, right, and you
mhm.
say, something, I'm going to only hire Yorubas and whatnot, and I'm going to discriminate against Igbos and whatnot, and I can get away with it because we have the power, we have the military, we have the police, we have the courts and everything like
Okay,
that. That's tribalism. When you use your tribe in the power position to marginalize and discriminate against somebody that's weaker than you
okay.
who
So
don't have
it looks
power.
like what you're saying is the action is racism, not the words, not the rhetoric, not the
No,
expression.
it's not. It's the actions. It's a system.
Okay, is expression, can expression of someone be a racist expression?
Well, somebody you could say someone said something racist, but you could say things that's racist, but that don't mean that a person of color is racist. You can say he's
Hold on, hold on,
prejudiced.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, Kala. So all those hillbillies, they don't have no job, they're broke, they walk past black people, call you niggas and all that stuff. Say fuck you, just talk all that rubbish, but they really can't do nothing to you. Are
Well,
those people not racist?
hold on. If somebody walks up to you and you retaliate by them calling you a nigga, you retaliate to them back. That's just a simple fighting words, a fist
Well,
fight.
Kala, that's not what I said. That's not what I asked you, man. Why do you like doing this? We actually want things are saying something else. I'm saying that white person, that redneck, that don't have teeth in his mouth, that's broke, that's poor, that goes around calling black people niggas and stuff like that. Is he racist or
They
not?
will refer to him as racist even though he doesn't hold any power.
They will call him racist, exactly.
okay, all right.
No, you guys, Kala, you guys can't fool people with all these.
Let me add on. Let me add on something. Let me add on to something to that because you started out at a low level. Okay, now suppose you do something to that person. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
gonna have you thrown
like
in
it
jail.
depends what you do. Like do what? Do what?
The
Nine
system
times
is
out of
gonna
ten,
Hey,
protect
nine
you.
Steve,
times out of 10, your punishment will
what's
be
the
severe.
what's the root word of the word racist?
To me, I believe the word
Hold
racism
on,
I'm
is
hold
not
on,
sure.
hold on,
okay.
Mike. What's the
Yeah.
What
root
is it?
word of it?
I'm not sure, Elvis. Go ahead.
Race. So a
Right.
white person is a part of the race that's meting out the racism because his
Mm-hmm.
race is the dominant race, and they
Right.
are upholding a system that benefits him. Why it's a disadvantage to the black person. So it's about race. It's not about the individual. Racism is not about individuals. So I saw something. Somebody said all white people are racist, and they broke it down. It doesn't mean that that white person is terrible against you. They're calling you the N word, but they're in favor of a system that gives them opportunities, that give them benefits,
The white
purely because they're
fragility,
part of the
the
So the
white
dominant
system
race
didn't give you
fragility,
in that
opportunity.
society.
all that's racism.
To
The
I
me,
just
I'll
simple,
be honest
it's
with
the
you.
about a
simplified.
literal definition that you find in so maybe.
To me, a system to me is just the constitution, the law of the land. That's what me I regard as system. But then, if you talking about industries and individual companies creating their
No,
own,
we have a de jure culture in America, right? That always denigrated black people. No law can protect black people from that. The Kerner Condition of 1968 concluded. They said, "What's going on? Why is it that we're still going through racism?" You know what they concluded? The Kerner Condition. They said after everything, black people in America. What's different about things? They looked around the world, but different ethnic conflicts, everything. They said black people in America and white people have the same exact culture, speak the same language, have the same religion, eat the same foods and stuff like that, worship the same everything. And black people are just as patriotic in America as white people are. What's the problem? And they said they concluded it was white racial prejudice towards black people that was fueling all the riots and the thing like that. That's what Kerner Commission concluded. He said white racial prejudice passed down for hundreds of years. This idea that white people feel like they're superior and the black people are an inferior race. That you can't get rid of that. No matter
but
how
but
many
Carla,
laws you pass, you can't get rid of that.
but Carla,
But
what
that's
is
my
wrong? White people feeling that they're superior to you. What is wrong with that?
Because if you could act on it, if you could act on it, you feel like they're superior to somebody, and you got all the resources, the power, and stuff like that. And it'd be different when black people stayed among ourselves. We didn't care. We knew how they felt, so we stayed among ourselves. But then when you say, "Okay, I got to go in town," right? And
Mm-hmm.
we would say, "Oh, look, listen to this." We would say, "You know something? Why don't we have a post office in our area of town?" Right?
Uh-huh.
Why do we got to interact with white people? Right? We try to
Mm-hmm.
avoid white people. Right? White
Yeah.
people had it so that anytime we needed resources, we use the post office, courts, everything.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the power in their hands. You
You talking
know,
about
all
in the
throughout
Jim Crow
America.
time, or right now?
No, all throughout American history, post Civil War, and whatnot, they gave us our little townships and whatnot, but we
Uh-huh.
had to rely on them. We could not own our own businesses. We had to share crop for them. Everything was
Okay.
they had the power over our lives.
Back then.
Even to this day,
I know, Carla, if you're a black person today, you're still thinking the white person have power over your
No,
life,
no,
man.
no. I don't
You
have
have a
power of my
wrong
life.
mind, man.
I'm saying the people who have, even when you have black people and white people in a given area, right? The
Mm-hmm.
power, see the power. What you have is black whites, black people who move into the white area, and they're part of the white power structure that still oppresses and maintains the status quo. That's what you have in Flint, Michigan.
Carla, me personally, let me tell you the way I see
That's what
myself.
you have, you know.
I don't think of any
Changed.
white person in America.
All you had was black people getting degrees and joining the power structure that always maintains the power structure among white people. You
But
know,
Carla,
when
you can
black
create
people
your own
become,
power structure, though. That's the thing. That's the
oh,
freedom of
it is
America.
the power structure because it ultimately benefits who controls the tax base. Black people don't have their
What
own
do you mean?
independent tax bases. You know,
What
all
do
the
you
money,
mean?
everything goes to white people, the white treasury, and everything like that. You look at any city in the South, whatnot. Black people should have their own cities with their own tax base, police department, all that like that. But all goes to white people, and all they did was get
Carla, you
black
saying they're
people.
building white cities? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying the fact that when they did do that, we did try to build our own city. We had Black Wall Street, we had many black Rosewood,
Carla,
we had many black
Carla,
that they burned to
Carla,
the
it's like you're
ground,
still
right?
living in the past, Carla.
Hold
You're
on.
living
They
in
burned our black cities to the ground.
Yeah,
Wilmington.
that was during the
You don't
Jim.
know how
That was in
crazy.
the
So
past,
what?
Carla. That was Jim
They
Crow
ain't no
time.
past. That's the present, bro.
Carla, nobody's going around burning
They
cities
ain't the
down
fucking
today, man.
present, man. You
Carla,
would never
no white man
compensate.
has power today to go
You would
burn
never
down cities, man.
compensate for this shit. And you
But
guys
yeah,
come
I
over
agree
here.
with you. Yeah, but that's why I say you're living in the
You guys
past,
come
and
out
that's
the
what
boat and don't know you came in the middle of a fucking race war, telling us to shut the fuck up.
I'm
When
not telling you
no,
shut up, Carla. I'm just having
you're
conversation.
telling
I'm not
black
telling you
people,
shut
oh,
up.
just be good, but white people are good. Get the fuck out of here,
No
man.
one is saying that, man. See, that's the thing,
You know?
projection. But stop putting word in my mouth, man. No
What do
one
you think?
says that.
What do you think, Drake?
Uh, I think he don't understand it. He
I
will
understand
understand
it.
it.
Trust me.
he would understand basically if it was two tribes, he'll understand tribalism. Okay, well, it's the same thing as just look at the race as the tribe. Simple.
Yeah, but my friend, I agree that there's racism, there's tribalism, there's all these things. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't affect your life.
I
Yo, they
disagree, but
basically
I
had a head
disagree, but
start, and they got all the resources, the money, and the power. They take
No,
$2 trillion from us every year. What the fuck you talking about?
how they take it? They come to
Hold
rob you. What do you mean?
on. Like,
Everybody put more. Everybody pay tax. Are you the only one paying tax?
No, all our money it goes back into their businesses. They're not gonna let us have our own
What do you
Walmart
mean? How can
and
your
shit
money
like
go to
that.
someone's private business, Carla? What do you mean?
The bottom line is every dime black people make, it's already accounted for. They're trying to get that money back into their coffers. We don't have businesses
Who's doing
like
this?
that.
Who? The
We never
government?
got a head start. They had a head start. They had loans and everything like that
Who?
to set them up. They're like this. The white people.
Well, Carla, I didn't have an S star when I came here. Like my
But
family,
you,
we came
you
here.
still don't have shit though.
I
You don't
got a
own no
lot. I got a
retail. You
lot.
don't
I
own no
got a
retail.
lot, Carla.
Oh, you don't. Oh, do you own a major retail store?
Do I have to own that
Yeah, you ain't.
to be
What I'm
successful?
saying,
Do you
you
have to
ain't
have a
part of.
particular kind
You are
of
not
business?
part. You're not part of the money machine.
Carla,
you have
Carla,
to be
everyone is
what
part of
John,
the money
what
machine.
Carlos saying
To
is
make money, you got to
you
be
have to be a
creative. Your
giant.
creativity is what makes you money. Nothing
No,
else.
no, no, man. You put it like this, man. Look at maybe you might want to view it like this. You in the land of giants, you got to be a giant, and you're not a giant. That's what he's saying.
Oh, did he drop off? No, this is what I think. I think some people had their own generation and they want the new generations to be thinking that they are in the old generation. They're living generations have their own time.
What's
People
fun
that
about that?
live Carla's generation, maybe in the 70s, and I don't know, Carla, maybe in
What's
Methuselah, I
fun
don't
about
know,
that?
maybe in the 60s when Jim Crow. But your time
What's
when
funny
things was
about it?
like that, a black American in 2026 is not experiencing the same thing, but he's thinking, oh, that's what he's experiencing. And in his head, that's what he's experiencing. But in reality, that's not what he's experiencing. In reality,
No,
in
I'm
2020,
saying I'm saying I'm doing all right. But I hate when people sit
but
there
then why
point
are you preaching to the young
the
ones
finger.
that they're not
I
doing
hate
all
when
right?
people point the
They can
finger
do
at
all right
Black
because of
America
some.
for not doing well. Because I know it's a systemic problem that our people are still suffering, right? Even though I made it out,
Carla, nobody's
I did
solving
well.
systemic problem. Carla,
Can I
sorry.
ask you a question?
No, no,
Hold on,
no.
hold
The
on.
thing is,
It's not. Hold
if
on.
you accept that in your head, there's a systemic problem, then you
It's not.
already
It,
believe something can be in your head,
is
but it's not
Nigeria
real.
where it's
But the
supposed to
fact that
be?
it's in your head, that'll be your
Is
reality,
Nigeria where
and that
is Nigeria
reality
where it's supposed to
determines
be?
how far you go.
Is
For
Nigeria where it's
example,
supposed to be?
I will tell you why. For example, if I'm a young black person, right, and I want to walk into an institution, and in my head, I believe that institution they're going to block me. They got stuff against me. There, they're going to stop me. If I go there, they're going to block me. Everything I already got in my head. I won't bother to go there. I will just say, I'm not going there, man. But if I don't have it in my head that they're going to stop me, I don't have none of that shit, nothing in my head. I just want to say, hey, the institution, there's something there that I think I may want, and I just walk in there. I have a higher chance of achieving that thing that I want to achieve than if I had it in my head that there's something that's going to stop me. And that's why I'm trying to tell you that you whole generation, when you keep putting this thing in the head of this young one, that there's something out there to stop them. It's not good. It's not healthy
It's
for them.
not.
Because in the 60s, something was stopping you. Doesn't mean in 2026 it's going to stop the young African American kid. So stop telling them all these things. You're not helping them. That's why
Uh,
Is
you,
African
Nigeria where it's
kids
supposed
come
to
here.
be?
They don't
It,
think about white people. They
it,
just walk straight into
it's
those
not. Is
institutions and
Nigeria
go
where it's supposed?
apply for
Is
freaking
Nigeria where it's supposed to be?
admission and just do their thing. And that's why it's not like they're smarter than the African American kid. It's just that they just don't have those things in their head. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not like I hate you guys, your people. I want your people to win. I met a lot of young African American kids, and that's their problem. When I'm trying to show them something, they will tell me that my dad said it's racism. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, no, stop thinking like that. I understand why your grandfather said that because in his time he couldn't do it. They will stop him. But you're not living in that time. You're in a different time. Stop living your grandfather's experience. You have a different time. You're living someone else's destiny. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not here to roast your people or hate you. And sometimes when we say this thing, you say we think we're better than you. I'm not saying it. I'm saying it because I'd rather see African Americans doing better
how
than
is that?
Hispanics.
Hold on. If I went to Nigeria and said that same thing, y'all fucking lynch me. Y'all say
No
no.
way, no way.
You guys
No,
look.
Carla, have you been to
Anytime
Nigeria?
I go to Africa and
Carla,
whatnot, and I
Carla,
say that same thing. Y'all got
Allah.
opportunities here. Blah blah blah. You don't know.
You're projecting your own.
You don't
You're
know the
projecting your own mentality onto
you
my
don't know
people.
the problems we got
But
over
I just
here. You don't know we got
Kala.
colonialism. You guys always say the same fucking thing, you know. And say
Well, whoever is
why is
saying
that,
it is also whoever.
why, Mike? Why is Nigeria has the highest extreme poverty rate in the world?
I don't know if we have the history. I think India has more.
No, I think Nigeria
what I
eclipsed.
want
You know,
If you say in
I want to
Africa,
ask
I
this,
agree, but not in the world.
I want to ask
Even
the
China
same
has
question.
more.
highest
I want to
extreme
ask the same
poverty
question. Is
number of
Nigeria where
people
it's
in
supposed to
poverty.
be
I think
at
China
this
has more.
current
I don't know
state?
where you get your number from, but I think China has more.
At this current
I will agree that we have the highest in Africa. We also have the highest wealthy people in Africa, the most middle class, everything, because we have the highest population.
And so the
So
bottom line, but you got like 130 million people living in extreme
no,
poverty.
we have about 90 million people living in poverty, but then we have over
But
100
you got
and
extreme poverty. That
yeah,
means
yeah, we do, because we overpopulated country. We have over Nigeria by size, its population should be between 60 to it should be at least between 60 to 100 million. But
how is China able to create a middle class and whatnot, millions? And China doesn't have oil
well,
and
they
all
have
that.
to industrialize, man. You have to
Yeah, but how
industrialize.
come you guys didn't industrialize?
Well, to industrialize, first of all, you have to get
And
access to.
what's taking so long?
Well, you have to get access to global resources, man. You have to fight for global resources.
And so
global resources
You need
there.
access
no,
to
but
Resources
minerals.
there. They there.
could it be that
They
the
there.
world does not want to see is not going to let you do that because of racism?
No,
Like,
no, 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 no. I think the world we live in is a world of competition, right?
yeah, but the bottom, you guys
Can you
not
let
even in
me
the
can you let me
competition. You
put a
know,
contest? You arguing against what I haven't said.
how is it that Europeans invest in Asia? They put all this capital in Asia and they help Asia develop, but yet they won't do the
I
same
don't
thing
think
in
they
Africa.
help the whole Asia develop. I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's
well, look
just
at Asia right now. Asia is more
the only,
surpassed.
the only, the only. I don't think European. I
The
don't think they
Asia,
help.
Singapore is way past the West. Same thing with South Korea, and they're building new smart cities that's going to eclipse the West. You know, $50 billion smart cities in Korea alone.
But
They're
yeah,
going to
you
eclipse the
talking about
West.
South Korea?
Yeah, South Korea is building a
Yeah,
$50
yeah,
billion
yeah,
city. You know,
yeah. South Korea hold a
so
very
why hasn't
strategic.
Africans did the same thing?
Well, everybody got their own pace. Maybe it's not our time.
Oh, so the bottom line is this: what you guys
Someone could ask the same question like 50 years ago. China was hold
let me
on,
ask you a
Carla,
question.
50. Everybody
Why
have
is
their
it
own.
why
Yeah,
is it the number one thing in Africa is to leave Africa right now?
that's not the number. The number one
Most
thing for every human.
Nigerians want
Hold on. The number one thing for this not the one thing for every Africa because I can't speak for every Africa. It's Stop.
most Africans like yourself don't want to be there.
Kala. See, the most ignorant thing is when someone hasn't been to a place and he's an expert of that place. And someone like you be crying someone in Africa that's never been to America start telling you about Black America, what you're
But what
thinking. You're
I'm
gonna be
saying
pissed
is,
off.
no, what I'm
The
point
fact of the
saying is,
matter is the fact of the matter is the only Nigerians they are thinking about leaving are the ones that are exposed to the Western society,
yeah,
exposed. They have
I see this one
majority of
video.
Nigerians in the
I
rural
see this one
areas, they
video
don't
of
even
this
know how.
girl. I see this one girl. This video.
Okay,
This
let
girl.
me just go with your assumption. Okay, why do people want to leave? Majority of human beings by nature, if you're smart, you
Oh
go for
no,
green.
I'm not trying to leave America.
I didn't say you. Let me learn my points. Then you know what I'm saying. You start arguing against what I'm not. I'm not saying because I haven't said it. Just let me say it, and then you know what I'm saying. As the majority of human being by nature, as want to go to a greener pasture. What does that mean?
How come
If
they
you
can't
live,
make the greener
let me
pasture
give you
in
example.
Africa?
Let me give you example. If you live in New York, right? Which you used to live in New York, and you saw a greener pasture in Virginia. You go to Virginia because there's a greener pasture there. That's human
But
nature.
we're in the same country though. I'm in the same country though.
It's the same principle.
Yeah, but hold on, come on,
Human
man,
being by
come on.
nature, you want. It
Listen,
doesn't mean. It doesn't
so
mean
you
New
going?
York is
So
not.
you're telling me going from New York to New Jersey is the same thing as going to fucking from Lagos to London? Come on, man.
If
Like,
the
come on.
greener pasture, whatever the greener pasture is, you go. Whether it's a
Yeah,
million
but why
miles
is it
away
the
or
greener
two
pasture
miles
always?
away.
Oh, why is the greener pasture always got to be in a white country though?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. The greenest pasture right now in the world we live in. And first of all, for one, it's not just that. For the second reason is those countries give us invitations to come there. In the case of
Did
United,
you guys get an invitation to come to South Africa?
what do you mean? How many? It's only few Nigerians that go to South Africa. It's only
Just like you
yeah, yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, yes.
Oh, so
The
South
yeah,
Africa, most South
yes,
Africans,
and no. Yes and
You
no.
can't, you
South
can't you can't
Africans.
speak on that if you ain't been to South
Let
Africa.
me.
You
Really
can't
want
speak
to
on
You
that.
asked me a simple question, man. You say first of all, majority Nigerians go to South Africa, and second of all, the South African situation in after apartheid ended, the South African when the blacks started organizing and everything, they didn't have enough professionals. So they give invitation to Nigerian professionals to come there, particularly professors and things. That was the first invitation. But
so why,
unfortunately,
you might as well
hold
just
on,
go back
wait, let me
home.
land, man, so people can understand what I'm saying, so they don't take me out of context. Unfortunately, later on, some Nigerian criminals started going over there. So the criminals started committing atrocity. That's why the South Africans want them out. So I agree that they should get out. So don't they want to take advantage of the crime scene. So that's it. So so that's your answer. But human nature, if you're a human being, you don't think about greener pasture and you're a moron. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't understand the concept of greener pasture. That's
Well,
why that's why you
well,
reason the way you reason.
I would like to know why is the greener pastures always in places where people don't look like you?
Where is the greener pasture? It doesn't matter what it looks like. But you just mentioned you contradict yourself. You just mentioned South Africa. Don't they look like the people? Don't the blacks over there
Yeah,
look
but the
like?
thing is, South Africa is a pretty much a white
Do
country.
you know that in Africa, most African migrate to other African countries than even the you know if you go to every African country, you see another African there. You see Nigerians in Ghana, Cameroon, and you see if you go to Nigeria, there are about 20 million other Africans living in Nigeria. So everybody, whatever they see the opportunity, they go there. People move around. So it's not you always assume there's only America or it's only Western countries that will go. If you go to Asia, you see Nigeria. We're in China right now. We're everywhere. You go to Brazil, you go to Cuba, you see Nigeria. Nigerian, we are people, they are very ambitious and we think global, so we go here, we go there, and that's how real people think, and that's how Europeans became very successful because that's how they had the head start ahead of everybody because they started exploring the world before everybody else, and they started accumulating the knowledge from everybody and took it all to Europe and create their education system and got ahead of everyone. Most of the things Europeans used to advance. They'll be telling the origin of these things from Persia, this from this place. There's a lot of things they got from the Africans too. They got knowledge from everywhere, and they took it to Europe, and they he was able to put it together and got started ahead of everybody. So they got ahead of everybody, and the Asians, started. The Japanese were the first in Asia to get behind them, and then the Japanese get ahead of the Chinese and everybody else. The Japanese enslaved the Chinese and the Koreans, and later on, but today the Chinese started their own. Now the Chinese are ahead of everybody. Maybe one day the Nigerians will start. We'll be ahead of everybody. So everybody have their own time. It's a pace. We all don't advance at this. It's everybody have their time where they start to advance. I'm not gonna cry over my time. Maybe it's not my time yet. I'm not gonna be depressed and be envious of other people and be crying that, oh, white people are ahead of me, so I'm depressed. I'm gonna be sad. I'm pissed off. Like y'all be crying.
Are you saying
I
that
don't
we
know.
sad and depressed?
So
Are you
Allah,
saying
just
that
calm down, man. Be proud of
are you saying
proud
that
of
we sad
yourself.
and
It's
depressed?
okay. One day,
They get freeway.
I said, are you saying that we sad and
be
depressed?
okay, man. Don't be mad because some other race are, they've advanced.
I
China
think
50.
Black
Do you know
America
that?
is
Kala, do you know
happy
that
right now.
China 50? Even when I was growing up, man, they used to make fun of China being a very poverty capital. China was the poverty capital of the world. Kind of like the way they were poor in Africa. Africa, like China was the laughing stock, man. Like even the Japanese, all of them, they used to make fun of the Chinese immigrant. They were slaves in Japan. Like they come there to do slave labor, So, but China, they at the point they figure it out, and they guy, what it is usually like a group of men that we click. And then, like in case of China, it was Lil Mao and his group, right? They fought the civil war. They kicked out, those other guys. They went to Taiwan, and then they got organized and they worked with Soviet to defend them against America and things like that. And they were able to like design their plan to catch up. And then they started working hard. They put their kids in school for 6 days a week instead of 5 days. And they drew the plan. You just feel group of men. So maybe one day, group few of Nigerians or group few Liberians will figure it out and they put a plan together. And so it's time. It's everybody's destiny is different time. If you study history, empires are rising, they're falling. So everybody have their time. There were time where it was the Greek, they were ruling the world. It was the time was the Roman, it was the Byzantine, it was in the Asia, Iran. Do you see today, Persian? The ones was the most powerful place, most advanced civilization. England was very advanced. England was colonizing China. Today, England cannot stand next to China. China is ahead of the English in everything, technology. So everybody have their time. Maybe 50 years from now, it'll be one African country. One thing I'm proud of Nigerian is we taking the step that everybody took. You first thing you do is go around the world, send your people around the world. You get what I'm saying? So you go around the world, like, you even go to every university in the world, you find a Nigerian there. So black people are in the right space, you know. So one day, you know, once we acquire those information, those knowledge from different people, we might put it together and then we do something, you know. So I'm not gonna be depressed because my people are now on top right now. What the heck? And be fighting everybody. Oh, what do you and be hating every black person because come on, man, and be crying.
Who's doing that? Who's doing
You
that?
know what?
Nobody.
Yeah, we like to know who's doing that, Mike.
Nobody's
What's
doing that.
that?
Who's doing that? I say who's doing that?
No, I just feel like you, like I see a lot of black people. They just, it's like they feel so depressed and angry that you know their race, people their race, and all the. It's white people that usually rub it on your face.
No,
Bec-
no. The thing is, though, the thing is that we say like this, Mike. We know no one gives a fuck about us. We know that. We know that, right? We know nobody gives a fuck about us. No one's gonna save us. No one gives a damn
But
about us.
Carla, they're not supposed to, though. You know that, right?
Oh, I know that, right? So what we do is we just deal with it and our thing, right? But what happens is this. You know what happens, Mike, when you got a couple of wounds and you're trying to heal it, right?
Hmm.
The last thing you want is what? Somebody picking at it, right? What happens is white people and everybody else, instead of leaving us the fuck alone, they go picking at our wounds, right?
In what
And
sense?
then we lash out and say, look, get the fuck away from us, this, that, and the other thing. Suddenly, like you did to me tonight,
Uh huh.
we're friggin' like thing. I'm like this. If I'm here in this show, doing my show, and I'm talking to my people in my pain and whatnot, why the fuck are you telling me that I gotta let this white man come up here and lick my and pick at my wounds? You understand what I'm saying, Freeway?
Yeah, yeah.
So now he gets mad. Oh, you should let him up here and talk. I don't want to talk to him. So it's like, why are you gonna let? I say, look, don't go picking at my wounds.
But
Picking at my wounds.
you have to be explain what that means. I don't know what
Picking
picking
at
of
my
your.
wounds is if I say I don't want you around, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to come up. Let me have my space. Get off my wounds. You
These
know,
kids, are you talking about who? White people or who you talking about?
well, whoever it is. You know, I'm
Your
saying,
space, your space in what sense? Like, kind of what you just said now.
The
It's like
man,
it's not clear.
the man. Put it like this: the man made a decision, and you keep on antagonizing him. Why? The man already told you why. Because I don't want him up here. That should be good enough. But to you,
Okay, are
that
you talking
wasn't
about
good
in
enough.
that case? And that's what I'm trying to understand.
He told you that, man. Listen, no, and that should be good enough. But you kept saying why. So then when he give you another reason why, but you still not stopping. You saying why? Then you telling them,
What is wrong
oh,
with
what?
asking why? That's why you get to know people. So if I
I
don't
don't
ask
want
him
to get rid
why,
of people. I'm
then
look.
how would I
Oh,
understand his wound?
I'm trying to heal my wounds, right? That's why we do these shows, right? Because we're trying to heal. I'm trying to connect.
But you never made that clear to anyone that you have a wound and this is the
Well,
wound
the
and this
bottom
is how
line
you
is,
healing wound.
well, look, we're basically Black Americans. No one gives a fuck about us, right? We're hurting people.
But
You
no
know,
one gives a fuck about anybody, man.
the world. Hey, look, let me tell you something, Mike. We understand everybody hates us, right?
Really?
White people hate us. Asian people hate us.
That's the wrong way to
Africans hate
think,
us.
man.
Everybody hates us.
That's the wrong way to think, you know.
No, it is the truth. You know.
And I won't advise you to teach. I won't advise you to tell your
Let me ask you a
kids. I
question.
won't advise you to be telling kids that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's the
that's not
truth,
a good
though.
mentality to have.
I
Well,
won't advise you
I'm only
because when you
telling
start
you.
telling the
I'm only
kids that
telling you
everybody
the truth.
hates him,
I'm not going to candy code it and whatnot. Tell you this: what I see online, I see every day and whatnot. Nobody likes us. So what?
But
Nobody
I
wants
mean,
to be around.
Carla,
Nobody wants to like this.
hold on. And
But I mean, check this out, Freeway. I just seen comments where these guys are in the chat, white supremacists saying, who's gonna join us in dealing with these people? You got Hispanics coming saying, we're gonna join y'all. We hate niggas too. Then you got Africans like we don't like those people either. And whatnot, you know.
Carla, I swear to God, if I go by what I see online,
Everybody's against us. Well, that's fine.
Carla,
but
if Carla,
hold on, Mike. Hold on. Let me say this real quick, right? Carla, I mean, look at FBA. Do FBA speak for all
Well, I
Black
don't want
Americans?
I
FBA.
swear to God, if
FBA
I
don't
go by
speak
what
for me.
FBA say online, I would think all Black Americans
FBA does
hate me.
not speak for me. You know.
Exactly.
So,
So white supremacists don't speak for all white people. The Asians that
But
you see
hold
don't
on. The
speak for all
difference
Asians.
between me,
but you do know
hold
that.
on, the
But you
difference
do know
between
that.
me and FBA is FBA centers all the hatred against other Black people. You know. FBA will
Kala,
sit there
Kala,
and talk to white people. You know.
Kala, do you know there's some black people online that also call white people, they're like black people Israelite on the street, calling white people devils and this and that. They do that. So some white people too would think all black Americans is just
So who
they would
cares?
they would take it and think,
Yeah,
oh,
but hold up, Mike.
these
We
people
don't
hate
care.
us, you know.
Mike, well, Mike,
So
we don't care what they think. We don't care
no,
what they.
I'm not saying you should care, and I'm not. It's not an argument that you care. I'm just saying like sometimes perception. If you're going by what you experience, maybe online or maybe by somewhere in one space,
Bottom line is this.
then you saying everybody hates you,
No, I know
and
for a fact. Look, I for
and
a fact
you
of the
you,
matter
you
is this.
partially you're right. There's
Hold
no
on,
way you
I'm
would.
saying like this. I'm saying like this. Everybody, well, I'm not saying they literally hate us, right? But
Mhm.
everybody basically is annoyed by us. We're a problem. If
Nah,
we don't exist, so nobody likes us,
nah.
right? I say
And
nobody
that's
likes
based off what you
us.
see online.
Carla, I think you should.
Hatred,
Carla, I think
hatred may be a strong word, but I just say most people do not like Black America. As
Carla,
simple as that.
Kyle,
Carla,
let me ask you a question. Hold up. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think that is? If you Why do you think that
Because the
is?
bottom line is this, because we're always in the media, we're always saying stuff when I and we eat convenient target. We're a convenient target because white Anglo Saxons want the heat off of them because everybody knows if you're gonna hate somebody, hate Black people. White people fucked everybody else, Mexicans, everybody else. They're the ones doing ICE. Who the Mexican hating more? White people. Donald Trump is bringing ICE in there, shooting people, right? And deporting people left and right. But who do Mexicans and Hispanics hate?
Carla,
Black
Carla,
people.
Carla, I want to say something very important. I want you to say something very, very important. It's going to be my own personal story, and I think if you take this information, you will understand why it's very dangerous to think the way you think. I will tell you something. Before I came to the United States, right? Now I came here at the age of 16. Like when I was growing up, when I was in Nigeria, during the 90s, like late 80s, we had a dictator ruling us, right? So our musicians used to make music marking the politicians. So the Sani Abacha, Babangida, those presidents. So they banned our local musicians, right? They banned their music from radio. So we didn't have this. Now they now say, okay, the radio station can only play foreign music. So those radio stations were only playing Jamaican music and Black American music, which was back then was Michael Jackson, and then we had the LL Cool J, Naughty by Nature, and then also that was when Michael Jordan was reigning, Hakeem Olajuwon. So what I was consuming about Black American was just your music and your entertainment, and I was like, it sounded very cool, and the Jamaicans too, the Bob Marley and the Shabba Ranks. Oh, that was what I was consuming. Kids, what you hear is what you start loving. So my perception of Black America was, oh man, when my dad was now saying, hey, you coming to the US, because I kind of got in one big trouble in Nigeria, he decided, like, okay, you coming. I was like, yo, so I'm gonna see these people because I never saw any Black American in my life. The only American I ever saw was a few white people in Nigeria. So I was excited to come see Black Americans, like, oh wow, because everything in my head was cool. But the moment I started school, the first thing I was hearing is African don't like us. You don't like us. You hate me. You hate me. That's what they were telling me. And they literally thought I hate them. Oh wait, I'm trying to. I'm going so. I'm trying to make you understand something.
Yo, you
That
went to school in the deep South, bro. When I
hold on,
went,
no, not just in the
Mike,
school. Hold on, calm down,
when I
calm down.
moved
Let me
down,
just land.
when I was in
I,
elementary school, Mike, moved from New York to North
Carla,
Carolina.
Carla,
I used to get beat up every day because I was from New
Carla,
York.
just wait. Just don't try to take my point away. Just listen. The main point I'm trying is not really to say everybody to judge people. I'm just saying like sometimes they say if you start looking for a demon, you're gonna find it. Like something you start searching for, you might find it because that thing you're looking for in that person was not in that person before. So the thing about the human brain is if you start telling somebody something, a matter of time the person will start believing it. So because constantly the Black Americans around me believe that I hate them. So because they kept on telling me, it got to a point where the love that I had, the joy that I had for them in my mind coming to America, I started losing it. Because now I'm beginning to believe in my mind that maybe I don't like them, because my brain is they keep telling my brain that I hate them. So matter of time, I started disliking African Americans. I just started for some reason. So my older brother that never really, because when he came, he wasn't really around African American like me because we were living separately. He still had his joy, but then he saw that I was no longer so into Black America. He was wondering like, you don't like these people anymore. I'm like, maybe. So So it's like you sometimes you put that thing in people to dislike you because you already believe they don't like you. And when you meet them, you start telling them that they don't like you. It's a matter of time where you now put that thing that they didn't have in them originally inside of them. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That sometimes you gotta be careful with these things, man. It may be some group like me, no matter how I feel that a group of people don't like me. When I run into the ones, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt that this one may not be like the others. I just don't start putting it out there like you all hate me, you hate me. Because that's not some black American, and that's what's still going on. They go on, Africans hate us, they hate us, they hate us, to the point where a bunch of Africans that never hated you are like consuming all these things. And they begin to like, whoa, so oh wow, really? Oh wow, wow. And then you know, like, you know, you oh they hate us, fuck them, this, and they're like, damn, oh really? So we hate ourselves, and then they're like, oh, maybe we hate ourselves then. And that's the someone that never hated you, or now you like just really put it in his head to start hating you. So I'm just telling you, like, be careful. We have to be careful with this. That's why even white people, as much as I feel about them, when I meet them, I just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like this one may not be the one that hate me. And that the white guy that wants to help me, this guy when I was going to help me. And when I first saw him, the guy was so white. He looked, I thought he would be a racist, but I kept it to myself. I just gave him the benefit of the doubt. But eventually, they started trying to figure out. The guy like, oh yeah, yeah, he just helped me out. But if I was a person that just made up my mind that every white person hate me or every this group of people hate me, and when I see them, I just quickly express it to them like, oh, you hate me, you hate me. He's just gonna be like, okay, maybe I hate you then, fuck you, you know. So we have to be smart in these things, man. That's why I keep telling you, stop putting this thing in the mind of these young ones, man. It's not gonna help them. You can tell them to be careful and like understand what happened in the past and keep in your mind that hey, maybe these people owe us something. But this hate thing, it's not. Oh shit, man. The thing is, if black and everybody hate everybody, the people that will lose the most people have less advantage. I'm telling you, So that's just what I want to let you know, man.
Hmm.
You said all that. You said all that to say that, but I ain't gonna lie, God, man.
I'm just saying, like that's my own personal story. Because I came to the United States, I was like, oh, because I was thinking, every black, I'm thinking of Michael Jordan, I'm thinking of Michael Jackson, I'm thinking about those cool entertainers that I was watching on TV all the time. That's all I knew about African Americans, all that cool stuff on TV. And I saw Michael Jordan dunking, I'm like, oh damn, because we don't play basketball in Nigeria, and I was wondering, like, damn, it was so cool seeing him jump. That's all I was thinking about, y'all. Like, y'all are some people I want to be, know. And then when I came and I'm hearing oh, you don't like us, you Africans hate us, you hate me, you hate. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? I have no clue where the whole thing is coming from. So we gotta be careful, man. I would just end up telling people they're not supposed to hate us to end up hating us.
I get it. I get your story. I understand your story, but you still put it like this: you are tragically naive when it comes down to the way certain things go in this country. That's all it is. Disturbingly naive to certain things. Nobody telling you don't use good judgment, don't use good discern. Nobody's not saying that. You're just saying that you can't be too naive with certain things. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Well, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. What I will say, Black America has always been very altruistic, and now that's not the case. Even when people are, I'm talking about other communities and other societies, they don't like you. Like we don't have no friends, and we're not looking for friends. But once upon a time, oh, we were looking for friends. At one upon a time, we was looking for friends, but we don't got no friends, and we're not looking for friends. That's what Black America at right now, and nothing wrong with that.
There's a
Let
lot
me
wrong
ask you
with
a
that,
question,
man.
Freeway Dread. Why come we don't have any friends?
Uh, it's a lot of different reasons, but I could give you one or two. Uh, we got bad behavior.
Mm.
That's a reason. We do have bad behavior, but
Nah, that's not true.
but I will say also, we have, if you weigh it out, we've done way more good than we have done bad, or we have done
Okay.
way more prosperous than we did anything that was derogatory.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
I agree with
So
you.
We've done way more good than bad. Way more good
let me
than
tell you
bad.
what the mistake is. Let me tell you what the mistake is, right? You just said it yourself. You have good people and you have bad people, right? There is no group of people. They don't have good people and bad people. White people have a lot of bad people. The thing is, people would always look at the bad people in some people's community and frown on them, right? You what you doing is when people frown at a bad people, maybe the bad side of your community, you take that as frowning as at all of you. Because, like for example, when we Nigerian will come here, right? When we move to white community and we maybe move to white community where there's some white kids are doing drugs and things like that, and our parents say stay away from those white kids that are doing drugs or doing those things. The white people, the good white people, don't say it as we telling our children to stay away from white people or we hate them, we attack them. They don't say it like that. They
The
just say that, oh,
difference
these
is
people
in
talk.
Black
But
America,
with black American,
Mike, and the
when
difference in
somebody,
Black
hold on,
America,
wait.
they
The,
don't
the
acknowledge we're
mistake is
black.
this.
We're
Hold on,
all
calm down.
upfront for everything Black
Calm down.
America.
The mistake is this. When other people maybe they move to maybe a dangerous black neighborhood and they like telling the kids like, hey, be careful with this, these dangerous black kids. You guys take it as offense, like, oh, they're coming after all of us. No one ever.
They do.
There's no
That's
single
not
person.
true.
They do because they
That's
know
There's
we're
not
no
covering
true.
them.
person. There's no American. There's no other group that will tell you that they don't like good black Americans.
Yeah, yeah, they,
If at all they don't like
I
you,
know
is the
that.
bad people that they don't
Oh
like.
my God, I grew up, Mike. I grew up in the suburbs. I was suffering for what white people would see on the 6 o'clock news. I saw that in 6 o'clock news, but you know me, I live right next door to you. Yeah, but you guys are always doing it. I was always made to feel responsible for any time somebody black because they can't get to those black people in the hood. They can get to us. They use us. We take the
Kala,
most
that's
abuse.
what. Kala,
Black
that's
middle
what.
class people take the most abuse because white people don't give a shit about
Kala,
no good black people,
you somehow
man.
believe that
Stop
everybody
it, Mike.
watching news is
Stop it.
stupid enough.
Stop it.
Kala, you somehow
That's
believe
because
every.
they like Mike. You understand something? They had the power. That's what racism. They had the power to act on it. They saw
Kala,
it.
do you know that
They
when
had the power to act on it. I used to get beat up by white people in school because of what they saw on the 6 o'clock news. Don't give me that
Kala,
shit about they.
Kala, do you know that when we Kala, when I first came to this
You was
when
a you
Nigeria.
was a yo. They used to call me nigga. Did nothing to them. Call me nigga growing up when I
Yeah,
was
gotta understand your generation time. I know things was a really rough time, but let me say this, man. Do you know when we I first came to America, when Nigerian some communities where people didn't really know us, the white people and stuff, they used to tell us that, oh, we are these people they see on TV, the Africans that are, these things, it's not only you guys, they still the whole black world, especially Africa, the Discovery Channel, all that stuff. The white people, that's what they were saying about us. But the thing is, when I get around them, that's the first thing they think. But then I give them the opportunity to get to know me. And once they see, they're like, oh shit, you're not who I thought I am. So me, I don't conclude that someone is seeing people, of course, what they see on TV is be a false perception. But when they meet you, they get to know you, and they will see something else. They'll be like, oh shit, no, I thought a lot of them will even want to slap themselves, like, damn, I thought you Africans were retarded people. Then gosh shit. My amazing Africans, they started so that's what a lot of them tell me.
You
Like,
are
oh,
dangerously optimistic.
so the
You are
thing
dan-
is,
you
Kala,
are
you going
dangerously
back, you're
optimistic.
allowing the TV, the media to define you. You have to define yourself. If the media is saying one thing, you do something else. You do the opposite,
You
and
you
then people
you are
judge for themselves.
dangerously optimistic. You are dangerously optimistic. You're not wrong with what you're saying, principally on a principle level or principality. You're not wrong, but you're dangerously optimistic. Nothing wrong with seeing the silver lining, but at the same time, you still got to see the ground too.
What do you mean?
About which part?
The ground.
Oh, meaning you got to see the good and you got to see the bad. What you saying is, yeah, show that you're a good person. You think it's so many of
No,
us that show it's so many of us that show that we're a good person, or there's so many people from I'm talking about other communities or other cultures that see that oh damn they cool, but at the same time that don't stop the other side. That don't stop the
I
undercurrent,
have a
or that don't
question.
stop the bad
You say I
side.
have to see the good and the bad. What's the benefit of me looking at the bad? What's the benefits?
Oh, well, then there you go. I get it. I get your approach. That's
I
just
don't,
not
I
that's
don't, I
not
don't focus
everybody's
on
approach.
negative things. That's why I don't focus on negative things. When I meet people, I'm
Nobody,
not just
nobody, so, no, nobody wake
listen.
up and nobody. Hold on. Nobody wake up and focus on what could happen bad today. No, but when you have a lot of people who wake up and they know that things can go left like that. You know how it's a saying that people say nowadays, "Oh, stay dangerous," stuff like that. That don't come from nowhere.
When you say danger, what do you mean, like by physical harm or what? What are you? What is,
When people, how you familiar with the term when people say "stay dangerous"?
that's what
Right.
I'm saying. I'm trying to be clear. Stay danger usually mean physical harm, right?
Like they started saying like some people used to say stay safe back in the day, but now it was like nah, don't stay safe, stay dangerous or whatever. Right? That's a thing now.
So basically, like that's what I'm saying. So it's like when I say it's all right to see the silver lining, but you got to see the ground. Okay, let's go to a setting that you're familiar with. You from Nigeria, right?
Hmm.
You were there during the wars.
No, I wasn't born during the war.
You wasn't born. Oh, see, but I
The
ain't.
war was in the '60s. It was in the
No, no,
'60s.
no. This is what I'm saying. I don't know your age, and I really wasn't trying to guess. That's why I'm asking. Okay, but you know people who were around during that time, right?
Yeah, yeah. Civil war environment is dangerous. Yeah, I get that. So what's the point? I'm trying to still get what. Yeah.
All right. What's some of the advice that the people from those times gave you about life moving forward?
Well, they move forward. I mean, moving forward. Where they war handed, everybody
I
move on.
said, what's some of the idioms that they gave about life moving forward?
Well, war is dangerous. And work hard and continue. You know,
Is that considered work focusing on the negative?
I don't know what you mean, man. I'm still trying to understand. Like, okay, what does that have to do with me being around other people? Like, I'm trying to get it because the point where I'm trying to make is I don't focus on negative. Like, for example, when I meet people, I'm not interested in knowing the negative things in their mind. I'm more interested in positive things in their mind. I want to engage in positive conversation.
Okay,
I'm not interested in knowing whether somebody hate me. I want to.
who's focusing on whether somebody hates you or not?
I didn't say anybody. I just say me. I focus because you said focus on. You got to look at the good, positive, and the good and the bad or something. However you said it, but I just say what's the benefit of looking at the
All I'm
negative.
saying is don't be oblivious to the bad side. That's all I'm saying. Don't be oblivious to it. That's all.
And that's why I'm trying to understand the context. That's so that way I don't misunderstand what you're saying. That's why I ask you that. Because you can say one thing, I may think what you meant is one thing, and it could be something else that you're actually trying to say. So that's why we're trying to understand what people are saying.
Okay, walking down the street, right? So
Hmm.
I'm trying to go simple as possible. Walking down the street. When I was a little boy, walking down the street, we know at nighttime it's gonna be a pack of dogs roaming. The ones that'll bite you, roaming
Hmm.
around. That
Hmm.
don't happen nowadays, but back in the day, if you're riding a bike down the street, I'm talking about nighttime. You're riding a bike down the street, a
Hmm.
dog could run out. You don't want a dog to run out, but a dog can run out, especially if it's nighttime.
Hmm.
Okay, so I could be walking or riding the bike down the street. The fact that I'm thinking about a dog, it could happen or it couldn't. And the fact that I'm not thinking about a dog, it could and it could not happen. That's
Okay,
what I'm
so that's
saying.
you're talking about negative in the sense of physical danger. That's why I ask you that. Are you saying in terms of physical danger or in terms of maybe be careful that
Well,
someone is a bad person? I don't know. If it's physical danger, of course, first of all, when you're going somewhere, you want to be wary of where you're going. Like, is this a dangerous place or is it a safe place? What's the chance of something bad happening there? You take your calculation before you get there. Well, that's not what we discuss. Of course, anywhere you go, you know that it's danger. You have your
and that's all I'm saying. You use your judgment.
yeah, use your judgment. But we're talking about human interaction here.
Yeah, you use your judgment.
Yeah, most places I don't go into engage people in dangerous places. I'm usually in a safe environment. Maybe I meet someone that's Indian or Chinese or white or black somewhere, and I just you say hi, I say what's up, how you doing, and then we start conversation. I'm not trying to know whether he hates me. The fact that the person is willing to engage in conversation, I'm not concerned whether he hates me. I don't think about that.
Okay,
I,
do you think that we think like that? I'm talking about like
I
me
don't know.
me 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 specific. Hold on, me specifically in Black America. We can do it case by case. Do you think that I do that?
I
Or do
don't
you
know
think that
you.
black? You
I
think
don't know
no?
you.
I get it. Okay. Do you think Black America do that?
I'm gonna answer that.
There's no way I can say what Black Americans do, but I can say what
Let me
individuals
answer
do. I
that.
can say someone like Kyla, yeah, maybe he does it, based
Some
on the
people
way he talks.
don't. So it's a
You
mixed
you
bag.
you
Everybody
attacking
ain't the
Callum.
same.
Case by case.
Yeah.
Yeah, case by case, exactly. Like I engage. See, listen, the difference between me and most people is when I'm coming to engage the person that's talking. I'm not judging his entire. I'm not stupid. Kyla is not the only Black American I know. I've met Black America of all categories. I'm from professor to the drug dealer to the from the man with the PhD to the guy that went drop out of elementary school. So I know you guys are not what's the word? Monolithic. You all different. So I'm not someone that would tell you all black Americans think like this. I'm not that stupid. Come on now. I've
I'm not saying
engaged.
I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm not saying that you are or that you are that. What I'm saying is you putting out you conveying your judgments or the way you approach it. Like I asked you earlier in the conversation, how do you navigate the American landscape or the United States landscape? That's why I asked you how you do it. But the way that you're saying it as if I'm doing it like this, and this is how you should do it, and you guys shouldn't do it like that. Basically saying
Okay,
I should, y'all should move more like me.
okay, listen. Okay, I think I'll make it clear now. So when I turn on a show, right, I listen to the person talking, the host, his mindsets. Let's say a black American professor is on the show, he's talking, of course, or maybe one that has a different mind frame from uh Kala. Based on how he's talking, is how I'm going to engage him, right? Like, okay, this is how you're thinking. Okay, I rub mine with him, so I'm engaging him based on his uh, frame of mind, right? So when I engage Kala, it's based on the way Kala is talking, the way he's thinking. So it doesn't mean it's Kala that I'm talking to. I'm not talking to all black Americans. I'm not saying this is how. If Kala is insulting me, I'm insulting him back.
I
It's
get
another thing people mistake is sometimes when I come on Kala show and roast African Americans, Kala roasted Nigeria, so I roast black America back. You get what I'm saying? It's like you and your friend in school. The guy, hold on,
it
hold
ain't
on, wait.
personal. No, we don't take it
It
personal.
doesn't mean I'm roasting black Americans. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
color that me and him roasting each other. It's kind of like your friend that say your mama, and you say your mama too. It
Nah,
doesn't mean you hate his
nah,
mama.
nobody taking
It's
it
just him
personal.
that it's just him that you're trying to hurt, not his mama. That's what
Yeah,
it is. So
yeah,
so
nobody
it's
take
color
nobody
that
taking
me
it
I'm
personal.
engaging based on these mindsets. You know.
Right, right. No, I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody taking on it. No, like nobody taking it personal. When I say nobody, I'm speaking on me primarily, but then other people too. So, but I'm just saying like no, nobody taking it personal. I'm just saying that the way that you're approaching it, you dangerously optimistic and you may be oblivious to danger. What you're saying is I don't even focus on it. Yeah, that's cool. Nobody focuses on it. That's all I was saying. That's the
Yeah, yeah.
point I was
Because
making.
when I
That's the
say
point I was making.
it's color that I think is if I say he's focusing on it, it's him that I'm saying is focusing on it. I'm not saying
Right,
all of
right.
you.
I
I
get
didn't
no, no,
accuse you.
I get it.
Like you, for example, the only thing I will engage you on is what you said to me, right?
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I'm not. Kala will not say something. I'll begin to respond to you because you didn't say it. He's the one that said it. But the
Right.
thing is, when I'm saying something back to Kala, the other black Americans sometimes on the show thinking I'm talking to them. And they begin to roast me like, "Oh, you talking shit to us?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm talking to Kala." The only person I
I
never
get it.
just out of nowhere insult anybody or start roasting or saying. Usually, someone start attacking me because they feel like when I'm attacking Kala, I'm attacking their group. And a lot of people that came to fight me is because they think me going at Kala, I'm going at them. So,
Yeah,
and
like nobody take it really personal like that. Nobody take it
and
personal like that. We
I
get it.
wouldn't
We
even be
get it.
going at Kala if Kala wasn't going at me and my group. Kala was
No,
just
I get. No, I get it. I get it. You just defending your group of people, and you defending yourself too.
Tyler
Like,
don't like Nigeria for some strange reason, even though he got Nigerian, blood.
Yeah,
But
no, no, I don't. I have a thick skin. I don't even mind someone insult like going there at Nigeria. I don't give a shit. I personally don't even care much about Nigeria like that. Nigerians don't really care about Nigeria. Like we care about our individual ethnic group, to be honest. Because most of us don't really believe in the country. We kind of like want the country to split. But the thing is, the issue. What I don't like about some people is this. I'm a kind of person where if I know that you're somebody that were you willing to say to some people, you okay for them to say back to you, right? I know oh, this guy here doesn't mind. But Kala is the kind of person where he would say, you African lamb right mouth to say anything about black American, nothing. And then I was like, okay, fine, beautiful, I can respect that. That'll be fine. Me and Kala were cool before. I was Kala and other people were all friends. But then they first in the beginning when we used to talk, they say that like, oh, you Africans shouldn't be saying nothing about black American. Oh, that's fine. That's I can respect that. But then he would now open a show that Africans and Nigerians are stupid. Like you throwing insult. And then I'll be like, okay, what the fuck? So you just gave me instruction. I can't say nothing about black American. But then you, oh, those Nigerians, they're stupid. They're dumb.
Let me
Come
get
on now.
Let
So
me
I'm
get
like, okay,
Kidola.
so you want to do that? So you know what? Let me say the same thing back to you. See how you gonna feel.
Let me
So
get
I
Let me
just fuck
get
with Kala, man.
Let
I
me
don't
get
hate him.
Kidola
I
on.
just give it back to him. That's why.
Let me get Kidola on. Kidola, good. Kidola, going once, going twice.
Hey, hey. What's up?
What's going on, Kidola?
Yo, Black Americans, FBA Black Americans. What's up?
What's go- what's going on? What's going on? I don't know. Let's see. Let's hear it. I'm like Calla.
What's the
Let's hear
topic?
it.
What's the topic, Kala? Kala, can you summarize what's going on? Kala, Mike, what's going on, bro?
Yeah. I mean, they're just talking, man. I mean, they just. I mean, I think we said so many things, man. But I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
even.
yeah, but yeah, okay, Mike. I've seen a lot of YouTube, Instagram that why do FBA hate Africans? That a lady came out and said, "I hope America deport all the Africans and bomb them there, so they will all die." Why? I want to know because there's
I'm
no
gonna tell you.
Africa coming out. There's no Africa coming out on YouTube crying and shouting, blaming everybody like we Black Americans we want to media. When that Asian woman said, "You Black Americans are dirty," that is even kind of like a little bit normal than what that FBA woman was talking about Africa. If you even look at her, you will be disappointed at her anyway, but she look like a very low life woman. So why you people hate Africa so much and pretend?
Kilo Lab, be honest with you, man. At this point, whatever anybody says, man, you can't judge that person because it may be that another African says something very bad to her that she has to react that way. You know, at this point, they're firing back at each other. So at this point, like, I'm like, when a black American now come out to say, "Oh, fuck this African," I don't just take it like, "Oh, the person just woke up and said it." Maybe another African says something to her too. You know. So what's going on is this the whole thing became chain reaction, and unfortunately, it's like an internet. So, like for example, let's say there was never a diaspora war going on, right? Let's say me and this black American guy here, let's say we threw insult at each other, right? In the comment section. Now, a Nigerian will read his insult at me, and a black American will read my insult at him, right? And then the people will not say that, oh, this guy's insulting my people, and I will insult, and then they will insult me, and then they will throw it. And another person will read the comments, and that person too is like, oh, you know, so it goes like the chain reaction. So
It's
when
a
Yvette Cornell,
it's a chain reaction. Absolutely.
exactly, so that's
I'm gonna
what's
give
going on.
you.
So
I'm gonna give.
the insult
You
is going both ways. So that lady, it could be that maybe last week before she said it, she didn't feel that way. But she just got online and saw an African throwing insult at another black American. But she didn't know whether the African too read a comment about a black American that African were reacting to. And now she took that and just like, whoa, got pissed off. And that so
right.
that when the whole thing started, I said it. When Yvette Cornell, Antonio Moss, when they were doing it, I'm like, this is where they're going with it. In fact, I was in one of the. I can remember when I did the show with Hannes, like, look, I think CIA is funding this thing because I knew where it's going. Like, they just want to cook this thing where, because I knew where they were going with it. Like, and then when Tariq created it, he's divided and conquer. There's money in it. So, and a lot of people are making money out of it too, because you're gonna get a lot of views once you create that bomb shit, like they explode, you know. So I knew where it was going. So when he got to that point, I'm like, you know what? I don't have power for it. I'm just gonna leave it like that, man. He's gonna keep going. People gonna be insulting each other, man. It's only people that have brain that will not take it like, hey, sometimes hey, I jump into insult back, but I don't have nothing against like I don't let it give me hatred towards anyone. I just see it as hey, it's unfortunate situation, man. So
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna be yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little story, right? Because my little cousin and his friend was talking about that. He was like on the internet, because they see stuff, people post stuff on Twitter. He was like, man, because they was talking about Africans one day. He like, man, Africans don't like us. They said this on Twitter and whatnot. And like you said, it's a chain reaction. People see stuff on the internet and they feel like they got to defend their group. Because like he said before, then they ain't never knew, they don't know nothing about Africans. Didn't care about any opinion anybody. They just saw something on the internet. And vice versa. Africans see Black Americans say stuff about them, so they feel like they got to jump into it.
They gotta
And
jump in. Everybody want to defend their thing. You
everybody
know,
got
it's
to jump
human
in.
nature. You know?
Yeah, so that's all it is. That's the truth.
And what makes it worse is that some people turn into a movement. I mean, the thing could have been. I mean,
Absolutely.
like the thing. It was natural. Like when the internet started, I used to see people arguing. 'Cause even Jamaicans and even Africans, like Nigerian and someone from Zimbabwe, can type, come and insult each other. It wasn't really going that far. But when people start making it a movement, like start putting name behind it and making it rallying their group, like when
Right.
Tariq Nam turned into a movement of a group rather than him. If Tariq Nasir would have just engaged the African he didn't like online and they insult each other, he would have
Right.
just maybe be in that circle right there. But when he now start rallying his group, trying to make like
And there and
when
there's some
that amplified it and just turned into a it makes it worse.
there's some money in it as well because
And there's some money in it. Yeah, they see
I'm starting
how
to see people from the UK doing the same thing, and I'm like, what? It's like, like, what are y'all
yeah.
doing?
Yeah, when it not turning into like a movement, oh shit, then now
Yeah,
you turn into a disaster.
there's some Jamaicans now who try to cash in. There's one in Britain, a Jamaica girl. I saw
Yeah,
that on TikTok also.
I seen her
There's
too.
one in the United States. And the one with the Jamaican, I think that young lady could not really understand the history, what she's dancing with. You understand? Because the Jamaican one, not too long ago, that was settled. But I think, you see,
Exactly.
it
They
just,
bringing up
it,
old stuff that people already don't worked over.
it
Yeah.
just like what they did to what the Black Americans are doing to the Asians. These things can be either you create a permanent enemy to yourself, no matter how you want to spin it. The Jamaican ones, what the Black Americans are doing to the Asians, the Jamaicans also do it to the Africans. They laugh at their skin color, they laugh at their
When you talking
clothes.
about in UK or
In the
UK, UK,
UK.
UK,
Mhm.
yeah,
UK,
yeah,
way
but
back.
the thing is, Kilo, let me be honest with you. Back in the
No,
days, like before now, what disappointed me the most, particularly like before the social media came, it was I don't know how old these other two brothers are, but if you hold enough, before internet came, like in the 2000 and something, right? Back before that, the only people that had control of media, and that's why someone like Kala is Kala grew up in even the worst time. The people that control media, where everybody consumed the whole world, were a group of white people, like just and they wanted to convince the whole world that they had a superior race. So now somehow they feel like the black was like the biggest threat to their challenge to so they started demonizing the black race with the media. And then they made Africa even so freaking dirty. The way they painted
no, no,
the so
Mike.
hold on. So the that media thing caused a lot of the Caribbeans and the people in the blacks and the diaspora, the Americans and the Caribbean to feel like Africa is a mess. These Africans are low. But then when the media came out, when the Jamaicans, everybody started seeing the truth. But the Jamaicans to make a U-turn. The Caribbean made a U-turn. They started being more, you know, closer to the
Yeah,
Africans, like, whoa, wow, But the black Americans, they too were making a U-turn.
Mike,
But then this group of people started creating this.
Mike,
I'm like, yo, I thought it was an opportunity for everybody to, change their mind on the way they were seeing each other. But somehow
Mike,
some people turn
They
into
opening up old wounds that like we
Mike,
pretty much.
Mike, Mike,
That's
the
all.
Jamaica make a U-turn in England, not because they make a U-turn. They make a U-turn because the Africa retaliates. You know,
no, 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 no.
the
If you're talking
no, no,
about physical,
may I just tell you the truth. The Jamaica will far more worse, what you're saying now. They don't allow Africans to come to their club.
I don't know about
They
that, man.
don't,
In
hold,
everywhere on
yeah,
the UK.
no, that's what I'm telling you right now that what happened is if they walk, if they do anything, they call them, they have a name for Africa, they call it Africa Bubu. You understand me?
Well, where
And
is this? Where is this? Because I do a lot of
hold on,
Jamaicans back then.
that's what I try to explain. That's what I try to explain to you. It is in UK, and this is started
Only in the
already.
UK or everywhere.
Yes,
No,
the
no, no,
UK.
no. In
UK.
the
Oh,
UK,
just okay.
this
Maybe
started.
I didn't live in the UK, so I don't know. So,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
so
know
this is
other
started.
places I've been. I met
No,
Jamaicans. You
this
know.
is started. It's our 60s. But that 60s, those men that came to study and everything, then those are when the whole thing started. Then it now become the grandchildren of those people, early 90s, right? If from middle 80s to early 90s, they didn't want to hear or say nothing. They don't want to even hear about Jamaica. So it was so deadly that some of them were even unaliving themselves. When I mean the Africans started retaliating badly, that's how gang will be formed. The Africa formed a gang in UK. You understand me? Special, I mean, let me put it, especially the Nigerians form a very huge gang there, and they were really, really going after each other there. So what happened? The Africans become more, the Nigerians become more powerful in terms of the gangs, right? That telling the Jamaicans, you people are not like, you people don't have the monopoly of being violent. You understand me?
Let me ask you
That's how
this:
the
was he the whole Caribbean or was it just Jamaican?
Oh man, the whole Caribbean, they were
The whole
fighting the whole
Caribbean.
Caribbean. They all
Because
the
one thing
same.
I knew, what I
They,
knew back then,
they all
from
the
my own.
same. Look, Mike, the Jamaica form a gang, because the Jamaica form a gang first, right? Jumping on the Africans. You understand me? So the Africans have to. It takes the time because of their culture. Don't look for trouble. To read. Tony Joshua is part of those gangs that will be formed. Do you know? If you check the way Tony Joshua came to Bossy, it was Tony Joshua not to go to jail. You understand? If you ask Tony Joshua, do you like Jamaicans? Tell me, fuck them.
Wow.
You understand me?
But I can
We
say
tell
one thing,
you,
Sha. I know that the one thing I noticed was among the Caribbeans, because I spent time around them, the Jamaicans tend to feel like they are just better than the rest of the Caribbeans. I know they kind of used to bully
they
the Asians.
change, they
And the
change,
reason
they
was
change.
because, hold on, the reason was because the white media back then, they presented the Jamaicans as the
No, they
coolest.
change now.
No, no,
They
I'm just saying,
change.
like, hold on, wait,
I
you don't hear my
understand.
point. I'm
They
saying, listen,
change, they
wait.
change,
But I'm
they
saying
change
something
with the
different.
African
Just hear me
population.
out. Just hear
They,
me out. Hear me out.
okay, okay.
Back then they presented, even in Nigeria, they presented the Jamaicans and the Black Americans as the coolest people out there in the world. Like, like the entertainment, the only one being the white people control the media in the world back then. The Western media. In Nigeria we have two sides of the media. We have our own local media, and then we have the foreign media. Well, the foreign media was basically controlled by American company in Hollywood. So they always pump an American stuff. But the outside of Black American entertainment, they were the only one they were also given was the Jamaican. So Jamaica, I don't know for some reason Jamaica were really pumped, and that kind of gave them that sense of, oh, I'm a better black than all these other Caribbeans and Africans. So they were thinking, feeling better. So the same thing with the
Yeah,
Black
but
Americans too. That's the reason why they feel so like they're better, because they saw themselves as being more popular and things like that. So it leads to
yeah,
that
but
ego
Mike,
of
but not that kind of love we have for them in Africa. You see in England. You understand me? You come into their club, they will bounce you. You come into
wow.
now. You know what?
Wow.
You
That
know
was
why
back
they
in the
change?
day. That's back in the day though, King
You
Joe. Ain't nobody
Yeah,
doing that.
look,
yeah, that's
look,
back in the day.
look,
Even
look.
back, but in the
Mike,
US,
Mike,
the Jamaican didn't bounce me from their
Mike,
club. Man.
Mike. It changed when the population of the African become more. Um, uh, Now they feel the heat now. Do you know the Jamaica try the Somalians? The Somalians go after them. The Jamaicans could not really do much. That's an African war called the Bantu gang. The Jamaicans have to run towards the Africans to
So
help
why are
them.
the white British allowing these people to be acting crazy in their country like that?
Because yeah,
The white men didn't round
because
them up and pick allow you guys to be
Big
no no
doing
no
gang in their
no
is
country
no
more liberal than
in
America.
London.
That's white America.
no.
They're more liberal.
If you ask Ethiopia or Somalia, Ethiopia, they will tell you they hate Africa. They hate Nigeria because Nigeria joined with the Jamaicans to fight it back. You understand me? So all this was say Jamaicans or Caribbean love Africa. It was never really like that before. It
But
was
one thing I
the
know
African.
that one thing I also know, Nigerians like we like to like try to get close to the Jamaica. Even when I was in the back in the day when I got in the late '90s, early 2000s, the Nigerians were the only Africans that were really close to Black Americans. They were the only
No,
one that really
no.
assimilate with them. Like they really like get
Yeah,
close. I mean, see some Nigerians so close to them, man.
but not
The
that
other
love,
Africans were man.
not that love. We love them in Africa. that when you start seeing them personally. For far, we like them, but when you meet them personally, you don't. You become disappointed the way they
Yeah,
will react.
and that's what I was trying to explain to them earlier. Like when
Mm,
we coming from, particularly in Nigeria, where we are coming here, we are coming with that mind of, oh shit, my these people, they were cool, like they're cool. Like we see them as people we like, it's like with the young ones. But then when we come here, they're thinking we are coming with a different mindset. They don't know. They think I don't know who's putting that stuff in their mind that they just generally hate. We generally hate them, but the hate that, and I always try to tell Black Americans, the Nigerians that may hate you will be the one that's been here for so long, but not someone that's just coming from there. Because no one is, they don't think about the only thing they know about you is just entertainment. They don't. It's not like they're in Nigeria and thinking about you, talking about you, or no. The only thing they know about you is just entertainment. And the young people, when they come in here, they're thinking they want to come to join you in your entertainment and things. But after they be here for some time, I think it's the American culture where everybody don't want to mess with anybody. It's just the way America is structured that people just don't say hi to each other. And after some time, even me, in Nigeria, if you walk past somebody, you don't greet them. They're gonna look at you like, because am
Oh,
I lying?
hold on. People, so you saying people in America don't greet each other when
No,
they see?
no,
Walk
I'm saying I'm not saying not at all. I'm saying like in Nigeria, for example, like if you
Mhm.
walk past, if you live in maybe in a community, and you walk past someone that lives there, maybe your neighbor or someone, and you don't say hi to them, they're gonna start thinking like you holding something against them, you want to kill them. So they're gonna go tell another neighbor like, is that person angry with me? Is that they didn't
People,
greet me?
people
Walk
do
past
that
me.
in America
But
too.
that's where they see it. Hold on, calm down. But in the United States, like literally, you know that literally people like you and your next door neighbor walk past you and don't say hi to you. Like people just that sense of embracing people is not the culture. I'm not saying it's Black America. I'm just saying it's
No.
not common.
I'm not talking about. I'm
In
talking
fact, I would think you guys are even better than white. To be
I don't, I
honest.
don't I don't think that. Like I think it's more like where you live at than that. Because I mean, people
No, no,
greet each
no.
other all the time. Like they'll.
People greet, but not people that talk, except people that know each other.
You don't even gotta know each
Mike,
other. Like people see you at Walmart, they'll
Come on,
they'll
man.
they'll say,
Come on
"Hey,
now. Come on.
yeah,
Come
come
on.
on,
Mike,
hey, I've
No,
been
Mike,
no,
there
no.
Mike,
too."
Bro, still don't
Mike.
do
Let
this,
me
man.
be,
Come on,
Mike,
man.
Mike. Let me be honest.
Where,
Even
Let me be
Kala
where,
will
honest
where
tell
to
you
you,
you,
where you stay
Mike.
at?
Let me be honest to you,
bro.
man. The white America,
I've lived in every coast in
Mike.
America.
The white
Trust me.
Americans are far. The white Americans are far more better, man. Let me just tell you the truth. The white Americans are far
No,
more better than the black
the
Americans.
whites. You see, the thing is, no, no, no. I won't say they are far better. I think the white, the thing is, they're more strategic in everything they do. That's the difference. They're not different from blacks. Or in fact, I can even say they can be worse. They can be even more dangerous. The white is before the white person may have something really against you, right? But he would know the right time to express it. He may wait for you to do something wrong or fucked up before you express it. But the thing about black, they're quick to express things and they end up expressing it wrong. Just like I give you an example, you just make the assumption, you just spit it out and they end up making someone that you could achieve something from and losing that benefit or maybe that person that. But white people are more like, let me hide this thing, let me see. They're more strategic and they wait for even the one that don't like you, wait for you to screw up before you spit it out.
Yeah,
You
the
know what
more,
I'm
the more,
saying? So
the
that's why
more.
they are more easier for us to be African to be around them because all we know is this white person may not like me, but as long as I don't step on his toes, right? He's not we like not gonna have confrontation or anything like that. So they are easier to want to get around because you know they are thinking. So you know that okay, this white person here, you know what it would take for him to confront you. So you can easily navigate around the whites. But with blacks, like oh lord, man.
Mike, Mike. No, I'm saying this to you. Maybe the one in the States might be different from the one I see in Europe, man. Mike, I swear to God, if you have money, these black Americans chicks will run after you. If you don't
Any
have
chick will
money,
run
they'll be
after you if you have money.
hold on,
Any
Mike.
yeah.
A father will be looking at you. But the moment
Who?
a white American chick come close to you, they'll all be kind of like talking with their whispering, whispering in the back, like, huh?
Well,
Oh,
Kidola,
oh, oh.
that's your own
Wait,
personal
wait,
experience. Now
wait,
you can't use your own
wait.
experience to
No,
generalize.
no, no, Mike, no, Mike. No. I'm just saying the truth, right? These guys, I've seen them in action. When I see them in Europe, I was very disappointed. Not all, few was good, but majority of them, the moment they hear your accent, you're an African, they will be distancing themselves from you, right? Sometimes
But
they
that's
even
back in the days, though, man.
no 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 no. Even if even some of them will even be a little bit what we call a little bit
Kidola,
aggressive towards you, right?
back in the 90s, 80s at that time, once anyone hear your accent, it's like, are you African? Like, I have to lie that I'm Jamaican because once people find you're African, it's like they just, like, no, people don't can't think of anything positive. They start saying it, but now today, if I speak with accent, they just like, are you Nigerian or are you, which part of Africa are you from?
Yes,
People now
because
know that people are now
yeah,
exposed. They don't hear your
because you
accent now and
live
begin to,
because
it's different. It's different.
because you don't really give a damn about them. So you're not curious about them. You don't even want nothing to do with them. So they kind of like shock, even when they know you're African. So
Yeah,
you don't really
yeah,
feel,
yeah. That's another good point because
yeah,
and
you
then
know,
for my Carolina, there they say Africans come here, they want to mess with them. Africans started staying away because of that back then. This whole stigma, stereotype, and the way people look at them, like, okay, you from this Discovery Channel place. So Africans don't want to deal with that, because we already know, like, these people know I'm African, they're just going to come at me negatively. So we started staying away. Me too. At one point, when I came here like 98, and then by the 2004, I just started staying away from Black Americans and people because I know that they'll start roasting me, or because once they know you're from Africa, so that's why Africans started staying away. But they think Africans stay away because they don't like them.
we start playing
They just trying to have peace of mind, man. I don't want to be
Mike,
this
we
place where
start opening,
somebody.
Mike, you know what happened? We start opening our club. The other Africans they're a little bit scared of them. They don't want no trouble. But the Nigerians face them head to head. We start opening our club. We were not going to that club anymore. And the white chicks started coming to the Nigerian clubs. You understand me? And based on that, that will really save Africans in this what is so-called Western Europe, really. Really, really, really. Not like, so what we see now Tarika Shid is doing and people like the Ivakan there is not strange to the Africans that live in Europe for a very long time. You feel me? So we saw these things already with them, even without the social media. You feel me? It was only the white American. Even if you come to clubs, the Latinos are far more friendly. What called the Puerto Ricans, at that time. We don't even know the difference between the Puerto Ricans or the Latinos, but we just know their skin is different to the white. They are more friendly. They're more a little bit curious to know where you're coming from. They would dance with you, sort of play pool with you because some of these American disco club they're in their bases and they have all these pool games and everything. You understand me? So we see these things that the, what is playing out right now. We already saw it in the 90s. You feel me? We already saw it in the 90s. You know, it's not about sometimes they wear their military uniform and before the part they put MP with civilian jeans. Sometimes this black American they just shoulder you up. Only with you with the white chicks and they think, why with these Africans only with the white chicks? They will be telling the African they think you telling the white chicks that you are black America make the white chicks to follow you. But it doesn't know that it was not really like that. And sometimes some of these white chicks started
What
become
they don't know
aggressive.
is the white chicks are more interested in two things from a black man. You know, your bedroom
That
performance and
you
safety. They want to feel safe, and they're not interested in
uh,
you being cute or you come from
You
America.
know,
They don't
no, no.
care. They want to get the white
Hmm.
guys just want to get some good action from you tonight. So when they said African,
You,
they're like, okay, and the African act more, less aggressive. More, I mean, like in the sense that they don't want to act like the gangster things like that. So that's why the white chick are feeling more safe with the Africans, and
if you have most guys that live in Europe, they have a very negative view of Black Americans because of their experience. Especially if you
Who?
live between if you live in Germany and in the Netherlands,
Oh, the
they don't really
whites, the
see
white
you.
people.
No, the Africans that live in Europe have a very negative view about Black Americans because of the 90s behaviors. That's just the truth,
Oh, the Black
you
American
know.
military guys, the military, because they have a lot of military
Yeah,
bases in those places, man.
yeah.
Germany,
Yeah. Oh yeah. The military, the Africans doesn't have positive view about the Black Americans. That's
in
just the
Europe,
truth.
or in
In
Africa, or
Europe,
in
yeah,
Europe.
in Europe,
Yeah, I think our experience with
in Europe. If
the
you
thing
stay in
is,
Europe, if you if you live in Western Europe, you don't really want to come to the United States. That's just the
oh
truth.
wow.
You know, yeah,
So
you
so a
don't know
lot of
nothing good there.
there are a lot of FBAs in Europe. I didn't know that.
Oh, there are a lot. There are a lot. You know, some of them even refuse to go back after their military service for 4 years. You
Wow.
know, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like we're strange to what we go see now with FBA. You already saw it already, sir. 90s. I'm still saying it. You say, sir, they will push you out. They will not want to shake you. They don't even say hello to you
Yeah, yeah,
because
I
of
had
your
that
accent.
experience, man. That stuff was, I mean, to me, I just felt like it
Yeah,
wasn't necessary. Like when I first came to the US, man, like it was so difficult for me to make friends with some of them. They just look at you like, they look at you
yeah,
like you're
yeah,
trash. Like I'm like, what the
yeah.
heck? I mean, they just see you as you're beneath them, You're from Africa, but there's some they're cool, these smart ones, the educated ones, the one that the parents brought. Those ones are okay. But there's some that just I don't know if it's hip hop that make them think like that. Because I see it in all these
No, it was
they
hip hop.
just
You
they
know, it
have
was
these
hip.
ego. They do it among themselves too. They're like this nigga look they size you before like I'm better than you, nigga. You ain't like,
They say cool. No, no, no. That's what I said. I asked the two black Americans, why must you? Because at that time, that was you see in internet. I asked them, what is the hate against Africans? Because Africans don't really have anything mind about. Because Mike, let's just be honest. Will you go to those embassies? You only see black Americans there, right from their
there's
security,
white people now. It's white people.
right from their security to their desk to their desk people. It's all white or
And
Latino
that's why they
mix.
don't understand. Like
You
Kidola,
know,
when Africans come here, they wonder like you came here is supposed to but they don't understand the Africans think it's the white people that invite them here.
yeah, you know, just say
You
the
know,
truth.
when in the embassies, the white people that giving us visa, they giving the Africans visa. So they don't the African when they get here, they don't see any kind of affiliation with you. Like, okay, I don't see you're not the one that gave me the visa to come here. And even when they get here, it's the white people that has the businesses, the companies that probably give them employment. So that's why the Africans see them as okay. I don't see where you're relevant. as far as my as far as my me what I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to achieve, because along the way, it's the white people that I've been dealing with.
I want to ask Steve because the way the thing who want to make money now, those that were sorting their women, those that were a little bit, I don't know what they were saying, who want to make money nice in South Africa, who want to make money on YouTube now
You said
is to
you
South
said what? You
Africans.
don't say it again. What's your question?
I said, why is it that who want to make money on YouTube now, right? Those who were like against the women, but they're not
Oh, you talking
totally
about how
against
the manosphere,
Africa.
they went from manosphere talking bad about black women. Now they talking about down on Africans. Yeah,
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a gender war before it became the
yeah. It
Afro
was
war.
a gender war. Now they jump to they just trying to make money. Nobody wants to work a regular job no more. That's all it is.
We want
Everybody
to
want to
make
get
money
money.
online, man.
Yeah.
It was a gender war,
after the
man.
maybe
Kala,
after the
the
YouTube,
funny thing was really gender war. I was always trying to defend the black women, though.
Yeah.
You had the Oshidu Jackson channel, and then you had the Search for Uhuru. They will go there try to defend the black women, and then went from the gender war, it became the diaspora war. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, I missed the gender war thing. I was like,
Ah,
no,
the
Danet,
gender war made
Danet.
it to the community, though, man. I won't go lie, because it got to a point where the black girls in the neighborhoods, when you go to around and you start fronting with a black guy, I'm like, what the? Yeah. Like, but the black women gave it to the black man, though, and black girls started going for white men. I'm like, whoa. That gender war was not a good idea, man. I'm like, dude, why would men go to war with women? You're not gonna win, man.
hmm
You're not gonna win, dude. I mean, damn.
I missed that. Thank God.
That one, man, they were going at black women, dude. They have Tommy Sotomayor. Holy shit, man. This guy was
How can you
all
say?
on
How
black
can you?
American women, dude. This
How can you
guy
say you
with
missed that? Steve, how can you say you missed that when that was very? Look, when you start putting your own race down, right? When you
Hmm
start coming to public to put your own race down, right? Heavily. Even we Africans, we're very shocked. It's not like
Right.
our women somehow we don't have
Actually,
issues with them.
You know
For
that
him
that
to
one,
not
that
come out,
gender war, man. That's when I started having beef, online beef with Black American men. It is my beef. The argument between wasn't the. It didn't start with the African war. It was a gender war because I was feeling like this thing was hitting me. It's like they were talking to my daughter. You know, like I was, and then I know a lot of freaking most of the Black American and people that I know they're very like in professional places. I met with Black American women, very brilliant and upright. And then you got these men just demonizing Black American women, and then they don't talk about themselves. Like they make it look like the Black American women were the problem with the Black community. They're the worst of the Black community. They just pick up, and I'm like, yo, come on, man.
Actually,
they
I
put
forgot. Kevin Samuels was pretty popular. I didn't watch him. Like I didn't pay attention to it, but I heard about Kevin Samuels when I was in high school. But I never like heard about him
No,
on the
Kevin
radio.
Samuel wasn't really much of then gender war. His own was more of
Oh, okay, okay.
trying to make women understand. Like,
Oh,
hey, look.
okay. I got you. I got you. I never watched him, so
Yeah,
I
he
ain't.
wasn't really like
no, it
attacking
was part
women
of the
or
whole.
attacking black women. His own was more
It,
of women in general.
it
Like,
was
look, he's trying to kick
it was
reality in
part
the
of
head. Well, he was giving uncomfortable truths about
it was it
dating,
was not even
marriage, but
Mike.
but the gender
It was
war of
part of it was
it's
part of the whole
look.
problem too. It was part of the whole problem too that he was far more using style to reduce them, saying that they're five, they're three, they're this, they're that. You know, it was part of the whole problem too, man. You know, and when you start doing all these things, right? When you start doing all these things, black women, it really, really. I've been to a club whereby nobody want to talk to black women in the club. I'm not going to lie to you. Nobody want to talk to black American women, even in America club.
During the
Most
diaspora
guys are
war,
just
during the gender war, wait.
even before then. Sometimes you just see them floating around, and that pisses them off sometimes. Seeing black men going towards other race,
Yeah, they
just
reduced them. I mean, like
you
I
reduce
was
them,
one of the
and
argument I was making with the guys is that you can't because what the one of the problem I had was that they were on the internet and they were demonizing their own women in front of everybody else, like the whole world. Like like, as we're talking right now, you would think it's just people like in America, also, but someone can be in Japan, Australia. They're watching the show right now. So you got
yeah,
Black American men spilling their community problem online arguing, and then they were bringing their women down, making them look like the worst set of human beings on the
Actually,
world. And I'm like, damn. So now you reducing their value to every man all over the world. So now men like they're Africans or Caribbeans or places will not be saying, damn. So those women they are like this, like so now you don't want them. If you don't want them, now you're not telling all you pretty much telling other men all over the world not to want them. That
I
was just
sometimes
terrible, man. That was
yeah,
terrible, man.
because you cannot be in a place in a confirmed territory and nobody want to say hello to you. You understand? And you feel like what is going on wrong with me? That's when some of them sometimes even with those men don't want to say hello. That's why I said I hear B1, B2 are like, huh? What is B1, B2? Who's doing B1, B2? These dudes, you know, they say black first. What is black first? And I tell people they don't have black for these Negroes, but they're running after white chicks everywhere. You know, some of the will,
Like,
some of the
let's be
women that
honest with ourselves, man. We like to say black folks, black this, black that. Well, to be honest, most black people don't really give a shit about black race, man. We just like to say black folks just to chill, just to make money out of each other. What
I don't give a damn. I
most
really
black
don't
people
give a
don't
damn
give
about.
it.
I'm not really to black force. It will B1, B2, whatever they want to call it, man.